All right. I think I got everything working. Oh, nope. I got to fix the camera now. Technology sucks, guys. Technology sucks. All right. Anyways, let me fix my camera really quick. Stupid update. And, yeah. Let's see how that works. It's always something. Always something. We were all set up, good to go, and then, yeah, OBS decided it didn't want to open and start streaming. So that was a thing. There we go. Hey, there I am. All right. Oh, without here, hold on. Let me get to the right thing. Now we're gonna do it. There we go. Let's. Now the thing is, yeah. See, now this all fucking undid. Let's see.
Oh god. Do you want me to just switch back to my webcam so you don't have to do it right now?
It should all open, maybe? Dude, it like all this stuff was set up, guys, I swear, until I went to press go live and it said no. It literally said no. And it just ruined everything.
It did.
Yeah, OBS was like, "No, we don't want to do that. We don't want to Yeah, see, like it all reset. Hold on. Here, hold on. Let me see if I can get it all to work right. Yeah, it all like reset to like Xbox Game Bar and everything else. Like, dude, oh my god. Oh, yours is still good. It's just in a weird spot. I don't even know where.
I really like your spinning logo.
Thank you.
I have one of those too, but mine's not that cute.
Like, I don't even know where. All right, we're gonna. Oh, okay. Hold on. I gotta resize everything really quick again to fit everybody. Oh my god, this is so obnoxious. So obnoxious. Guys, you know how, so in the call, like before we start this, I'm like, hey, let's everybody get here like half an hour early so that way we make sure everything's working, everything's set up good to go, so that way we, none of this, exactly what's happening right now, happens. And, yeah, and now, wait, what am I seeing that is... I'm trying to redo Undercard, and I don't know what it's fucking zoomed in on. And it's super weird. So I'm just gonna do this.
As long as it's not my nose.
All right, here we go. Let's just do this.
Oh god.
Yeah. I don't know why. The only advantage to this is that I can literally now do this in like
okay, give me
30 seconds. And well, not 30 seconds, but like once I who am I doing this for? This is Undercard. Here we go. Woo! We're gonna zoom in on Undercard. There we go. This is his little box. He gets a little box.
Nice.
There we
The little
go.
box looks amazing.
Thank you.
You get a little box. Everybody gets a little box.
never
There we go.
notice.
And now we're gonna drag him back over here. Yeah, guys. All this was completely set up. And good to go. You can ask these guys, like, I turned the screen share on, everything looks good, and then OBS is like, you need to update your video driver settings, and I'm like, okay. And yeah, that fucked up everything.
Fuck
There
it,
we
we're
go.
doing it live.
Yeah, exactly. So we're doing this live. We're hanging out with chat. This is all a live. Yeah, exactly. Thing. So here, how about this? Yeah, all according to plan. Guys, you know how technology is. So here, how about this? I'll talk. Well, let's start with Undercard since he's the first one that I, said with and everything. But we'll actually do the whole spiel now that I'm throwing completely off. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the web show that's totally not working right now. You guys aren't familiar. Yeah, they're not allowed to laugh or anything because they're not here right now. Jojo and Shredder don't exist. It's just me and Undercard right now.
They're not in the show yet.
They don't exist.
Patiently
So,
waiting.
if you guys have not been here before, pretty much we're going to sit here, shoot the shit, and joke around like all this, all over some drinks, talk some gaming, some web things to do with gaming, streaming, tech, all that kind of good shit, and just kind of hang out. Do a little bit of intro about all of us and all that, just kind of get to know. Of course, we're going to have guest people every week. Tonight, I am joined by Undercard, who's right there, and then the other people will be joining in shortly. And then, of course, Shredder, who's down over there, and Jojo will be there.
Do one of those Super Bowl commercial intros where, like, me and Jojo run in from, like...
Yeah, I'll get it to, like,
area.
slide over. Dude,
Me running is against terms of service.
yeah.
Okay.
But so you can hear him at least, guys. So
You could do the worm in then.
yeah, we can talk about that here. But simply put, as we'll start a little bit. We'll let Undercard talk for a little bit while I finish fucking editing these fucking other things back in how they should be. I need to change where that pop-up is. We'll put that back over here. We'll do that. All right. Anyways, so Undercard. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Say hi. Say what do you do? What do you stream? How'd you start? All that kind of fun stuff.
Everybody.
A little background.
Little background. So I started streaming in 2018 on Twitch. I was not there very long. I was only there a couple months, and then I kind of saw what was going on over on Mixer. I kind of made the decision that as much as I still didn't mind being on Twitch, I wanted to grow with a platform, and I felt like Mixer was kind of the one to go and do that with. So jumped ship, came over to Mixer, streamed for a few months when then I did have some personal stuff kind of come up. So then I took a pretty long hiatus for about 8, 9, 10 months almost. And then at the beginning of 2019, I finally came back, hit the ground running, and been here since. And everybody knows me as Undercard. If you guys are in the chat, you guys know me. I don't know everybody's people that are from Jojo or Shredder, but yeah, I stream Apex, I stream Modern Warfare, a lot of FPS. I still like playing a lot of other games, but on occasion, when you're kind of on the grind, you do have to focus on certain games to kind of like keep everybody happy, if you will. So hopefully one day there'll be a point where I can indulge in a lot of like the fact that I love. I mean, people always ask me what I game on. I have an Xbox, I have PlayStation, I do have a PC. I'm literally willing to game anything. There's so many games I want to play, but as a streamer, sometimes I do restrict myself down to where I need to be, especially because I do a lot of open lobbies. A lot of people like to come in and play Apex or Modern Warfare with me, so I try to keep it open for everybody. But other than that, I've met all these beautiful faces here on Mixer. I met them all at South, and I love being here. And it's just this is some of my favorite stuff to do, to be honest. Actually,
very nice. I like it. So you started on. You said you started on Twitch. Shredder
Correct.
still doesn't exist yet. So we also have Jojo. So both these guys are actually, we have Shredder, who's going to be pretty much a weekly co-host unless something comes up. Also, we have like D or whatever. Jojo and Undercard both kind of offered when I was doing it, kind of be almost like fill-ins a lot of the time anyways. So it kind of works out that Disciple was here. This is kind of a stream where these are all faces that you're going to see quite often. So if we don't have Shredder or Disciple, or if I need somebody as a filler, both these guys are people that were like, hey, I'll jump in, as another co-host for the stream. So it kind of like works out since these are kind of the first official streams. Inadvertently, it worked out because you'll see both of these lovely people more often than just like the one weekly, guest special appearance and all that. So that being said, start on Twitch. We also have Jojo, who's beneath me. Yeah. Who also started on Twitch way back in the day. So
Yes,
so
way back.
do a little bit of your spiel. What do you do? You know, what do you stream? Tell us how you got started on Twitch.
I am a lot of variety. Like I'm usually switching every stream at least once. I started in 2015 on Twitch, and I left there in 2018 for Mixer, and I've been here ever since. And I don't see myself going back. I don't think that is smart on my part, so I'm sticking here. I play shooters, adventure, horror, RPG stuff, really all over the place. I don't know what else really is important about me.
I mean, it's not what's important about you. It's, you know, like we want to know about you. You're gonna be a regular. We love you. Like, you know, I want to have it on file who you are. You know, for blackmail purposes.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
My dad is a baker.
Oh,
No, I'm just
oh.
kidding. I was told to say
He
that
said
'cause
daddy,
Dog's
not
a
dad. There's a difference. Excuse me. Oh. I do, like, we joke it, and a lot of you guys who know me very much probably know how much this is killing me right now. The fact that this, like, the inside, yeah, like the inside, like my internal like quality and making sure that I give out the best quality and everything, and nitpickiness is going fucking nuts. So, like, for those of you guys that don't necessarily know me, like, just I'm putting on a very bold face right now. Inside, I'm like, oh my fucking god, why isn't this working? And yeah, so I think we got everything back up how it was, 45 minutes ago before I tried to go live. I think we're about good, right? Yeah, that looks
Yeah.
looks
Everything
good.
looks good. It looks great.
Yeah. Why is Shredder's like keep resizing itself?
Don't worry about it. That's what I do.
Can't contain them.
Yep,
You
that's what it
can't.
is.
I
There
like
we go.
that.
Yep.
Put
yep.
that on a shirt.
Yeah.
Put that on
There we
a
go.
shirt.
All right, that's good enough. That is good enough. All right. Yeah, like, and now this time, like, this would be like, this shit would happen if I ended up on like feature or some shit like that. That's like when I got fucking partner. The first night when I got my partner like announcement and everything, and transcoding just seriously fucked me, and I was center front page and it was all fucked up. That drove me nuts for like an hour. My stream crashed like because of transcoding. Nothing to do on my end, but literally that. But then of course we are joined again, like I said, by Shredder. You'll see him all the time. He's over there eating jerky
Thin
or
Mints.
oh, Thin Mints. All right, that works.
Yeah, Girl
All right.
Scouts jerky.
Yeah.
Their new thing.
And I'm sorry if you guys said anything in chat. I was busy looking at this, so I have not actually been looking at chat at all because I was focusing on this. So hello everyone. Welcome
You know what?
welcome to the web
That's
show.
a good idea. Boy Scouts should sell jerky since Girl Scouts sell cookies.
There you go.
Hey,
That is a good idea.
I like
would
it.
buy
I
the
like
hot
it.
Jerky.
right? Let's go.
Yeah, I like it. Fuck yeah. The only
Boy
because
Scouts, yeah.
all jerky
And not
is
in a weird
super
way.
fucking expensive. Like, I hate it. But that's like another topic for another thing. Like, you get like what, half an ounce for fucking $17 or some obnoxious shit. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. So we got through all the introductions. I fixed all the cameras. We're good to go. What the fuck else? Like, all right. Well, thanks for everybody tuning in for the web show. See you guys next week, Wednesday, 11 o'clock ish.
Now we gotta shut up.
Yeah. Now that I got it set up, I'll see you guys next week. Yeah. So, anyways, kind of had the rundown. First off, we alluded to it last week, so I don't know who wants to tell the story exactly, but we started to mention it a little bit last week, and we have to talk about it, which is the first night of PAX South. Jojo shows up even before Disciple and all that kind of stuff, but me, Jojo, Shredder, and Disciple's buddy Richard?
Rob.
Rich? Rob. I knew it was an R. Rob. All ended up deciding to go to like Walgreens because I'm like, okay, we need to get some alcohol. I need to get some Pedialyte because I'm a professional drinker and I know Pedialyte is great. And so a couple of things we all had to pick up shit. So we ordered an Uber. And yeah, I don't know which one of you guys wants to describe how that experience went, but it was.
I personally want to know JoJo's thoughts on it. like first?
The Uber that pulled up.
I wanted to jump out of a moving vehicle.
It was bad, guys. It was
It was bad before that because Walgreens didn't even have any of the shit we were looking for. Nothing I was looking
That's
for
true.
anyway.
It was, but I mean, this car pulled up, and it shouldn't have even been an Uber.
No.
It should not. Like this thing
guys-
looked.
asked
the guy
me. You were like,
spray
"Oh, a
painted
car
his
just
own
pulled
car.
up. Is that the Uber?" And I was like, "No." I just answered like flat because I was like, "There's no way
There's no
that
way.
car
Yeah.
is designated."
But it
as-"
was the Uber.
But
It was the Uber.
Yeah.
It was the Uber.
So imagine
It was falling
like,
apart.
a wall. Imagine a wall that is like in a really bad neighborhood with like shit graffiti all over it. That was the car.
I'm pretty
That was the
sure
car.
The bumper was duct tape.
I was saying, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure there was duct tape on this
There was
fucking
duct tape
car.
on the car.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that's.
How do they? Don't they have to go through an
There's
inspection?
an inspection. Yeah.
Yeah,
you
and
have
I
to have, like, a
definitely,
clean
I
car.
definitely reported it. I definitely like afterwards. You know, when I got time, I definitely reported it. 110%.
So we get in this Uber, and the first thing he says is, "Are you guys from San Antonio?" And we're just like, "No." And he goes, "Good, cause fuck this place.
Fuck
this place
San
fucking
Antonio."
sucks."
He asked for permission to trash it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like I was like, "You
wanted to
guys
make sure
from
that
here?"
None of us were like, "Oh yeah, we're all born and raised," you know. Like he wanted to make sure that none of us were gonna be offended by what he was about to say, and so then it was almost like awkward silence after him ranting for a few seconds, and then it turned into like, "Why do you hate San Antonio?" And he was like, "My sister made me move out here because I was following the bad path in New York, and I want to go back, and I want to follow the bad path." And he's like, "I want to go back to my old hardcore thuggish ways." And it was just like, dude,
It was
all right.
so awkward. It was so awkward. He's like, "There's
was
nothing to fucking
hilarious.
do here. I miss
Yeah.
being in the city." Meanwhile, San Antonio, like I get it, it's not New York, but San Antonio is actually one of the bigger cities in the nation. And
I love it.
Yeah,
I
I
think it's a
thought it
great
was great, but
place.
he was just like, "Oh my god!" And it was like I said, the car, like he was just super awkward. Like it
He was
was.
so like typical New Yorker.
Oh yeah, it, like
just
literally,
so
yeah,
loud
just
and just so
dogging on
hateful.
everything that wasn't New
Yeah,
York.
just-
It was
Yeah.
rough. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
told this
just remember
story
looking
before in
over
my
at
stream.
Jojo, and I was just like,
I made
Are
that
you-
face like.
it was funny because you were behind him,
Yeah.
I
so
was.
it was just like, I was like, oh man, because I was thinking the same thing. I was like, I want to jump out. Like how and I wasn't sure if the
If I
doors were
wasn't,
gonna
I
work.
think I was in the middle. If I wasn't in the middle,
Yeah, you
I
were in
would
the
have
middle.
jumped out.
Yeah.
I was in the middle of the back
Oh, that's
seat.
right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, you
This
were
is before
between.
anything. You guys hadn't even.
Oh yeah,
like-
we
like,
got
no,
there. We
this
were
is-
literally going to
No, like,
Walgreens
we've just
before the
been
first
hanging out
night.
for, like,
Before
hung out,
dinner.
like, an hour.
Yeah, this was before
Yeah.
dinner that night. This was what's
Oh,
up,
okay,
guys?
So before we got.
Yeah, before I got yelled at for telling a certain somebody the wrong restaurant that I never told them. Yeah, that
I
one.
don't
Yeah.
know what you're talking about.
Before all of that.
Yeah, before all of that happened.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
went
no,
to
so
the.
that was
that-
I think
oh.
he would have killed us. If we said one bad thing about.
I
New
know,
York,
yeah. If
think
we
he
said
might
one
have
bad thing
actually
about New
killed
York, there
us.
was something coming out of like the glove
I-
compartment. Like I was.
He would have
Remember-
just pulled a Glock out. And
Yeah,
just
I know.
shot
That's
us.
say like
said?
fucking
Remember
lifting
what
up the
I said,
center
Kdog?
console.
Remember what I said, Kdog? I was like, I am so glad I wasn't wearing like my Boston Red Sox
Oh
or
yeah,
Patriots hat
yeah,
or something.
because he would have
because he
just.
would have murdered me.
Yeah, he would have. He would have.
He would have killed me.
So,
Yeah,
guys.
it was terrifying.
No doubt in my mind.
It was funny in the at the moment, but like it was also
Yeah,
like,
and then
in the back
looking-
of your
yeah.
mind, you're like super reserved. You're like,
This
I'ma
could
turn
go
into a
very
ninja if this guy
bad
flinches wrong.
very
Yeah.
quickly.
Right.
Yeah, it's like we're all like half on edge, like.
I think Rob did a really good job of like just keeping it light.
yeah, because Rob was up
conversation.
front.
Yeah, Rob.
talking
Yeah,
to the
Rob
guy.
kept it flowing. He was just
Rob was up
talking to
front. He
him.
was just like shit talking Texas also, just to keep the
Yeah.
guy
Yeah.
happy.
Meanwhile, we're in the
So
back.
funny.
This
All,
place sucks.
yeah, all us kind of like so. Rob is a streamer who is Disciples friend. Meanwhile, all us introverts are probably in the back, still not in going out mode yet. So we're all just still like kind of, at least for me, I'm still like half awkward, like like not necessarily in the hey, I'm ready to talk and that kind of mode yet, and really
Yeah.
bullshit a guy and try to get him to not murder me in an Uber.
Well, and
like
that's how
my
it was for me,
personality
too,
had
'cause
not showed up yet
just
to
met-
Texas.
I had just met Jojo and I had just met Rob.
Yeah.
So I haven't even like gotten to know them.
Exactly. Yeah,
yet
it's like we're
on a good
still
level.
like
And
talking.
then we're about to be murdered, and I was like, well, it was nice meeting you.
Right.
Yeah,
I had,
exactly.
like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it
I
was.
just wanted snacks at that point. I was going
Right.
for snacks and
Yeah.
nothing else.
I was
it-
so happy to get out of that car, though. It was terrifying.
Yeah, it was.
Like I
that...
said, I'm surprised the doors were hinged. On,
Yeah.
They were probably actually held together by actual like door hinges from Home Depot.
There
They
was
weren't
probably
even
a dead Texan in the trunk.
Right. Yeah, no, that's
the last person who told bad things.
And was like, shit, now I gotta pick these guys up.
Yeah. So that's how we started South.
Yeah. So that was real fun.
Yeah.
No, not that one, Nick.
Oh. Yeah. So that was that. So yeah, and then we, of course, obviously we talked about a lot about South and all that last week. So we could talk more about other fun stories. And of course, you know, all of us actually had dinner together that night. And then throughout the weekend we all split up and came back, and all that split up came back. But yeah, dinner that night when we got in was amazing. I love that fucking restaurant.
So what Undercard and Jojo don't know is we did a little like web show kind of before PAX, and we talked about this
Jojo
place.
was no, yeah. So the web show before it, yeah, that's right.
Was that the pilot?
Yeah, when we did like the pilot.
Yeah, we kind of talked about like planning on what we wanted to do in this.
I remember you asking me about like how the co-stream cameras and stuff worked when we did that last co-stream. Yeah.
Yeah, we were like, we've been playing with this, at least on my side, like I've been playing with this slowly for a while, you know.
Right.
Yeah, I remember the one you did.
Yeah, we had talked about like what we wanted to do, like what restaurants we wanted to go to, and I remember that one was the one that we all met up for the first night, was the one that I was terrified about.
Yeah,
the one we were at.
Yeah,
because I'd never eaten fine dining before, so they were like playing it a lot, being like, you can't wear a hat, you gotta like wear a suit.
Well, I told you like that one wasn't a hat place, but maybe not a suit place, like a nice shirt. Yeah.
Yeah,
you're not alone. I felt a little under pressure too.
Under pressure. Yeah, Jojo was like, do I need to buy a certain dress? Like, I need, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I was like, because I was already dressed, because I had gone to my B&B and nobody else was there, and I changed and I just put on like a tank top and pants, like a nicer tank top. And then you were like, oh, it's like a button-up place, and I was like, okay, so let me change clothes and then I'll be there.
It was really good.
Have mac and cheese drifty.
Oh yeah, I don't think that one had it.
I still need to order the hot sauce they get off Amazon.
Wait. Where is it at? I'm trying to find my link. All right. So segueing into all streamer things, getting into the technical side of it now. Oh, what'd you do? That one's not on me. That's on you. Your webcam went away.
It's on Discord.
Jojo.
Hang on.
Bye, Jojo. Everybody say bye, Jojo.
He's like, I don't want to talk about this.
Yeah,
anymore.
fuck this. I'm out.
Let me screen share again.
You can close and re-enter the call. It won't move you. It shouldn't fuck it up on my end, honestly. Now that it's all back to being set up, it should be good.
He says that, and watch, we're all gonna disappear.
It just completely everything just out of whack.
Fingers crossed.
My camera, that works, but I'm sideways.
Well, now, yeah, because I have it set up for your screen share, so that side of it I can't help. That's why I said just exit.
Just do that? Is that taking too long?
Just fix it real fast.
I think it's my Discord.
You're a professional by
you guys
now.
kind of went to a body for a second, and then it dropped.
All right, well, here, yeah. Okay. So
there's my highly saturated webcam face.
Reset transformation.
Okay, there
transform.
I like
fit to screen.
Left myself fitting in there.
You guys are driving me nuts. Killing me.
I'm not the one
so
who's
triggering for Kdog.
I added this just
Really?
for Kdog right here.
He's losing his mind.
It really is. This is driving me fucking nuts, but it's okay. It's okay.
I hate that
Everything's
stuff too,
gonna be
man.
fine. Everything's gonna be fine.
Jojo was awesome.
God damn it. I can't say anything. It was my computer that fucked everything up to begin with. So
Actually,
Nice and stretchy. Look at that.
yeah, we're gonna make this shit work. Oh my god.
I can just be sideways if you want me to.
No. I actually, so I don't know if anybody wants to sacrifice $10.
That's you captured that.
So disciple, disciple captured.
Yeah.
So I made it actually an Ember thing, and I actually got with Pixel earlier. I should have a browser call, so it's the sticker in chat, but it should pop up on my stream also as a browser call when somebody actually donates that the 1,000 embers, because it's a 1,000 ember thing. So if anybody wants to do that before the end of the stream, I'm not pegging for money. I'm just saying I have no other way to test it because I
That's a good way to do
can't set
I'm
it for
gonna
like
start doing that.
1 ember.
I'm gonna start doing that. Be like, hey guys,
can you
I got
test
new
this
thing,
for me?
But I need you to give me 1,000 embers,
1,000 embers
to,
to
see if
test it.
works.
Because I can't even go lower than 800 embers even to test it. Because since it is a GIF of a image and that, so it's like I can't even like test it. So anyways, all right. Moving forward, we'll go over to this streamer news goodness. If you guys have not seen, after like a 17 million year hiatus, Logitech actually has a new camera coming out.
Nice.
Fun fact. So for all you guys who are aspiring streamers, and pretty much all of us, I think, have used. I love how I'm like kind of half see-through on this screen for whatever reason. Can I?
All right, just
nope.
roll with
All right,
it.
anyways, no, I'll just roll with it. It's just funny. Yeah. So a lot of us probably, I still use this, my C922 is still my side cam. I think majority of us probably, the one that Jojo has probably is a C920 or something, or C922 that she's looking at. I think majority of us use
no,
Logitech.
This is an AverMedia live streamer cam.
Hashtag sponsored. Yeah, I was gonna say hashtag code Jojo or whatever, you know.
Soon.
So they actually are coming out with. They had their webcams, which are generally an industry standard if you're not familiar with them, especially C922. I vouch for the C922 more than anything. I think it's the best balance. I don't think you need like the Brio and all that kind of stuff. I think the C922 is a good price point. But they are coming out with a brand new webcam for streamers that you can mount both ways. That's part of the thing. Like you mount it vertically. It has different mounts that you could change, which is one of the big things for streaming, depending on how you're doing it. You don't need a separate mount now to be able to, you know, tweak it vertically, horizontally. Stats wise, it's kind of a nice balance between the C922 and the Brio. And actually, I think that it's almost better than the Brio. It's just not 4K. But I think the mounting capabilities, the field of view, the focal lens is kind of the main thing for me. I think that's better. The f2.0 is actually better than like the Brio. So you're going to get a better high change in focus and things like that, and speed capture. And I think it's better for like a webcam factor of it than just the focal of kind of the others. I don't know what the old C920 and all that is, but I mean 1080p, 60 frames per second. Yeah, the C920 was weak. C922 is where it's at.
Getting the C920 to focus on something you hold up to it was basically like jumping into a volcano.
Yeah, exactly. You know, but the C922 now, the focus, like it's going to be so quick, the length and all that. And I mean, it talks about this. The only thing that I see personally that is going to be a lot, which is down here in the article. This is the only article that I really found about it that was the best. So, and I'm not going to read through all of it, but it kind of talks about it. It had the specs and everything else. And it has a picture, which is why, ooh, that's what it's going to look like. Ooh, is the price is, where'd it go? It is 170.
It was 170.
So that's the only thing. So it's the same price, if not more, than the Brio, which I think the Brio is like 150, I think, right? Or 140.
I thought it was more than that.
How much?
Brio is more, I believe.
I think the Brio was like, last I looked, it was like 250, but that's
They're also
why
throwing in a
one.
3-month XSplit premium subscription.
Well, I think all Logitech cameras have that. Let's see what the Brio is. Brio price. Oh, not menu. Hold on. Let me actually. Logitech Brio is on Amazon for $160. So it's $10 more.
So it came down a lot.
Yeah, because it was way more.
It was way expensive.
Yeah, when it first came out, but now it's like 160.
Yeah.
But, you know, 4K, and my argument with the Brio is that the 4K and the way that it captures it, you don't really need 4K because you can't transmit in it. And I don't think that the frame rate and everything, the way that it captures the video, I don't think it translates well when it's down coding onto OBS and onto everything else, personally. That's why I'm not a fan of the Brio. This, for the same price, it has a just as wide, if not wider, of a focal range, a field of view, and a better focus. I think I would advocate this over the Brio. I already advocate the C922, but for essentially the same price, we're talking 170, 160. What's that? That's you know,
you're talking
one.
starters.
That's one. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's, you know, what's the extra $10?
Yeah.
If you're gonna do this, like, I personally,
I think the selling point of that is its mobility.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is.
An arm, having to buy a camera arm if you do like a lot of art streams,
if you're doing other stuff,
like that. Yeah, I think that's really where it boils down to. Plus, I like that it can swivel because I used to use a really old Logitech. It was like the 615, I think, was what I started with back in the day. Super old. And it swiveled like on its axis. And it was really nice because I could just like turn it and stream something. And then I switched to the C920 and it didn't. And I was like, wow, I hate this.
Yeah, it's static.
So I think that's nice that it swivels.
And I think
that's a big seller.
Yeah, and I agree. I think that's a lot of what plays into this. I would advocate this. If you have the money, obviously C922 I still will vouch, but if you have the money, I think this will be a better starter.
The C922 is
camera.
$100, so that's 70
Yeah,
bucks more.
it's $70 more.
So-
Yeah, if you're willing to save up and get this, I think this will hold you over longer.
Yeah.
To getting, like, if you want to do an Elgato cam link like a lot of us have, like the cam link and a high end, like, you know, a high end camera.
Yeah, the aperture on that one being what it is insane.
Yeah.
For a webcam to have that kind of focal, yeah, that's crazy.
The range,
So,
everything. Yeah, I
think
agree.
it makes up for its price with its.
Yeah, I think it's. I personally think that it's a good. If you're willing to pay the money, if you think like this is going to be something you're doing, this one will hold you over a lot longer.
If I
It will
didn't
have a
my
longer
camera, I
lifetime.
would buy that one.
Yeah, it'll have a lot
I would buy
longer
that.
lifetime,
I
lot
did
longer
notice
longevity.
That it is only USB Type C.
Yeah, it is Type C,
yeah.
not Type A.
So
So
if
have
you
to
are a
have
streamer
motherboard.
that's using Lightstream or an Xbox, this won't even be an option.
True.
True.
But then again-
well, you could get an adapter.
You could, yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adapters are like $10.
Yeah, so-
I don't know. I might be the bad guy on this, but I think
I was about to
honestly,
ask that.
That's
think
why we
this
have 4 people.
camera-
That's
yeah,
they-
so like what is this called? What is this model called? Like, what is the actual name?
This is brand new webcam. It is. Where's the actual? I think it's called the Stream Cam. Yeah, Logitech
Okay,
Stream
so
Cam.
I
Stream
think it's
cam.
funny how they're calling it the stream cam, but I still feel like they're not like actually finding out what streamers need, because there's things on this that still could have been removed and been used for other things. For example, I bet you this thing still has microphones in it and everything.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It
that was the
probably
first
does.
thing I saw.
What
was it
streamer
said
do you
there's,
know
like-
anywhere?
Actually,
Yeah.
it does say it has a microphone. If you scroll down on the article, it says
Yeah,
it
it's
has,
it's down here.
mono.
It's micro stereo
Right
dual
there.
mono.
Dual mono. Yeah. So
I
it's
think
like
Logitech's
pointless.
still struggling with knowing what we actually want. You know, I mean, it's they're
I don't know what you're talking about.
starting.
I use my webcam mic all the time.
Yeah, that other one right here is just for
Mic.
show.
These mics are usually bad, but this
Yeah,
cam
well,
mic
here's the
might
thing,
be
if you-
better if you do use it, because it says this is the first webcam to ever use dual mono for
Yeah.
microphone mode. So it
And
might
that's
be
true.
better.
It's
but still,
higher.
it's a webcam
Well,
mic.
so
So
you
like
can hear it out of both ears, like
Yeah.
instead of just.
Yeah, exactly.
exactly. Right.
I mean,
Ooh.
so they're upgrading.
I think they're trying. It's like they know the market, but the thing is like I wouldn't even call it a stream cam if they still slap mics in it and they still plan on having business people use it for
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, too,
meetings,
like-
things like
Yeah.
that.
How much different is it nowadays when people are looking up like what if you're thinking about streaming full time, or like just not full time but like seriously streaming, when you're looking up stuff like compared to back in the day when we started, I think there's a lot more information out there of stuff that you don't need.
Yeah.
Oh
That
yeah,
people
yeah.
bought
For
like
sure.
when we first started, there was stuff that I bought and I'm like, what the hell do I need this for?
Yeah.
You know, because people are still trying to figure it out. So
We've
so
gone.
in
We've
that
all gone
aspect
through
of it-
equipment that we probably have looked at twice.
Oh,
and been like,
yeah.
I
I
wait now.
I have a
yeah.
$150 audio mixer in my son's closet because.
mean,
Yeah,
I'm
you-
thinking
that's
with
like
my tax return and a couple other things, as much as I love my Shure and all that, I might actually get my $1,000 mic I want.
Which
And
one is it? Is it
the shotgun, the Sennheiser shotgun mic that
Oh God.
I like spending money I don't have, guys.
He
Hi, I'm
does.
Kdog.
You might be-
Get rid of that. I'm buying that. off you. It's
I
mine.
mean, that's why, like,
me and
I-
Jojo are gonna fight to the death.
I
over
would
your shirt.
sell it. Yeah, I would sell it back. Yeah, because I would do it
Should
because
feel
I
like
love
buying
this mic.
stuff.
This mic is great. I'm not saying anything bad about this, but I would love the idea of just having like nothing. Like I would, like, you know.
Right.
But I would
nothing
love to
in
like
front of you.
not have
what's
anything.
the majority here? Jojo, you got the 2035. Shredder, what do you got?
I got an AT Audio Technica 2020.
So you got the 2020. So I think me and her have the 2035.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all have ATs except for him. So
Yeah.
So
Well,
I've
you
had
know.
mine for 4 years.
I mean, it's a
so
great mic.
I'm
I absolutely love it. There's no reason for me to really upgrade besides me being me. And yeah.
But the reason I bought this was because I was talking. This was way back when I was on Twitch. Someone had a voice mod, and I was like, "Oh, how do you do that?" And they were like, "Oh, it's the mic, right?"
XLR.
Well, no, they told me it was the mic.
Mhm.
So I bought this mic thinking that it was coming with some sort of voice mod like
by
expansion by itself. And then when I got it, they're like, "Oh no, I have this mixer amp that I bought with it." And I was like, "Well, thanks for telling me that. I wouldn't have bought this mic."
Well, on that point, then out of nowhere, I mean, any theories on exactly what Elgato's mic's gonna be like?
I didn't.
know that mic's gonna be a USB mic, and it's probably gonna have
I haven't
some sort of
seen
routing
enough
system in
about it. Yeah, I haven't seen enough about it. We'll
It's gonna
definitely
have a
talk about
feature
it
that
when I
connects to
see.
I bet you it has a feature that connects to the Stream Deck that has like voice mods and.
Yeah, because they're already incorporating the Stream Deck
Oh,
with
I think, but they got to be making it. I think it's going to be a USB mic that has some sort of Elgato programming that allows you to route things more, kind of like XLR does, but I guess in a USB sense,
Yeah.
a program sense, not an actual, driver
Yeah,
sense.
which is weird because
So-
I guess if you're not spending the money, it'll be a good mid-range, but
Right. Yeah.
program editing, I don't know. I'm past that point. But it's like, if you're not spending the thousands of dollars and, throwing them around like I do, like I have it, because I don't, but I like to pretend, it probably would be good that, because I used to use Voice Meter Banana and, that kind of stuff. But
Wow.
Never heard of it. Well, I've heard of it.
but yeah. But I mean, it does help. But yeah, once you get to like a certain point, it's just those different levels of equipment. There's different levels of,
Yeah.
how much
Right.
you're willing
I
to spend
mean,
and all that. So,
Go
I
ahead.
think do all of us have the Go XLR?
I have the mini.
yeah,
Okay.
I would have
I
gotten the
waited
mini
for
if
the
the mini
mini.
had been
Yeah.
out when I bought this like almost when it first came out, the Go XLR. I had it within like a month of it coming out. If the mini had come out,
get the Go XLR, and then I saw the mini was coming.
yeah, if I would have
I like the
probably
big
waited.
one.
I do too.
I like the big one. I like
personally
all
Yeah,
the
you
voice
do.
effects.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
the voice effects as well.
Not gonna lie, I see people with it, and I still think I would have totally been okay with it, but
I just don't use them as much as I should.
The mini is great though. Like
Yeah,
you don't have a
it's-
specific reason to have all these voice mods. I mean, when do you ever need to?
Yeah, I don't use it that often. That's why. Yeah, and it's great like for the people that do, but it doesn't fit me that often. And I always forget about it. Like I have a couple samples and everything, but I mainly just use the.
Well, what's
Sliders.
really funny is I hardly ever use the voice mods, but I just started getting into the stream loots. Like I finally jumped on that train.
Mhm.
So now I have a card that's Squeaky Shredder, and so I have a reason to use it.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Well, I had voice mod as a program,
On
so
Yeah.
Stream Deck, right? The
yeah,
Stream
and
Deck.
I
Yeah.
had it on my Stream Deck, so I was using that before I even got the mini. So it was like, but
The only issue I have with that
Just
voice
one
mod on the
time.
Stream Deck is you have to pay for it
Mm.
for majority
Right,
of the
correct.
voices.
yeah,
And
I don't have it
then
anymore.
not only that, you have to set it for all your things that you're using your mic for.
Mm.
and
that's
it's
kind of a
still
pain in the
it's
ass.
still there's not a lot of, well, I guess there is a lot of like tweaking you can do with it. I just never explored it, but I like how everything's on hand on the Go XLR and you can mess with it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very
It's
true.
just more intuitive.
Yeah.
So
right.
that's another
So
point, but
so up or down, thumbs up or thumbs down. What do you guys think of this camera?
I'm gonna give it a thumbs down.
thumbs
I'm giving
down.
it a thumbs up.
I think it up. So we got two for two. I think
Yeah.
it's a good. I don't
Could be
like the
split.
brio.
Us
Yeah.
fine diners understand.
Yeah.
I just agree. I just agree.
you know,
with the fact
I-
that it has stuff that it's saying
Right,
it's for
it definitely
streamers, but it
is
has stuff that it
over-featured.
don't
Yeah.
need, right?
But
I
I
disagree with the
if you take-
name.
if you
I
take-
don't
yeah.
think it
if
should
you
be
take the
called
micro-
Stream
Yeah.
Cam
Right.
because that's
Yeah,
an
if you take,
oversight.
take the
for sure.
microphone out of it, if you take the microphone out of it,
Yeah,
then it
it's-
could probably be cheaper.
Yeah.
Honestly.
yeah,
Like,
stream
the-
cam. Yeah,
The
drop
name
it
is
down.
more of
There
a
to make it
bank
go
on
up.
the market. and
Yeah,
not
the name
as
is
a
definitely
product.
They're just
'Cause they could
get the
just name
stream
it
cam.
whatever they
They're going-
want, and we would explore it in general.
Yeah,
Well, they're
exactly.
They're going after the people that are
Newer.
brand new to streaming.
Yeah, and
It's
they're
a
like, oh,
keyword. You type
right.
in, I need a stream camera. Boom.
Boom, there it
Yep.
is.
That's why I gave it a thumbs down. I feel like it's a bait.
But I know, and I agree with that. I think though, if I were restarting, I would, if I had the money,
that
I would
one.
get this over the C922. I love the
I guess I will say
C922.
if I didn't have
I would
one,
too.
I would get that one.
Yeah, if I didn't have any
Yeah.
camera,
If you
I would
didn't
probably
have a
save
camera,
one,
That's a
save
good one
up,
to get.
and get this one because it looks like, I think this one will have a longer life in your stream setup than the other ones.
And it does
And it
look pretty
has way
snazzy.
better
Yeah.
refresh rate,
Yep.
and the
How
aperture
long is
is
the cord?
amazing.
How long is the
so-
USB cord?
I don't know.
They're usually
I don't.
like-
3 inches.
Yeah,
They're usually a
I
standard
was about to
of,
make
like
that. Yeah,
3 or 6 feet.
I'm
I
just
would-
wondering because there are webcams that can't reach all setups.
True. Mine's
True.
actually way shorter than I thought, and
I have an
Right.
extender on mine, but that's only because I like to like pick it up and walk around my room with it.
Yeah.
So mine's like 12 feet. So
That's what I'm saying. Like I remember
Oh.
my first webcam that I bought, I plugged in the USB and it didn't reach my PC, so I had to rearrange my whole setup.
So
Just for my webcam.
so we got
Mine-
50-50 on that.
Yeah.
For
I'll
those of
give
you
it a
guys in
75.
chat, hello again. We're not
One of you.
ignoring you at all if you are talking to us. If you're not familiar, we're just obviously doing a web show and talking a bunch of stuff. So we're gonna acknowledge you guys, you know, in spurts as well. But we're also not gonna talk like stop everything that we're discussing every 5 seconds. So we love you, we do. But that's why you guys have each other. Hi. Wait, I can't do the upside down heart thing. Isn't that like how you're supposed to do it or whatever? I just do this way.
No,
I just
do it
always
this
do this
way.
way. Yeah.
This
I
way's
just-
prettier.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I like this way. It's like this way is like weird. I don't know. I like people were trying to tell me that you got to do it this way, and I'm like that. I
He's
just
like doing completely reverse.
like. So yeah, all you guys definitely everybody.
I can't do it, so.
If we could just again for everybody who's new, exclamation point co-stream, just so that way all the links for everybody here tonight up in the chat for everybody hanging out. If you have not, the follows, the everything.
Members with the message, enthusiastic wave, hi BB, hashtag team
Is it a
JOJO.
race? I didn't know it was a race.
No, that's it's actually yours because mine will whisper
Mine
me.
makes a sound. Yeah, I heard it.
Everybody's does. Yeah, mine popped off too.
Yeah, I know it'll
Really
still
left.
pop up that Embers were donated. So yay, Ember donation. But mine will actually like whisper me now because I learned that the first time we did this because we were all like,
Co-streaming is
who
rough,
were
yeah.
those donated to? Like,
Yeah.
so
It goes to
cool.
all of us. It's a glitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't
Dude,
your
could you
and
imagine?
Disciples bot keep going off or something?
Yeah,
you
so
said?
that's why. Yeah,
If
and that was
it's a
thing like.
whisper number. They whisper back and forth.
Yeah, they
think
literally
that's
started
how I set up.
whispering
Yeah.
back and forth. But yeah, so we got a new website. So next thing, if you guys have not seen something I'm excited about here, we're gonna go to this actual. Hold on, watch on YouTube. Here we go.
What's up, Big Show?
All right, let's go over. I don't know if you guys want the audio or not. I could probably do it, but I don't know if you guys watch this at all. But
Don't even get me started. I'm stoked.
so this Outriders trailer. If you guys have not seen this or anything about it,
We awoke from one nightmare
I don't know what
into
Outriders
another.
is.
this came out. The trailer dropped what 2 days
Not on our
recently, last couple
dying
days, obviously, since we're doing weekly web show.
But somewhere much worse.
Honestly, I have no idea, but it looks good. And I'm glad to see something new.
Any
We
game
came to
trailer that has
Enoch as our
solid
last
music in it
chance.
gets me
Right.
hooked.
A chance
Oh, yeah.
at a new home. But what we found didn't save humanity. It consumed it.
Like I'm getting like Mass Effect
We
and Gears
awoke
of War
changed.
vibes.
The anomaly unleashed within us. Burning with power. Impossible power. Enoch robs us of our humanity, yet gives us so much more. Each step taking us further from what we were, and closer to what we must become.
So isn't there a gameplay live stream tomorrow?
There might be. I didn't look for one. Well, I know I've seen like I saw like one on I think that like article for it. Oh wait, no, that's later.
I was gonna say, what's the gameplay look like? Because
Yeah, obviously
that
the
preview
gameplay.
reminded me a lot of Wildlands. I was super
It's-
stoked on Wildlands with the music and the trailer, and then I played the game and I was like, blah.
Yeah.
It's third person, I know that.
Okay.
So third person RPG shooter, it's drop in, drop out co-op as far as I know, as far as any of the lore, the universe, anything, and I'm sure it's a new fictional thing.
So the lore is essentially we fucked up Earth, so surprise, weird.
shocker.
Yeah, I know, right? So we had to go. We found this new planet, kind of headed there. We're just gonna say it's like Mars, where we head to Mars, and we get there. We're hanging out. We're terraforming it. Aliens start kind of showing up, fucking with us, and there's this like storm thing that literally starts like killing us, and the storm is like raging on and starts kind of like killing us. All the humans that left Earth and got there, the way to kind of survive, what they do is they put themselves all into cryo sleep for 30 years. And they just like said that so that way, like, just to kind of freeze out whatever this disease that is spreading from the storm essentially is having them. I don't know if they're calling it a disease or whatever, but it's having this effect on them. So they all kind of go into stasis for like 30 years to hope to, stop whatever this is. They wake up and all the storm has kind of like affected their DNA in ways, and that's why you saw like now they're able to like launch fucking fireballs and fucking shoot ice out their hands and everything. And that's one of the things, like during the trailer, it talks about,
so they rolled around in the toxic waste. Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much. Yeah. They rolled around toxic waste, hung out for a little bit, and then they come out, they have all these powers. And that's why in the reveal trailer, it talks about, the longer that they're there, the more they lose their humanity. So they came and left Earth as humans, but now they're something else. That's kind of like the idea. They're becoming something else. Are they becoming more the people who are already, or this alien species that's already on the planet, or what? But they're kind of like a hybrid because of the way that's altered.
The longevity of this game, like
I haven't seen much of any of that. But
honestly, if this is just like a run through story based game, like I love those.
Mhm.
But I also like open world. Like let me run around, do shit. New Game Plus is huge with me.
Yeah.
I saw a bunch of people on Twitter, a bunch of influencers that got invited out to play it, and I mean, it depends, but a lot of people are saying nothing but good things, and they can't wait for people to see more on it. So I think tomorrow's that live stream with gameplay.
Okay, cool. Because that's how I am. Like, I'm not just gonna base it off the preview.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
you can, but it's just like this is the reveal trailer. Like from the reveal trailer and what I've seen, looks fucking awesome. Like, I mean, I've kind of heard about this game a little bit for a while. Gives me like, I think somebody else said like Mass Effect. Gives me like a combo like Mass Effect mixed with something else, like Doom meets Mass Effect meets something.
Gears.
I don't know. Like
I think someone put it really well in chat. They said Gears of God of War.
Yeah.
My husband.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was smart. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. So I mean, from that video, I'm stoked. I can't wait to see more. But I mean, like you said, a reveal trailer. I mean, we talked about this last week with the fucking, Warcraft remaster.
The trailer.
Yeah,
they could have spent all their money on the trailer and have a shit game.
Yeah, exactly.
So many games do that.
Yeah, we
We've
did
seen
it. Yeah,
we have seen that.
Yeah, literally the Warcraft remaster. We talked about that last week. 2 years before, they had a great trailer, and then it launches, and it's nothing.
I mean, where's Dying Light 2?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, not being made. Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Great trailer though.
Yep.
Too
I
soon.
mean, as of
Oh, sorry.
as of now, I think that's at a good point. Oh wait, did I not update? Oh, I'm looking at the old schedule. I
I think
missed
I'm
the
just being
topic for us.
optimistic because I really like seeing new games come out.
Oh,
that
yeah,
are
no,
just
I do.
streamer.
too, but like I've learned to not get my hopes up on shit like
Yeah,
that.
I'm
And I agree, I
I'm
agree.
excited, but
I'm a
also
pushover.
I play so many different games
I
that
am too, though.
I think, like, to me, like, what I use my money from streaming, anything that I make, kind of goes back into the stream, goes into games, goes into equipment, all that kind of stuff. So for me, like, I'll play anything, So it's like, as of
Yeah.
right now, I look excited. Something that we did skip over, talk about all the streamer stuff with the streamer cam and everything before we get into more games that I missed because I updated the couple different topics and all that. In one section of my Discord, but not the other. So I linked it to these guys know, and of course, we don't really need to watch the video or whatever, but two things to talk about. One, of course, if you guys didn't know, Ember prices went down officially. Now it's a constant thing.
Permanently.
The same way that they were in
December
December forever. Which I like. I think a lot of us like that. I know Jojo and I had this conversation, I think, at South. That they're kind of, personally, I think that they were overpriced before. They were not at a good price point.
In December, I saw like a 215% increase on my embers.
Yeah, I think that.
I think they took that kind of info and they were like, well,
Yeah.
time to go.
Now, on the other
go.
side of that, for the partners among us, that they inversely were getting more embers, but they also capped our maximum for sparks. So we don't get as much of a possible bonus multiplier, which
I'm okay with that
yeah.
because the size of streamer that I am, I never hit more than the 15K, the 15% anyway.
Yeah.
When it was the big amount. I mean, let's be honest. I'm sure some of the larger people are more mad about it, but the more embers they're gonna get because they're cheaper might actually make up for it. Like they're gonna get more than that 25% more embers.
Absolutely.
So I think it pays for itself, and I think I'm really proud of Mixer finally realizing that embers aren't doing anybody any good if nobody's buying them. So
Agree.
making them cheaper is a better business move. And
That was my whole spiel with the Sparks when Sparks actually were a money payout. You know, I told my community, I was like, let's hit the first crystal, let's break that first crystal, and once we get there, we're done. Because that to me, that made me a full-time streamer, was hitting that. You know, and so now it's the same way. It's like, get me to 4% boost, and boom, we're done. Like, just chill on that.
Yeah. So I agree. Undercard as a non-partner, unfortunately, a soon-to-be partner. Yeah, exactly. Yet.
I'm out.
Yet. Yeah. Yet. No, not in a bad way. Like literally, like every reason that will be a partner. Do you have any opposite?
He already was.
I know. I keep forgetting.
Yeah. No. Exactly. Yeah. No. He has every reason to be one. No. He has every reason. Yeah. Do you agree? Do you like? I mean, obviously you don't have the effect of the Sparks thing, but do you like the changes with the embers? How has it affected you? Have you seen?
I'm gonna look at it from a viewer perspective. I think it's a lot cooler that you can save a little more money to actually go and support some of your favorite people. I mean, I genuinely have seen more embers, obviously, since it happened, because I have that. And I think that's because it's a little more affordable and you can get a little more and you can spend a little more on all your favorite streamers. And it is fun to do it. It is a nice feeling. I mean, obviously there's viewers that always say, oh, if you really want to support, dono, things like that. But I mean,
at the end of the day, we all know.
If it's an integrated thing in Mixer, it's fun. It does support them and it just adds a little extra energy to it. And I've noticed that. I mean, there's a few people that always are dropping embers and I'm super thankful. And I can tell that since the prices have gone down, they feel more comfortable even doing that as well. So I like not even looking at it from like a what I'm receiving more. I just think as a viewer in general, even me, I'm about to go drop more so that I can go hit everybody with some.
Yeah.
Depending.
Yeah. It's easier. It's easier to buy them and easier to share the love. I agree 110%. Cool. The other thing is there was a huge thing that blew up. Well, even before we get to Twitch thing, well, we can easily talk, and I'm pretty sure 99% of us, even those in chat, are all on the same page. How does everybody feel about you using emotes in other people's chats?
I love it. Okay, so I personally, I've seen people do that where, because they kind of think of it as, like, you don't know who I am, right? Like, if I go to, like, a big time streamer, right, and they don't know who I am, and I drop, like, my OG heart, right? That's like me saying, oh, pay more attention to me, I'm a partner streamer. Some people look at it like that. I don't look at it like that at all. I think I actually, to me, it's like saying like, I'm a streamer too. And it's like, you're not self-promoting, you're throwing your embers out there, or your emotes. And I love it because I see some great emotes and I'll sub to somebody if they have great emotes.
Yeah.
So and I ask people too, where'd you get that?
Yeah, and I tweeted.
I always ask, where did you get that
anybody else's emotes, I get asked where they're from.
Yeah.
Like I'm when I go into somebody else's stream, I'm more likely to use somebody that I'm sub to's emotes over mine.
Yeah, exactly. Like I actually feel more awkward using my own emotes in another chat, but I'll use Jojo's in a heart rate. Yeah.
It's like that's because that stigma you don't want.
You don't want to think that you're self-promoting. Yeah.
I was still on Twitch when they first introduced the partner badges in chat, and there were so many partners that were against that because they were like, no, this is like bragging and all of the stuff. And I was like, but it's also like self-awareness, like be proud of what you worked for. Here's a little badge. Like I don't see why all of that stuff is looked down on. Like we pay hundreds of dollars to our artists for our emotes. I'm gonna use mine wherever I damn well please. If you don't like it, then I'm just gonna ban you from my channel. So that's how I see it.
So we're all in agreement, I think. I wanted to touch base on it, but I'm pretty sure, all of us, there's only like one or two people I think that would even be annoyed on it, but they're the same people on Twitter and all that are annoyed by everything. I
think, just as a platform, it's like if you start to talk like that, it's almost like you forget what you're allowed to do on the platform that's allowing you to do it.
Yeah, they're like global for a reason. Like it's part of the perks is a global emote. Like,
And to be upset about it, that just tells you like the person you are.
Mhm.
You know, like if someone comes in and they just drop their stream, like their URL and nothing else, like then yeah, I'm gonna be like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But if someone comes in and they're like, oh hey bro, I stream, like can you give me any advice? Like that's almost like self-promotion, but you don't know if they're actually curious of how you do things or anything like that. So it's almost the same thing, but to think that you're the only streamer on Mixer is just dumb.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
Like, oh yeah, you can't steal my viewers. Like if you're a good streamer, they're not gonna leave.
Exactly.
So over on the lovely T-word platform, Twitch, they're that's a bad word.
Sponsor.
Yeah. So there was a little bit
free, okay?
there was a little bit of thing recently in the past week. We don't need to go like over these specific streamers and all that, but one of the bigger streamers, they were talking about how as quote, basically takes a certain kind of individual to be a streamer. The viewer was saying this: you cannot be fake. You just can't do it. And so
Absolutely
the person responded, and they were like, "What are you talking about? The whole platform is fake. The echelons of this fucking website. The higher up you get, the faker they get." Which you take that like face value what they say, but without watching the video, like thoughts on that, and I'll lead off with mine. I think specifically word for word, it sounds bad, but I 100% agree. Like, the higher up personality wise, Dr. Disrespect isn't sitting around his kitchen acting like that. Like, that's not like, saying like, oh, you have to be real and authentic to be a streamer. I think that a lot of like those bigger names, not necessarily even on, Twitch. I mean, I don't think Mixer has as many personalities like Twitch does. Like, Twitch definitely has like personalities. Like, Dr. Disrespect is the first one that comes to mind. 110%, as a personality.
He's got
he's got his whole like he's the best.
He's a show.
Yeah, exactly. He's a show, and there's not as many of those on Mixer.
Not like that in person, and he's actually really down. Well, he used to be. I haven't met him. I haven't seen him in a couple of years, but he was down to earth, super humble.
Yeah,
he's like 6'7", so
I
he's
ran into
very
him in the
scary.
bathroom.
No.
I mean, wait, what? Too soon.
I like how it was like half off screen when he did it too. But even on like the smaller side, I think, on a personal like smaller scale, I personally think that, being real is very subjective. How I am on camera and behind these screens and all that, and these guys all met me at South, isn't necessarily how I am. I am very introverted. It is a very different person that I am on camera, on stream, and related to you guys a lot of the time that I am in person. So saying that you have to be real, have to be yourself, per se, I think is a bad stigma, but it doesn't mean that you have to be fake.
To an extent.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, like, if we're gonna go like literally, is my name actually Shredder OG?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Am I gonna introduce myself as Shredder OG? Absolutely, because I don't trust any of you. And that's no offense.
I know your name.
You do not. Wait, do you? Oh, you might actually, huh?
People know my name. A lot of my viewers actually know my name, and that's something I just kind of, I don't know. I swallowed that pill a long time ago.
Yeah.
But the thing is there's a lot of people that still have like a sort of, I guess you could say, respect for my branding, if you will.
Yeah.
Like, they know that it's not just my name; it's also what my community kind of. Like,
if you're Undercard, you're Undercard on camera. Like that. That's who you are on camera.
Correct.
That's.
And some people still say my name in chat, and I mean, I don't call them out. I don't anything because I mean, I can't deny that I have a real name. I mean, I'm not going to tell you my full name and everything else, but I mean, people still.
Here's my social.
Yeah, they'll say Undercard though, because it's almost like they know that if they use it elsewhere, someone else will know what they're talking about, and it's, I guess, just some of the closest people will say my name, but they still have the respect to say Undercard. I'm sure there's people in chat.
I was to say, look who shows up at this perfect moment.
I knew
But
I knew it was gonna come.
But as far as putting on a persona, I think I've said this from the get-go. If you're gonna stream with like persona like Dr. Disrespect, like on his level of it, or Psycho Plays, a lot of people know
Psycho,
him, you have to do it from the get-go. You can't just I can't just one day throw on a mask and be like, I'm Shredder, like like, this is me now. You should I mean, I do it jokingly every now and then, But I'm the same. I'm in the same boat as Kdog. Like I'm pretty sure I'm the same person that you guys met at PAX that I am on stream.
Yeah.
Like I'm just, hey,
I
what's
think
going
the
on? How are you
same.
doing?
I think like me and most of you guys know from PAX, I'm very much exactly the same person in person as I am on stream, and that's what because I thrive to do that, and that's when those people
Aw.
come in. We talked about that. Ask, what are some advice for streaming? Like, what's your advice? That's what I tell them. I said, just be the best version of yourself. Be the you that you want to be on camera, because that'll make you happier in the long run. Don't do anything you don't want to do,
Right,
or make
and
yourself something you can't keep up with.
She got fixed today.
Oh no.
That's why everybody's like, "Oh, what happened? She has her cone." So
shame.
we took her up to.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
She got fixed this morning, so she has her
going on
cone.
the comfortability of it all. Like if you are comfortable being someone else, like maybe you're one of those people that doesn't like to show your whole face, so you do put a mask on.
Right.
If that's how you are comfortable streaming, do it.
Yeah.
And that could be it,
that
or
works for a lot of
it's
people.
a branding / content creation thing. I mean, Dr. Disrespect, that's his content.
Yeah.
He's that character. That's his, you know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like,
Yeah,
there
but some
could be
people
a
aren't
time down the
like-
road where that won't be it, but that might not work for what he was doing, you know?
I was gonna say some people aren't confident enough to do what he does exactly, but it's like that. It's like what's that movie where he puts the sunglasses on, where he's scared to go on stage and he's like, here, put these sunglasses on, you're invisible.
Oh, wasn't that like an Adam
They-
Sandler movie or something?
did that in Big Daddy.
Adam Sandler did
Daddy,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, Big Daddy, like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Gives
like
him the
that.
glasses, and he's
Yeah.
like, nobody can see you.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. That's exactly what it is. It's
See,
like if I put this
chat's
costume
got it.
on, if I put this costume on, I could be more comfortable than just being myself.
Mhm.
And then maybe that's how you start.
Mm.
You start with a persona and then work your way to being you.
But going back to the original statement is, do I think everybody at the top is fake? I personally think no, because I know a lot of people at the top on Twitch, because I started at the same time as them. I've used to hang out with Lyric and Pocket, and do you guys know CDN the Third?
Yep.
He is the sweetest guy. Me and him used to
CDN
be
the Third
good
is the
buds.
dopest.
He is so sweet. Grims, OPSCT, like all those people were my friends back in the day. Like that's where I started, and I know not a single one of them is fake. And like Lyric used to be the face of Twitch. He's still a really big part of it.
He's still,
but
yeah.
I was
he's
gonna say
super
another
chill.
big time streamer that's exactly the same as Tim the Tap Man.
Yes, Tim.
Like, if you
Tim
watch-
is
if you watch
so
his origins,
hilarious.
He started off as a counselor for developing youth or whatever, and he kind of like kept that. Like, yeah, now he gets more like trolly people in his chat, but he started off by being like a guidance counselor
Mhm.
for
Yeah.
younger people, and he just blew up. Like he
Yeah.
was being himself the whole time. Like you
Yeah,
don't have to
Tim-
be fake.
Tim is amazing. They're
Well, he's been
all,
doing it a long time.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know a lot of people. I can't say I don't know. I haven't met personally one that was so fake off camera that it shocked me. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, so
Right.
I don't see those people that guy that said that is seeing, but I think he just means fake as in like they'll betray you or they'll go behind your back or they won't support you if you support them, that kind of stuff. I don't think that's the same as like their personality or who they are on camera.
Mhm.
So I think for the vast majority, no, that people aren't fake just because they're bigger streamers.
Now, do you think that people
But there
get
definitely
stuck in
are
their
those
personas?
exceptions. I do think there are people that get stuck in their personas. But it also be because like for Dr. Disrespect, like he has to, like that's who
Right.
he is now. If
That's
he
what I
ever
was
That's
thinking
stopped,
of.
I mean, what?
If he
There's
ever
that picture of
stopped
him
doing
at
that, he wouldn't get
the
those same
NBA
views.
game, whatever, like last year, the finals game or whatever, and he was there as Dr. Disrespect, like in the stands. Like I don't know if you guys like remember. I remember seeing on like Twitter or whatever, like him in the stands,
remember
the headphones, like everything, the whole get up, and people like
Yeah.
saw him and everything. So it's
Well,
like
he was
that's
on Jimmy, or no, was it Jimmy Kimmel?
Yeah.
I think he was on there for like a kind of a Turtle Beach plug, and
Oh yeah,
but,
yeah.
but he was there as, I mean, he couldn't
Doc.
if he wanted to be himself, you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. That's how he's known. Like if he showed up, if he
I mean,
walked in
I've
front of
seen
me,
him
I
as
wouldn't know
himself
what he
before.
fucking
Right,
looked
you
like.
have seen him, but he couldn't do that as a business move, essentially.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
like when I first met him, it was before he was really big in the whole get up. Like he still streamed in it, but he had like, I don't know, 200 viewers when I first met him versus now. So when I met him, it was at the first year TwitchCon. He was in the invitational for H1Z1 and he wasn't dressed up. He was just himself.
Yep.
And that's how I knew him.
Yeah.
So
But
it's
he's
it's
also the
really,
type of guy
really
that
weird to
he
see
could
him
go out
now.
in public without his get up, and some people wouldn't recognize him.
Yeah.
Well, his mustache is real, so like
Oh,
right
yeah,
off the
mustache is
bat,
like the only
most-
real part.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
like
think
the
he's really
wig, I think is attached
recognizable.
to the headphones, right? Like he has to wear the headphones.
I'm sure there's many iterations and things that he's
Yeah,
done that
yeah,
have
so-
perfected it at this point.
Something like that.
And can we clarify it's not a mustache?
What is it?
A handlebar.
No. What caterpillar is it?
I don't know. I don't
You
watch
don't
them.
know?
Caterpillar?
You're the one who watches them.
I'm not even gonna go there if you guys don't know.
It's a thing full of
Mm,
bacteria.
No, he doesn't call it a mustache when people
Oh,
say
the-
like,
Oh,
I normally call
Isn't
it a
his
flavor
thing, like,
saver.
the Slick Daddy Club or whatever.
well, it's the Ethiopian. He calls it like an Ethiopian poisonous caterpillar or some shit like that.
Oh, that's so ridiculous.
Is that what he says?
That's
Yeah,
100%
he
up
has a
his
whole-
alley.
it's kind of
So.
He has
funny, I'm not
a
gonna lie.
spiel about it. He's like, it's not a mustache.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
Funny.
so anyways, on the note of like being fake, though, I think there are people though that take some creators a little too serious, because I've seen like people tweet
Yeah.
and go like, "Oh, that person, they're so snobby," and I'm like, for a second, can't you step back and realize that maybe what they're doing isn't 100% them? Like, you know, like
Yeah.
I know that's what you see them as far as their social media and their branding and their content.
Exactly.
And
but
that's
you
like
can't
say,
make
like
a
I
statement out loud like that.
remember like I saw, I'm not gonna name any names, but you know,
Yeah.
certain things on like Twitter, even when one person said something on Twitch platform bad about Mixer, another bigger person on Mixer responded, and I'm like, why are you feeding it? Like, this is the persona that is that person on Twitter. Like, this is exactly who they are. They're not actually necessarily saying that. That is, you know, like TwitchCon, you know, when Jojo went to TwitchCon and had, whatchamacallit, say, you know,
Mark
fuck
Hoppus?
Mixer, you know.
Mark Hoppus from Blink-182 gets
Yeah,
up on
exactly.
stage
Blink
and first
182.
thing he says
Like,
is,
it's,
"Fuck Mixer."
yeah,
I'm like,
exactly.
Everyone around me looked and laughed, like looked at me and laughed, and I was just like, you know, I'm gonna own it because Mark Hoppus just fucking
Free,
acknowledged
yeah,
my
free
platform.
publicity.
Like,
So, you know,
just acknowledged
but it's
my
like, yeah,
platform.
you know what, you know, like, I don't think that it's, you know, fake necessarily a bad way. It depends like what they mean or what he means by fake. You know, there are personas, definitely.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, people suck in general. I don't think it matters which tier that you're on. There's going to
No.
be good people. There's going to be bad people. There's shitty people with 15 followers. There's shitty people with 15 million followers. And there's great people with 15 followers and great people with 15 million followers. So I don't think that has anything to do with how big
Yeah.
you are. I think it just has to do with, you know, people in general. You know?
Right.
So that's the last of the streamer stuff. I just forgot because I updated that since I saw that camera or saw that article and everything on there. Back to gaming stuff. Hey, since
Yay.
Charlie's here, she'll appreciate this also. I almost thought about saving this till Charlie comes on, but I can't fit her in now until until like March. So I was going to mention the Gears change, the Gears and Diablo change. Where's it at? Where's it at? Oh, here we. So
Yeah.
so Gears of War studio head Rod Ferguson is now working on left to
Diablo.
work on and head up Diablo. Last thing that he is tied to
Yeah.
is the Gears Tactics that's coming out, but Rod Ferguson is now Diablo, which I'm not sure. I feel like Diablo should already be at a decent point in its life cycle personally, that
Maybe.
it shouldn't, I would hope, that it shouldn't have an effect when we're there. I actually didn't mind Rod, like the way that Gears has been recently, but I'm curious how much this is going to affect Diablo, because the Gears and, you know, the Coalition, I haven't minded the new trilogy. I've liked it. It's definitely, but it's not like Diablo at all. Even the storytelling style is
Yeah.
completely
That's
different.
that was the first thing I was gonna say.
So-
Like, if he tries to like make it an over-the-shoulder third-person,
Yeah, like all of a sudden we're playing Diablo over the shoulder. You're fucking,
Can
you're
you
going there,
imagine?
you know,
I might actually play Diablo if it was like that though.
fucking, yeah, just going. That would be
Here's
kind of
the thing, though.
interesting.
Look at that picture. And you gotta
EverQuest
realize
style.
that they're so far ahead on that. Probably people like him and positions that he's in
Yeah.
are just there for.
And that's what I'm thinking.
counsel.
So I'm not sure how much it's actually going to affect Diablo. That was my thoughts also on this, reading it. I'm like, okay, he's going, they're bringing him, they're paying him more money to kind of finalize, you know, that last year of Diablo. They're
Yeah.
bringing him in to help kind of make sure and not quality assurance, but make sure that all their, they're in a good spot because Diablo hasn't released anything in a minute. Realistically,
Well,
Yeah.
they have, but they
I showed
haven't.
up in that room with all those
Vastly
people,
aware of-
I sure as hell wouldn't be trying to change nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And,
Because they'd
and
all
Gears at
probably kill
least
me.
Coalition has released in the this market. Yeah, exactly.
That's
yeah,
probably what happened with the whole mobile thing. Someone walked in and was like, it'd be a good idea. Let's put this shit on mobile.
yeah, and then they were like, shit, we need somebody else.
I've watched that video quite a few times.
And then
Yeah.
Blizzard was like,
That's Charlie's
"Back up,
favorite
back
video.
up, they're angry.
Yeah. So the last thing that he's going to be involved in is tactics. So yeah, I think just from hearing it, I think we're kind of all on the same page. I don't know. I've never really known like Jojo. You're not Diablo or anything. I've never.
I don't play Diablo, and I've only ever tiny dabbled in Gears. I don't really see how they're related at all.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what
If
he
it-
does to the Diablo series.
Yeah,
anything.
if it affects anything at all,
Probably, hopefully nothing huge because I know
The new
Diablo
character
fans will
coming out.
fucking hate it.
Yeah,
So.
but yeah, Rod has been around. Yeah, 15 years. He's been with back when it was whatchamacallit, before Coalition. He was working on Gears back when it was with Homeboy that started it.
Cliff.
Cliff Bleszinski. So he's been there the whole time. So it's like his
But my
gaming
question is
life.
why are they bringing him on like now?
Yeah, and the only thing I could
Something
figure.
they're telling us about.
Yeah,
It's probably a contract ending and when you're at, like I said, when you're at a position he's at and you have the rapport you have for development, studios are always seeking people and maybe
that's the
that
only
was
thing
just
I could
his,
figure. Like
It's just- but
they're
it's
bringing
two
him in for
different-
that last year.
maybe
Really
like where's this
games.
article from also real quick?
This specific one is like PC Gamer,
PC Gamer.
but
Okay,
I
so
mean
a
like
lot of
this
these
one.
IGNs, PC Gamers, all them, they really take these articles and they kind of almost throw them out of context. Like,
Yeah.
just
Okay.
when if you're not super
I don't
knowledgeable in
read
the
these,
game
so-
industry, you will read this and you'll think, guy who makes Gears of War is now making Diablo. Prepare for everything to change.
Oh yeah, that's why
But it's not
also
like,
we're not reading
You're
these
talking about
articles to you
everything in
guys.
apartments.
It's
Right.
not that I don't want you guys to know this. We're talking about the topic itself because I don't necessarily these people are just we're talking about the fact that he left. Like the fact that he left is a thing. These guys
When
know
you
as
sent me
much
this link,
about
I
it as
just
we
read
do.
His tweets.
You know?
I just took what
Yeah.
information I needed to know off of his tweets and
Yeah.
not the bullshit. article.
Yeah, exactly. Like the article
Live.
itself, this is just a placeholder right now for the topic. It has a couple pictures, but these journalists know as much as we do talking about it. They don't know exactly. They're
right, because
Does
speculating.
anybody know off the top of their head any other developers that have ever worked on a game that they know for a while that went to another studio? Like, I mean, 'cause
No.
I feel like in
Not
the
that- not
past
off the
I've
top of my
seen.
head.
Not in games.
Not to
but I
jump
know-
from one big one to another. Like they've all started their own studios and other things, but
Yeah.
like maybe not like jump from one studio to another.
But what I'm getting
Off the
at
top of my
is,
head.
like, if this story headlined Gears of War studio head is leaving to work on, let's say, the Division 2, that would make more sense to me because that's almost the same style game, where it's
Division
over the
2
shoulder
needs the help.
third person shoot. Like that would make more sense to me instead of going to Diablo.
Hmm.
You know
Right.
what I mean? Like that's like a developer of Fallout 4 is going to help League of Legends or something like that. It's like two different games.
Yeah.
Two different styles.
I mean, we probably will never know exactly, but I mean, I think in that if we worked in that industry, if you know how to do these certain things and manage these kind of people and work with these kind of assets, if you will, you can work in any gaming studio essentially.
That's
it
what
might
I-
not be
Yeah.
the type of game you're used to working on, but sometimes
right.
a lot of those
That's
people
what-
want to branch out.
that's
too.
what I
I'm saying they're
feel.
not really
He's-
talking about what he's doing there, so it
Yeah,
doesn't make,
I
it doesn't make
assume
sense.
also that they're bringing him on as a bigger side, the overseer, just to
Yeah.
make sure all the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed. Hello, Red, we see you. We're talking.
Good lord.
Calm down. Jesus fucking Christ. We're hosting a web show. Relax.
Notice
Have a
me.
drink. Otherwise, you're
Speaking of
about to
that, I
get
need
banned.
to grab one.
There we go. You're
I
in
get
a
it.
group
I'll
of a
fuck
bunch of
around.
people that have very
Yeah.
low tolerances,
I have a
Me
wonderful
and Charlie
time.
both.
Yeah, it's like we're acknowledging. We said that earlier. We're acknowledging chat, but also we're discussing.
I'm gonna
We're
grab my
having a
drink.
web
2
show.
seconds.
Yeah,
Oh, true.
of course.
True,
Yeah,
Nick. It could be for PR. He could be.
yeah. It could very
swapping.
much be for PR. Yeah, and see, this
Diablo
we acknowledge
definitely
chat.
needs
Yeah.
the PR for sure.
Yeah, they need better. And we talked about this last week. I don't want to get into it again. But I'm sure there's Charlie. There's other people. I talked about it with Warlock. All this. I'm a huge Blizzard person. Have been for years. personally, Blizzard as a whole needs something to bring them back up, both in my heart and everything else, because Blizzard has let me down the past couple of years. And I used to be a huge Blizzard fanboy. I'm not going to get into it again. I still am. I still love Blizzard, but it's with a grain of salt at this point. It's overall the games, everything. It's been shit for a while. Like they're almost like the new EA. Like it's bad. I'm almost ashamed to say I love Blizzard. They used to be one of those that I absolutely loved and vouched for, and nowadays it's hard. But since we mentioned Division 2, Shredder, let's talk your game.
Oh,
Hey,
my game.
it was my game too. I
No, you can have it.
Well, Shredder was a Division main when I met him.
That's the game I got partnered on.
Yeah.
Was the Division, not the Division 2.
Yeah,
the
Division.
The better of the games.
Division was so good.
Division was amazing.
I enjoyed the
And
Division very much.
I remember sitting there thinking, oh, the Division 2, like, if you guys remember, the Division had its fallout because it sucked.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then they brought all the good stuff to it. And so in my head, I'm thinking, well, they fucked up the first one and brought it back to life. How are they going to mess up the Division 2? And they did.
Yeah, and they did the same thing. And, reading through, like, this is Kotaku. I actually, like, am on Kotaku way more than I should be. But this article is where I saw it on initially. That's just why I have it up as the place filler. It's a new expansion that was launched, and pretty much, in my eyes, and from what I'm reading and what I'm seeing that they're trying to do, is essentially what they did with Division 1. They're trying to make it, okay, we fucked up. Let's go back to Division 1. Division 2 is on sale for $3. Jesus fucking Christ. Well, there you go, guys. Well, new update coming soon.
It says they're discounting the Division 2 down to $3 because they're also bundling it with that new DLC they're coming out with, and so the bundle will be $40.
Yeah.
So what they should do is the people that paid full price should get that bundle for free.
I know.
Yeah,
Like, when I read
or
this article,
something,
my first
discount or
thought
something,
was
yeah.
that they're waiting until right after that year season pass is over to drop a $30 bundle. That's exactly what they're doing. They're waiting until just long enough to where the season passers don't get it.
The people who have high hopes and are holding out and are Division people that love it, support it. Now they're expecting more money, and that's how I felt with Destiny too. Destiny also was one of those games, and I fucking like that's why I didn't support Destiny and all that. And a lot of my friends did, and they were like, "Oh, this and that," and then you had to buy a whole nother fucking game essentially for a half-assed expansion.
I felt stupid as hell trying to get you and Disciple to buy the Division 2 because I was like, oh, it's gonna be great.
Well,
like,
I was half excited, but then they ended up fucking it up.
It was a great game. It was a great game for the first couple of months, and then once you ran out of that stuff to do, it was just like the Division 1. I mean, it had all the same loopholes, had all the same dead ends, and it had all the same problems. It just looked a little bit prettier. That's all it was.
The great part about it was like, and that's just like every gear grindy game is finding all the exotics, and then once you have them, you're just like, okay, now we'll just wait for more exotics to be released, and
we'll just wait for these exotics to become inconsequential with the new patch. Like everything I ground 200 hours for, now the new patch is out, and now they don't mean anything. Now they're fucking terrible. So
I mean that's exactly what happened. And then someone made a YouTube video and they're like, well, this exotic matched with this gear set is OP, and then that's all you run into. There's no individuality. Everyone just runs the same gear sets because someone on YouTube said so.
Yep. That happens to the Division a lot.
Yeah.
As of right now, I think Destiny's changing it up, but it's still.
I think it's too late, and I feel like Division 2 is trying to do that, and I think it might be too late for that. Personally, I think it's too late also. But I also wasn't totally invested in Division 2. I don't know if there's really anybody out there who were like really invested. I know Shredder was trying to, but you gave it up really quick too. Like
man, I had a daily countdown for Division 2. I was so pumped.
Yep, I did too. I had it like a command where it showed.
I waited.
Hey, you want to talk about daily countdowns and letdowns? I was doing it for Fallout 76. I fucking was in Fallout gear and everything. I was in my fucking jumpsuit, like my fucking vault suit. I was there. The way it released. I was here in my Vault Boy outfit. Like I understand. That on release, I was
I love the Division 1
jacket. I wore that.
What else came out right when the Division 2 came out? Because there was something else that was pulling me away. I don't know what it was. There's some other AAA that was out that.
The stupid, what's it called?
It was March of last year.
The game that was supposed to be just like Destiny. with the robots.
Anthem.
Oh,
Anthem.
Oh,
Anthem.
Jesus.
Which
I didn't
was
even touch
better,
that one.
Also
which
flopped,
was
which
better
also
than Division
flopped.
2 at the time.
No, it was not, because, and I'll tell you why it
I
wasn't.
would say
because
it
you
was-
do a mission. You do a mission and 50 hours of dialogue, and then you went and did another mission that was the exact fucking same.
I will say that was
thing.
shitty.
50,000 more hours of dialogue.
I enjoyed
It looked
Anthem
pretty.
for
I will
20
give Anthem
hours.
that It looked really pretty. And I
Anthem
liked
for
the
20
concept.
hours was
super
great.
excited for it.
Anthem for
Yeah.
20 hours was great, and then it had nothing.
20 hours.
Actually, it wasn't even 20 hours, realistically. It was however
Dude,
long
you
it
had to
was.
talk
played
to
the beta,
8,000
and that was
people
enough for me to know I
before
wasn't
you
gonna
can
buy
move
it.
to the next thing.
What's up,
Like,
everybody?
oh, go talk to this guy for XP. Okay.
Yeah.
Go talk to
So
this guy
yeah,
for
that was
XP.
that was annoying, like, and all that. So
Gross.
I actually did
chose
see an article
Division
about
2
Anthem.
and I ran with it.
Um, so obviously they're gonna make this more seasonal. Like Jojo already said, like it's after the year passed, so you'd have to buy this again. Do you guys think? I have no intention to buy it, but do you think this is gonna bring Division back at all? Do you
No.
think people are going to? Is this
It's
gonna
gonna
work?
keep the fan base. It's gonna keep the people that are like
Still
trying
playing
to hold
it.
on to it. Yeah.
Yeah, the people that are
It's
still
gonna give
playing
them
it will be
hope.
happier. They'll
Mhm.
they'll get that little bit of hope, and that hope rides for 6 to 8 weeks. And then once they finish all of that shit that
They
just
can
came
return.
out, they'll be
If you're
like,
asking
cool,
if it's going to
just-
entice me to try it, no.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, and that's the side of it. So you
I
have the
would
people.
try it, but see, I'm heavily a multiplayer kind of gamer. Like I won't play Division 2 if my buddies aren't on it also. So I'm heavily
Thank you, guys.
multiplayer based. So
Mm.
I won't go back to Division 2 on my own. But
Mm.
if my friend texts me right now and he's like, "Hey, buy that Division 2 expansion and we're gonna play it tonight," I'm
Right.
like, "Down, I'm doing
Yeah.
it," and I buy it and I
See-
get on it and we'll play because that's where the fun is for me.
Mhm.
The expansion might have its disappointments, but at least
What
I'll try it.
what the
you know?
division needs, is it needs a somewhat big influencer to play it. If Shroud played it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
would play
Oh,
it right
yeah.
now. I'm
Oh
just
yeah.
saying,
Tarkov
So-
was nothing before Shroud.
Oh yeah.
no.
Well, yeah,
I played
exactly.
the
And that's why
beta of
everybody's like, oh,
Tarkov,
now
and I was
these,
like,
now
this
these.
game's fun, and then never again.
No,
Now
because nobody
these
was
all
on
these
it.
big players are playing it. I'm like, if it wasn't for Shroud, all the other, Darkness, all these other fucking people like Lupo, none of them would even be playing it because Shroud started playing it. And then it's like, oh shit, this game's fucking amazing. And he told enough people about it and got all the other bigger names to start playing it. And now it's everywhere.
When I made the move from Twitch to Mixer, I was in my Tarkov phase.
Mhm.
And when I was playing Tarkov, there was 5 people viewing it,
Yep.
and I had 4 of them. And I was like, okay, Mixer does not want anything to do with Tarkov, so I stopped playing it. And now I wish I could have kept.
Yeah, when I started, like we
going,
talked
maybe.
about this last week, when I started doing Tarkov, it was me, Shroud, and like 2 other people.
Morning Jaguar.
And I was hoping for that Shroud host. That was part of the reason I fucking started playing it. I was like, come on,
That's why
Shroud
a lot
host.
of people-
Come
I knew that
on,
was
Shroud
coming. I was
host.
like, man, Kdog is praying for that Shroud
I was-
host.
I was
every
hoping
time
for
I
it.
saw you on
Honestly-
Tarkov, I was like, man, I hope he gets it today.
I was
Honestly,
praying for it every
time I
fucking
saw
day.
you.
Most people are playing it. That's exactly why most people are playing
Oh
it.
yeah, well that's yeah. But when I started before Thanksgiving, it was me and me, Shroud, and 2
I
other
don't know,
people.
actually.
And it was just like, yeah, I was hoping for that. And then now you look at the directory and we could load it up right now. It probably has like 45 fucking people playing it,
Yeah.
It's if it wasn't, I will say, if it wasn't for Shroud started playing that, like none of even the big streamers on Twitch, none of them I don't think would be playing it. But that's like, I agree. A Division would need something like that. They'd have to literally go up to Lupo or Shroud or somebody and be like, hey, here's money. Come play this game. Will you play this? We need, and I call it what somebody coined it. I don't know who did, if you guys know it, but somebody coined it once. It was PewDiePie economics. And with streaming, that's a thing. Minecraft went away for how long? And then
Minecraft
PewDiePie.
never went away. How
Hey,
dare
I
you?
mean, all right, Minecraft main,
Minecraft
like,
comes and
calm
goes.
down,
It comes
calm
and
down.
goes.
It
depends on
ebbs
the
and flows, but it
updates.
was in a very big lull for a while, like in
It was
comparison.
right after Notch sold the game to Microsoft was where it kind of lulled.
It
because everyone was
lulled.
like, great, Microsoft, cool. if
And the
they're gonna
people who
fuck
played it
through
like played it, but then
Well,
once
they did. They destroyed it for a long
PewDiePie-
time. There was
yeah.
like 2 years where there was not a single update for Minecraft. And then a game like Minecraft, that's devastating
Yeah.
because it's heavily relied on constant updates.
But then PewDiePie went,
So-
hey, I want to play this game, and all of a sudden fucking a million other people are playing it. So
Right.
But I mean, I think it'd be funny for like a big time influencer to play like some troll game. and then just see how many other people are like, I'm gonna jump on this now.
But
you
see,
know?
they're
Just
not
test
good.
it out.
Yeah.
See
Yeah,
what
just
they,
to see like what the expansion would be for that game.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like Hello Kitty Island Adventure. See how many views we can get on that.
One of those like one of those anime like like possibly like not safe for under 18 kind of games, and just see one of those that's
Flappy
on
PewDiePie.
Steam that you
PewDiePie did
shouldn't
Flappy
exactly
Bird.
stream. Yeah.
He did Flappy Bird. He did that Mario troll game. I don't know if you ever seen that, where it's like it's basically impossible to beat, and he just loses his mind on it. It's
Oh well, yeah,
hilarious.
like on all those.
Yeah.
A Goose Game. I've yet to play
Some
Goose Game,
PewDiePie.
but Cuisine Royale, like all those. Yeah, all those. Like I've yet to play Cuisine Royale, but I have it also. Like yeah, all those
Now,
would be
Drifty,
fun.
I got that from South Park when they did the World of Warcraft South Park.
Dude, the World
He's
of
all-
Warcraft South Park is great.
He's like, God damn it, Butters, and he's like, fine, I'm going back and playing Hello Kitty Island Adventure. I actually looked it up. I was like, is that a game?
All right, so the next one that it's a week or two old. Wait, did I have a link for it? I don't know that I have a link for it. I did somewhere.
Dead by Daylight?
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
I didn't have a
You
link,
didn't have
but
a link.
well, I put it somewhere. I might have not shared it into our chat. It might just be in my own personal thing. Hold on. Well, we could
While
talk.
you're
Dead by
looking for
Daylight.
that-
It
never mind.
had not really like a huge update. They had a couple things recently, like they have whatever. Let me see if I can find it.
whatever.
Yeah, they
I
have
need to-
yeah, whatever. I'm not a Dead by Daylight person, but of course
I
Shredder and Jojo both are very much so. I don't know that
was my
Undercard
main
plays
on
DBD.
Twitch.
I have it, but I've only played it a few times.
Yeah,
Wow,
like
okay,
I.
good.
So, but this is why we have the talk show, guys. It actually almost perfectly works out, at least so far. Every time we have somebody
All right, so Shredder
that.
and Jojo, then riddle me this: what is the magic about Dead of Daylight? Why does
The
everybody love it so
addiction.
much?
There's a weird addiction. Of,
Yeah, it's weird. It's hard to explain. It's like
no, I can explain
there's
it right
a
now.
high. There's a high because it's
favorite-
horror and you
Okay.
never know what's gonna happen. But
Yep.
there's also a low because you realize all the time how unbalanced it is from side to side. There's pros and there's cons to every side. It's the perfect game that will never be balanced, in my opinion. And I think that's
Facts.
what makes it fun.
So for me, I think what I get out of
Mad
it
Entertainer.
is on PC. I don't know. Do you play it on PC or do you play it on Xbox, Jojo?
Play it on everything, but mostly on PC.
Okay, so my favorite thing about PC is the after game chat.
Yeah.
So when you're a survivor
It's
and you're a
risky.
good survivor and you're running a killer around and you can just tell they're pissed because they can't catch you because you have the jukes, and then the game finally ends, you either get one of two things. You either get an automatic disconnect from the killer,
Right,
which
they
means
just
they're
instantly
pissed.
leave. They
just
don't even
leave.
give you the GG. Yeah.
And so the way it works is if the killer leaves, the killer's the one that's hosting the game. So if the killer leaves, you can't talk at all.
Yeah, the chat
But then-
disconnects.
So then the other side of it is you get the killer being like, fuck you, and it just turns into this like rage. So I have a friend who plays on PC and he calls it the salt chat. And so he has like the little guy doing the salt, and then underneath is the chat. So
Mhm.
he actually shows
seen
the
that.
chat bar. And
Yeah.
it's just the funniest thing ever. So on Xbox, after I have a really good match, I just sit there and I wait, and we do a poll in my chat. Is the
Is the
killer
killer gonna message
gonna
you?
message
right?
me? Yep.
Yep.
Really?
I
Oh,
get
yeah.
a lot of messages when I play on Xbox from
And
killers.
I think that's
I
the
make
high.
killers
If you're,
DC on
yep.
PC, so on Xbox it's a joke because the skill level is the
Oh,
gap
yeah.
is ridiculous.
Yeah.
The Xbox players, especially now that it's on the Game Pass, the killers are basically 6-year-olds. It's a joke to play on Xbox,
It is.
at least at my skill level. So it's just like
Well, it was like the other
it's
day.
like 9 times out of 10 I'm gonna get a dirty message.
Dragon Queen's very new to the game, and so I was playing with her and her friends, and they're all new. So I was like, I'll go find the killer. So I literally ran to the killer, and I was like, hello, started teabagging in front of him. I ran them around the whole map while they were just doing gens, and people were like,
Yeah.
wow, you're toxic, and I'm like, well, that's just this game. Like, if you like toxic games, this is an underrated toxic game.
The
I see-
toxicity of Dead by Daylight is its one major downfall is because it's so bad and it's to the point where they can't even reverse it. I think.
And I don't know what it is.
No.
Maybe it's the toxicity. Well, it's not the toxicity because I play MOBAs, so it's not that.
I was gonna say, if you can handle that, you can handle
yeah,
DVD.
yeah. I would say like I play MOBAs, but there's something about DBD. Like I will play it with friends. Like we'll be playing it. I think later is gonna be what we're gonna load up after this. But I can only play DBD in small increments. Like I've played it, but just something gets to me about the game. and it just irks me, and I'm like, all right, I'm done. And then I'll play it like once a month, like whatever, like I'll play it with a couple people, but otherwise, like it just bothers me. I don't know what it is about it, because it can't be the toxicity. It's got to be something. Just I don't know, just the overall feel, the mechanics, the this, the that. It just doesn't.
It's probably that. You probably die
gets
first every single game.
Well, that's probably
Right off
it
the
too.
bat.
That is one of it. I think I was with Shredder one day, and I was like, "Why the fuck am I the first one to go down every goddamn time?"
Because you have
to like
you have
it
to
hooks
do,
you
like, the
in,
certain
and then something
things.
shitty happens that shouldn't have happened, or like in a match that's going perfectly, and you're like, "Yeah, all 4 of us are gonna get out," and then something shitty happens at the end, like they have Noed and they have Blood Warden, so nobody can leave, and you all get massacred.
So that
It's
actually
those
happened.
moments that make you go, "Fuck this game, I'm not playing it anymore," and then
So
a month later.
I was
you
watching
crawl back.
Brit the Brat
Mhm.
last night,
Right.
and her whole team, right? They had one person on the hook, and the guy goes, "Oh," he's like, "I have borrowed time," which means you can unhook somebody and they can take 1 extra hit, right?
Mhm.
For people that
Mhm.
don't know, so they're all confident.
Thank you.
And they're like, "I got borrowed time. We're gonna get out." So they unhook them. They run to the door, and they're all teabagging the killer, right? And the killer comes over. They try to go, the gates lock. And they
Yep.
can't get out, and he had no head, and he got all 4 of them, and I was like, well, that
Yep.
turned for the worst. And they just were like, they all
That's
thought they
Blood
were gonna
Warden.
escape. Yep, they
That's
all
Blood
thought-
Warden. Like in the last week, I've
It's
had
so
Blood
great.
Warden kill me twice, and I'm just
Mhm.
like, why
Me and
do I have to
Undercard are
just
sitting here
sit-
like, yeah,
I have
yep,
to sit
totally.
in this
Totally.
puddle of sadness
that.
that I've
At the same
created for
time-
myself.
At the same time, it would be like a game that you guys play that we don't understand.
Well, no, that's
you
why I
know?
like having this like web show
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
because it's like a good. I've at least played
This
it a
is
couple
how
times. Like I
felt during
know.
the Diablo discussion.
Well, no, and that's why we have this balance. Like this is why I like having 4 people on here, because with 4 people on the web show, I feel like no matter what, there's at least 1 or 2 people that definitely play or invest in it. One person who's kind of like, they kind of know, which is me in this scenario, and then there's one person like Undercard sitting over there who's like, whatever, I'm drinking my drink, you know. It's like, but also like that person asks those questions, like Undercard just did, like, what is they like? I like those questions because like that's what makes this web show, you know. It's like
Right.
the balance
So-
of different perspectives on the game, the topic, the everything, you know. That's
So going back into like what makes the game enjoyable, playing as a survivor is a really safe way to play.
Mhm.
Because there's no
That's the
there's
only
really
way I
no
play.
pressure. There's really no pressure. If you're the killer and you start seeing gens getting done, you start to get this pressure like, man, they're all still
Oh,
alive. I haven't
man.
hooked anybody. I'm freaking
Skyrockets
out.
my anxiety. That's why I can't play killer anymore. Like I have bad
love
anxiety,
playing
but
killer.
obviously I can handle streaming, so my anxiety's not that bad. But like when I play killer, I'm just like, there's not enough gamer goo in the world to stop my hands from sweating. Like
Yep.
I can't do it. Like plug gamer goo.
Yeah, like you know too. Like you see
Hashtag gamer goo.
you see a Meg with a custom skin, like a really nice skin, and you're like, fuck,
You just
she's gonna
know.
run me around the whole
You just know
map.
she's gonna run you, she's gonna pallet stun you, or she's gonna secret unhook everybody as soon as you turn
Mhm.
around, like all of that shit.
well, at
Yeah.
least then
So-
I'd be getting something for Valentine's Day. I'd be happy, you know.
Dead by Daylight has a very large learning curve, and I think that's why people, when they start playing it, they keep playing it because they're just like, any day now I'm gonna catch on, you know. Like, but there's, I mean, let's be honest, there's just like now over 100 perks that you have to know what all of them do on the fly. It's a lot. So
But also out of those 100 perks, like how many of them
most people
don't
run like
use
20 main ones, right?
Right. I was gonna say like there's a lot of perks
But
that are
out
just
of the
cut. You read
blue-
them and you're like, what the fuck?
Out of the blue, there's a killer that's got dead or Blood Warden on, and you're just like, shit, what's Blood Warden do again? I don't remember, right?
I think
It's just
that's what
so-
really
I have to
changed the
ask all the
game.
fucking time. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know what this is. Like what should
ask
I
all the time,
equip?
too. I'm like, chat, what's this perk do? I can't fucking remember.
See, like, and that's the thing too, is like I think that really changed the game because back when Dead by Daylight first came out, there was no teachables.
Yeah, there wasn't a tutorial at all.
You either, and I loved it back when it was like that because I was a Meg main because she was the fast one, she was the stealthy one, you know, she could get away from the killer, so I ran Meg, right? But then
Yeah.
I didn't have stealth care or anything like that, so there was that risk with Claudette, and so now they have it where it doesn't even matter what character you choose, you just got to get them all up to 50 to learn. Once you learn their teachables, you're basically just choosing the cosmetic you like the most
Yeah.
at that point. Same with killers.
Well,
Like
yeah.
same with
Yeah.
killers. Like it's just like
Yeah.
who do I want to run? You know, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter because you can change perks throughout everybody.
Well, I found the actual. See, I know I turned off my thing. We talked about this earlier.
No, I did the same
It's been
thing.
sitting there all night. I had to push the button.
See, I just have my standard alert. Thank you for the resub.
Mhm.
For those of you guys that don't know, I have a really interesting alert thing that goes off when people sub and
We'll do it
resub.
after.
Yeah, we'll do it after. But I realize that I need to turn it off during the web show, so that way when I upload these to YouTube, I don't get a copyright claim. So yeah. But I did find the article or whatever they did that I was going to try and do it. Actually, there's a couple of them, but this is just the one that I linked. There's a lot of different changes, and I know the one change I want to ask you guys about, and for those of you guys that know it, but the most recent thing is the disconnection penalties that just went live yesterday. Well, it's now 2/13, so yeah, yesterday officially, Tuesday, they went live. So for disconnection for YouTube.
Apex?
No, this is for DBD. So disconnection penalties. So like as the killer and
I
all
haven't
that.
even
So
read these.
yeah, no, that's the thing. Like this just went live, and this was the main reason I want to bring it up. There's the other thing, like the ruin thing that I was gonna mention and see your guys' thoughts on that. But the disconnection penalty is being re-enabled on PC, PS4, and Switch following our tests. Turned on February 11th. Users who disconnect from matches will be prevented from joining a new match for a predetermined length of time, which increases after each instance of disconnection. You can't repeal it. What counts as a disconnect? Anything that results in you leaving the match will count as a disconnect. Includes but not
Even if it's
limited
on their
to
end?
yeah, turning off your PC console, disconnecting your internet, closing the game, or leaving a match through the leave match buttons. This is crucial to ensure that the system cannot be exploited. What about Xbox? Since the disconnection penalty system requires dedicated servers, system will not be used on Xbox until dedicated servers are enabled. So this is mainly
Which will
on
never
PC.
happen.
Yeah. So PC,
Well,
PS4,
they're-
and
they're
Switch.
working on it.
I mean, they
Now
have
that
it
they
already
have-
on PS4
now
and
that
that.
they
So
have Game Pass stuff, Microsoft works with them a lot more.
yeah.
Gotcha.
So
That's what I was saying, Charlie, because I've been disconnected from games on
If the game
Xbox and-
crashes, you still get the penalty, but it's
See,
like
which is
15
dumb.
minutes. It's like
But-
it should be like
but-
10 or 15 minutes,
But
but
they
you
say-
just have to sit there and wait.
well,
But
I don't
yeah,
even
it's
I don't
dumb.
even know
Yeah,
if
but
it's
I'm
that
already
long. They
waiting
say
15 minutes because
penalties will
Get into
start
a
off
match.
small.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I'm a level 4 survivor right now on Xbox, and it takes almost 30 minutes to
Well,
get into a
Yeah.
match.
But I
I was gonna say,
personally,
like,
as
penalties are
some
small enough that
yeah.
the occasional outage should not be noticeable.
Yep, your
Yeah.
timer should be gone by the time your internet comes back on. So that's what we're saying, and I agree with that. They as an outsider looking in, if you're going to institute something like this, which I guess I was reading through Reddit and a lot of other things like before I even like looked this up, because I want to talk about DBD, because anytime I bring people onto the web show, I want to talk about something that they can definitely talk about. And I know Jojo is that, and I wasn't going to bring up Minecraft because Minecraft is Minecraft. Love you. But also, like, I didn't think the rest of us could talk about Minecraft. I knew the rest of us could at least talk about DBD. So,
Right.
But I'm not even talking about a power outage. I'm talking about the server just.
I think
Right,
if the
game's
server,
loading up, if it just crashes.
I
Right.
don't think that's something that's going to be counted against you, because that's on their end. It doesn't say.
But that's
So
what it's
turning
saying,
off,
it's saying
no,
that-
turning off, disconnecting
Well,
your
so
internet,
here's-
closing the game. This is all things on your end. PC console,
had-
disconnecting, closing the game, or leaving a match through the match button. If the server crashes, that's not listed there. If the server crashes, you should not be getting a penalty.
So if the server crashes, at least on PC now, since there's dedicated servers, it ends the match for everybody.
Yeah.
So if
Right,
like
right.
if the server crashes, it just says match is
Yeah,
over.
yeah, match- and you're
everybody-
done.
15
This
minutes
is- this
to
is
stop
the-
matching.
Keep people
if somebody
from.
lags out in the loading screen, because that's usually what happens, at least on my end. If somebody lags out in the loading screen, it does the same thing, like end match. And I don't think you would get a penalty for that because you hadn't even entered the
We'll get
match
to that.
leave it yet.
Well, no.
Right.
So this happened the other day where I was in a Survive with Friends, and 2 out of the 4 got disconnected. So 2 were in the game and 2 were out of the game, and they still got to play their game.
Well,
like the
was that on
killer-
like
the killer
Xbox or
and the-
PC?
That was on Xbox.
Okay, well, like, so this obviously is on Xbox, and I think that's part of the thing. Like, they're not, the Xbox version is not stable enough where they can institute this. That's what I'm,
Yeah.
deducing from
yeah,
this.
that's basically. It's
I mean, I
That's
get
why
it.
it's not
I
there.
get
But on the
that. I
PC
get
side,
PC is barely stable enough.
yeah,
to
but
institute this.
but I think as a whole, coming from a semi-outsider looking in, and I don't know, we'll ask Undercard here in a second. I think as a company, it looked like reading through the Reddit and everything that obviously DCs were an issue with killers and all. You wait for so long to get into a game.
DCs are a huge
And then
issue.
people DC, so then so you're waiting 10 minutes to find a match, especially at higher levels. Then you
it's
get
like
into a
30
match.
minutes for
The
killers.
30
well,
minutes, yeah.
I'm throwing out numbers. And then you get into a match. The killer is not happy that you did something within 1 minute. DCs, the game ends. You don't get anything, and now you're waiting another 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. So they're trying to counteract this. And I think as a company, they have to make a hard stance rather than like I get that there's gray area if the power goes out, whatever. But I agree that they kind of have to. They can't have a gray area on this. If they want to counter
I
the
agree
DC,
also.
yeah, if they want to counter people disconnecting, they need to just
They have
take a
to
hard
punish them.
stance. They
If
they
your
can't.
internet goes out, I
Yeah.
mean, tough shit.
Well,
And that's
You
what they said. If your internet goes out,
say-
like it's 5 minutes, but you know,
The other thing,
you
too,
should be
though,
able to get back
that
in.
A lot of people
Go
don't-
grab a
lot of
drink.
people don't think about is when I go in and I'm running like a rainbow map in the killer DCs, I lose that rainbow map.
Yeah.
I should get that item back.
Well, no, they don't do that anymore. Well, maybe
they-
not on Xbox, but that hasn't been a thing for a hot minute on PC.
On PC, no, it's not.
They
But on
stopped
Xbox,
your
it
item
still
loss.
is.
Yeah.
So
It's
I
like-
mean,
Yeah.
it just as I mean, do you agree? Just as a company standpoint, just the way that they're handling, like UC, do you have
I
any
think disconnects
agree,
are the
disagree?
least of
I would
the
agree with
worries.
what you said on
Yeah.
that. I mean, and I don't touch Dave.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just
so-
saying that standoff thing, like it's a counter. I mean, this kind of almost applies to like Apex, and we'll get to that in a second. Like they kind of are doing things with disconnections and all that. But I think
I'm just
as a
saying that there's other
company,
things that they should be working on other than worried about people
Well-
DCing.
I'm sure they are. I've actually met the dev team before. They actually have 4 different teams that all work on different things. There's
All
a
right, low-key
stability team,
flex.
There's an
I've met the dev
I'm
team
sorry,
before.
I go to all the TwitchCons before you
I've
meet all
met the dev
people.
team before.
You know, I did the same
No.
thing with Smite.
I know,
was
I
there.
did
Nick
too.
met
I
them
did
too.
so
Yeah,
much.
I
I
was
was like,
gonna
yeah, I
say.
was hanging out with the Smite people the other night, you know, whatever.
I don't even play Smite. I was hanging out with the Smite people.
Right, but my point was that they have multiple teams. They have like a stability team and then an artistics team that only does artistic stuff, and then they have a actual like dev team that looks at future shit. And
Mhm.
then, you know, so they probably are. I can say from the PC, because I'm mostly PC player, DCs were a massive problem. Like it
Mhm.
was the
You
number
break someone's
one.
Hex Ruin and they leave.
Yeah,
It was
and
the
that's what I was
number one
reading.
thing that would ruin the games.
Mhm.
Like
And that-
every game after game after game. I remember one night I was playing it and it was like 5 games in a row, like 1 or 2 people from my match with DC. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? And like sometimes the killers go easy and they let you farm, but sometimes they're just like, no, die. So you're suffering because your team just can't hang.
Yeah,
Right.
and so like
I'm
I
glad
saw
they're
that.
implementing this. I think they're doing it perfectly. Should they have done it 2 years ago? Yeah,
Yes.
but at least better late than never. So
I mean,
Cool.
well, then that's the thing is DBD is never gonna have. Well, I shouldn't say never. I don't think there's gonna be a DBD 2 because they just keep adding these DLCs and new seasons.
no. Dead by Daylight's the kind of game that doesn't need a sequel. They just keep updating
It needs a
and
revamp
it'll...
though. I think the graphics need to up.
Oh yeah, for
an
sure.
upgrade.
A DBD
Never actually
1.5, like a
did that.
big patch update or something
Yeah.
like that, you know.
Remember when Kate first came out, and if you played as Kate, you would just constantly die because there was that graphical glitch where her hair would just be
Hair?
whipping around the entire map,
It wasn't,
yeah,
it
totally.
wasn't even her. It was
all
it was
the way
Meg
around
too.
the map.
It was
Yeah,
Meg
it was.
too.
Well,
Meg
I
had the
always use
pigtails.
Meg with her ponytail and a bun, so that doesn't happen. But
Right,
I
and
had
that
to
was the
buy
thing, you
that. That
had
was
to
a
do that.
$3 DLC I had to buy just so the hair glitch wouldn't kill me.
There was a meme about that. There was a meme about
Same.
saying DBD is making you buy cosmetics so you're not being seen by the killer.
But I think they're doing a good job.
Okay.
At
All
least
right, Kdog,
trying.
to put this in perspective for you, imagine playing Apex where one of the legends hair
Where one
was
of the
just-
skins actually affects the hitbox in one way or another, aka
No,
fucking
not
Chappie.
Only that, not only that. Let's just say that Bang
Yeah.
has like really long hair. Her hair stretches across the map. All you have to do is follow her hair to where she actually
Yeah,
is.
there was
and
a
you can go find
graphical.
her.
There was a graphical.
I think they
tear
should add
issue
that.
with one of
Yeah, I
the
was saying,
characters' hair.
yeah,
when you
Bang, I
were-
want to see a smoke trail after she shoots
Yeah.
the smoke out, you know, for like a good 10 seconds. Like, that's going to be, all right, you're going to shoot smoke? All right, there's going to be a trail now, you know. Bloodhound should be
Right.
able to follow that shit easy peasy, you know? There's
balance
smokes.
patch.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, right.
Balance. And obviously, like, for those of you who don't know, but I was just going to ask simply, because it's been out for a little while, not get as much of anything. This was the most recent update, but Ruin obviously was updated. You guys know more about it. Undercard's not going to know anything at all. I know a slight little bit about it. Shredder, Jojo, thoughts on the Ruin update? If you're
I
not
like it.
like, okay. Do you guys
I
know?
actually-
Yeah. So Ruin
You're talking about how
it
doesn't,
changed in the last like month. Like it
yeah,
doesn't.
Okay, so
I had the
basically
update somewhere. I had the
Ruin-
article, but
What Hex Ruin used to do was it used to be where you had to get perfect skill checks
Mhm.
to even
Yeah.
start the generator or get it to move. So what they did now is you still work a generator, but if the killer finds you and you leave the generator, it has the effect as if the killer kicked it.
The
without the killer
generator
having to kick it.
regresses for every second that you're not on it
Mm.
now. So
Right.
if you leave a generator without finishing it, it will regress as if it had been kicked.
Right.
So
The only
it-
issue I have with that is you can't kick generators as a killer.
Yeah. So, but I
kinda
mean,
fucks
from
it
what
up.
I saw, simply is that it was an overused perk that obviously balancing is always going to be an issue in DBD. But it was an overused
Always.
perk that they
Always,
had to do
forever.
something to because it made
Well, yeah,
certain
because I
people
would
way too
run-
strong.
I would run Hex Ruin with Overcharge.
Mhm.
So that's what I was getting at. Overcharge is an ability where when you kick the generator and the next time they get it, it's a really small skill check space. So
I'll
it's gonna
let a
pop.
mod fight over which one wants to deal with that. Yeah, it's like, and we're done. It's like, who gets to it first?
I saw Jojo's face.
I was
knew
like,
that
yeah,
face.
yeah.
I
It's
was
like, yep. It's like we already did this once. Yeah.
Right. No, so
But yeah.
so basically, I mean that's honestly the only issue I have with it because I don't play killer that much, so it doesn't affect me. But the only
That
issue I
guy
have
got
is you
banned
can't
from 3 different people.
you can't run Hex Ruin now with Overcharge, and that
Yeah.
used to be the big thing.
Oh, they don't work together anymore.
No, because you can't kick the gens because they regress on their own.
Oh, true. Yeah, I don't know.
So-
I mean,
So this like
I
plays
might
into.
be the opposite of you. I think Ruin didn't need nerfed.
Yeah, Pop
Honestly,
Goes the Weasel too. It doesn't work with it.
I don't think Ruin needed to be nerfed. I think it was fine the way it is, and mainly
Mhm.
because there's so many perks that survivors have that help them find totems faster. I mean, I could say if I played 10 games, I would say maybe 2 of those 10 games Ruin lasted to the end of the game.
And see that, but
Because
from
we
what
would
I
just-
was
we would clear it,
reading,
and then the other 8 we would clear it in the first minute.
well, what I
usually.
was reading that played into the disconnection penalties too, because you'd have a killer who had
You would have a
ruin,
killer that would DC,
and then
after his ruin
DC
was
as
cleansed.
as
Right.
soon as his ruin
Yeah.
was cleansed, he'd DC. So that's why I kind of
Because
wanted to bring that up
Ruin
too. They
so
would go hand in
heavily
hand because it was it
still
heavily
does carry
carried.
killers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the whole point of playing a killer, and if you're a good killer, you have a really good gen route. Like you're not just sitting on one generator. You go and inspect all the gens. So you're basically slowing down the progression of the survivors, and that's why now Pop Goes the Weasel and Overcharger ran together instead of Hex Ruin,
Yeah.
because Pop Goes the Weasel regresses at what 25% from
It's
where
a lot.
it's at. It's a
Yeah, it's a
ton.
lot.
Yeah.
It's a ton from a survivor standpoint. To get that 25% back is a solid
Yeah.
30 seconds. So
Right.
So
it's-
we have half and half on ruin. Shredder kind of likes it. Jojo says that it doesn't need it. But I mean, like, and I think the community's split too.
I think it's
I'm
just
glad
Yeah,
it-
Undercard
from a
thinks it's
survivor
great.
main, I'm glad
I
it's
think-
gone.
Yeah.
But from a person
But
that
it's
when
interesting
the
that
game
you-
first came out, I was a killer main.
Yeah.
That used to be what I did, because back in the day there was 12 perks. It was fine. Like,
Well, the other
but
thing too is
so
Hex Ruin
being
was
someone that
so
played killer, I think it didn't need that harsh of a nerf. But
No.
I don't know. What
No,
they really
because,
needed
like
to
you
do
said-
to make Ruin better was maybe nerf it a tiny bit, but also increase like the difficulty in finding totems. I think the
Yes.
totems are cleansed way too easily. I mean, even as a survivor main, I don't
is it?
think we need to be cleansing totems like in the first
3
minute. All of their perks are gone.
Well, I was gonna say 3 out of the 5 totems are usually near gens too.
They're usually near where a survivor spawns. Like
Right.
they're usually like right there in the grass, just like right behind you or something. And it's just
So
if you've played
I'm
as long as I
glad-
have to, you know all the totem spawns. So
Yeah.
if you're like,
Oh, yeah.
they have ruin, BRB, just make one lap around the map and all the totems are gone. It takes me
Yep.
3 minutes. Like in
It's that-
in
and
that 3
that's-
minutes, we already did 3 gens. So
that's
it's
the
like,
other thing too about it is like if anything they should randomize the totem locations a little bit more.
Yeah.
But what I
They
was gonna
do.
say too about Hex Ruin, the old Hex Ruin, like you said, was so easy to bypass. You just touch
Yeah.
the generator, let go. Touch the generator, let go. Because
yeah, I mean, I never gen tapped because I'm kind of a god when it comes to skill checks, but
I'm not. I had to gen
I-
tap.
How many flexes can
I-
Jojo throw out in one conversation?
no, but the ruin never even gave me a big issue, even if we didn't cleanse it. It was just like my teammates clearly couldn't hold
Well,
up.
that's
It's really hard. It's really hard to hit those skill checks if you're using a controller at all.
Oh yeah.
So like I got cherry keycaps, but not everybody else does. So obviously hitting those great ruins is really hard. So that's why if my teammates were like, "Oh my god, they have ruin," I would just be like, "Well, hold on, I'll just go get it." 'Cause it was
I'll be
easier.
right back.
So,
BRB.
I'll
Can I-
just
can
go
I
find
add,
it.
Can I add something to this topic real fast?
Very
Yeah,
quick because we got 2 more to touch and we got half an
Okay,
hour.
Yeah. So if there was anything that you could add, if you were the developer and you had the choice, like what would you add to the game to make it better?
Good
That's a
question.
loaded question.
That's
That
a
is
good
loaded
question.
There's probably a
How are you gonna
minimum
throw
of
that
36
in
things.
like mid-stream, like mid-talk show, no preparation?
Because I love DBD and we've never I've never had so many people interested in it before. So
Yeah.
Well, that's why I chose
I'm
this over
happy
Minecraft.
Dead by Daylight's come. I remember when I first moved to Mixer, Dead by Daylight had like 70 total viewers. So it's great to see where it's come now, but
Right.
it needs a lot of help. Like that
Yeah.
question is never ending.
Well, maybe we
Of
could
the
throw it on
perks
the
need
back burner for
rebalance.
I mean, we
another
could.
time
How
then.
about we table it for next time JoJo's on the show because she'll be back
Yeah.
multiple
okay,
times.
Cool. I'm down with that. Give
Yeah.
her some time to think
Yeah,
about it.
yeah. But I mean, it's good. I mean, I like it though. I like it. Even if you did surprise her with it, I like that face. She's like, whatever.
Because I was gonna say the one thing that I thought of, and it was because someone came in that was a viewer of mine. They were like really impressed with my closed captioning.
Mhm.
They came to me and said, I really enjoy watching this game, but I'm deaf, and
Oh,
so
nice.
they don't get the audible cues. That
So
we
like
get from the
Fortnite,
game.
like Fortnite has that now, where you can get if you're not, or if you
Right,
don't
but
have the
we
hearing and all
sat
that.
there and we discussed it, and the one thing that I said was people that aren't hearing impaired could exploit it.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, easily.
So I mean, it's one of those things so it's like one of those things like how do you counter it? But anyway,
Yeah.
we'll throw that on the back burner and
Yeah,
talk about it
we'll
some
throw
other
that.
time.
Throw it in later, or even right now as I'm loading up the next thing. You could throw it in the topics thing in my Discord, and we'll throw it in for later. But yeah, so moving on to next thing, because Undercard is sitting there like I want to talk. We.
I've been learning.
No, I know.
more than I've
Well, that's
ever
it. No,
learned.
and that's what I said. That's why I like having the different levels. Like JoJo did the same thing when we were talking about Diablo. It's
Right.
If you guys haven't seen it, Modern Warfare trailer. I'm just gonna play
Oh
it
my God, don't
because
even get
I
me
actually
started
haven't
on
watched this.
okay. Well, I'm gonna
well,
play
check
it.
it out.
And I'm
Unmute
gonna
it.
actually get rid of my camera. If you guys want to get rid of your cameras too for a second, because I'm gonna go
I could
drain the
care less.
vein.
I
Well,
should have
well,
said that before I stood up and walked across the
whatever.
room.
All right, there we go. Modern Warfare trailer. If you haven't seen it, we'll talk a little bit about season 2, and yeah. Oh, yours isn't going away. Well, you guys get to stay.
Okay.
Target down. Gas is closing in. We need to exfil now.
Price. Something's wrong in Verdansk. They're targeting their own. We need to find out why. Send fighters I can trust. Ghost out.
I totally misheard that the first time. Yeah, I really misheard that the first time.
So that's the season 2 trailer. As a whole, season 2. Where's my link? Hold on. Wait. It might still be back in the other things, so we'll go back to this for a second because I gotta find it. Once again, I had all these links and everything ready once upon a time before everything went to shit. Oh, why?
It was
So,
gone.
well, it went away in this scene, but not the other. Technology. Woo. Season 2. Who's played? Obviously, like it's because also Apex just dropped, which we'll get to in a second. In our last 20 minutes of content. But season 2, I think all of us. I'm gonna be the least person here that plays Modern Warfare
I played
of
it today.
everybody here. Yeah, I know Shredder
haven't
I
does.
played it.
haven't played it. In,
Yeah, I would say I didn't know if you guys
almost a
had
month.
played it since. Yeah, that's the first thing I'm gonna say. It's a huge fucking update, and the
Yeah.
game is already big to fucking start with. Like, not
Yeah.
even gonna go there. But
So I would say I'm on Apex for this season. I think this season I'm not too stoked about. I think Ghost looks pretty cool. I mean, if you're a big original Modern Warfare player.
Right.
Rust is back. I mean, it's Rust. Everybody knows the memes and the map.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's cool. But the season itself, I'm not stoked about. I'm more on the Apex end this time around. But if they drop that battle royale, which is apparently the league says it's
That's
called Call of Duty Warzone.
Because if you load up and you update, I guess there's a classified thing on the multiplayer tab
Did you
that
see the
says like
picture?
classified. I haven't seen the picture because I haven't actually updated it yet.
There's like a picture on Reddit that shows like Ghost standing on a car.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like
I know.
Call of
I did
Duty
see that, and it said Warzone. I guess is the kind of or Warzone Warfare, one of those. That
So that's a battle royale.
That's
There's a glitch also, where people have been loading into the battle royale loading screens.
I did see that. Sure.
Over
That's,
when they're playing multiplayer.
Yeah, so that's like I'm pretty sure. I don't know if they meant to bring it out this season, but I think obviously we all knew that it was coming.
I don't think it's coming out this month.
We all
or
knew
anything.
it was coming.
We all knew it was coming, but I
about
think they
making a
might be rushing it out a little bit quicker than they wanted to initially,
well, I
just
heard
because
it's gonna be standalone. It's gonna be a standalone free-to-play download.
Yeah.
So
but I don't know how it could be. This game is so fucking huge for no goddamn reason. What is in these fucking files?
There really is no reason. It
There's
runs like
no-
a fucking potato.
Exactly. What is in these files that is literally like the only thing
bought
I
my
assumed was the
second PC
BR.
just so this game would run.
Yeah.
That's
Pretty-
the only reason I have a 2 PC setup is because
I mean,
I
how many
couldn't play Call of
times-
Duty on PC.
How many times do you start your game and it's like update your shaders?
Yeah, it's like the
Okay, well, I don't run it on
Every
PC, so I've
single
never had to
time.
deal with that. But I would still say on Xbox, there's plenty of issues. It's just
It's very, very,
so
very
unoptimized. It's so, but
I expect absolutely nothing less from a AAA title this day and age. Absolutely
yeah,
nothing
it's
less.
very true.
Honestly, I'm surprised I can even get into fucking games. So at least it somewhat.
so you got a
works.
dual PC setup because it was running so
Oh
bad?
yeah, I remember
Yeah.
when she was like, and also trying to hook up your Go XLR to make the audio work. Like she comes over
Yeah.
into my stream like mid-stream, and it's just like I can't do it. And I'm like,
Live, and
she's-
I'm like, can I please have you for a
yeah,
second?
and
Are
I
you
was like,
busy?
yeah, no
He's like,
problem. So we
it's
spent
chat.
like
I'm
20
"It's a
minutes
lot."
on my stream. Like I paused. I don't know what I was playing. I'm just like, yeah, sure, whatever. You know,
Yeah, you were
fucking.
just paused. I
yeah.
don't know.
To
It
go
was
on
something.
to go on that comment where it says not every game needs a battle royale. We used to say the same thing about zombie apocalypse mods.
Yeah.
Like every game had a zombie apocalypse mod. It's gonna die out.
Yeah.
I mean,
Eventually.
I agree. Not every game needs a battle royale, but I really like the way Modern Warfare
Not
plays.
every shooter
I
has a
wouldn't
battle royale.
mind
Yeah.
running around in a
Facts.
battle royale.
I
setting for that
think
one.
until Apex came out, I loved Blackout. I did.
Here, let me put it this way.
I
I don't
love
want to see a game
Blackout.
market off a battle royale. I'd rather see a game with good mechanics just add for an option a battle royale mode, and then you could still play the rest of the core game or whatever it is that you fell in love with the first place. But if there's a battle royale option because you like the way the game plays, that's another
See,
thing.
and
Modern
I'm the
Warfare
other way.
plays
I
really
would
good.
perfectly buy if PUBG, if it was better, but if PUBG came out right now, like Apex, like if Apex came out right now and I had to buy it, I would probably buy it because I like battle royales. I don't mind a standalone like thing, even if I haven't played the game. I like battle royales more than multiplayer. I don't play
So
COD
going back to-
multiplayer.
going back to
That's
the
not for me.
Division 2 then,
Now that
Going back
you know,
to the Division 2, if PUBG had Division 2's mechanics,
That would be pretty dope.
it'd be better,
Yeah.
right?
I
Am I
would buy
right?
the
oh yeah,
fuck
I
out of
know,
that.
yeah. Like, but
Right.
that's the thing. Like, I don't mind a standalone. Like, I don't like multiplayer. I'm one of those that now that Battle Royale has come out, I personally like the thrill of Battle Royales. I think multiplayer is obsolete. To me, I know that's not everybody. A lot of people like Team Deathmatch or whatever, but I honestly just get annoyed in COD Deathmatch and COD, you know, whatever, capture the
I think
flag,
it's
all
more
those
of an
things.
instant gratification thing. Like multiplayer is so gratifying to jump in and jump out and just keep
Yeah,
repeating over
yeah,
and over and
I
over.
will do that every once in a blue moon. Like I'll randomly like load up a multiplayer and be like, okay, I have 5 minutes, whatever, because you can't do that in a BR. Ideally, you're not in and out in 5 minutes. But if I'm playing a game, I want to play a BR. I love the thrill of BRs. I like the skill required for a lot of it. So me, I don't mind the standalone BRs, but I feel like it has to be in the game files. There's no way that they're updating and the sizes are so huge that it's not in there already. I don't see it. It has to be there.
It has to be, because if there's really truth and people have been accidentally loading into the
map
starting zone for it, it's already in the game.
Yeah,
They just
I
have
think
it
they're just
disabled.
rushing it. I think they're rushing it out because they already see there's a lot of people, and I know D has talked about this. There's a lot of people who are, hey, here's Hugh, another good example. Hugh still plays fucking, you know, hi Hugh, how's it going, by the way? Thanks for being my talking point right away. Hugh still plays Black Ops.
That shit was
because
garbage too when it first dropped.
yeah, I
I like
loved
Black Ops. I
Blackout, but
thought
I
it was
mean it's
really
still like Blackout.
well-rounded.
But I think a
I
lot of
started
people
disliking Blackout more when they started adding unnecessary shit to like those
Yeah.
vehicles that shoot rockets. I was like, okay,
yeah, like that, and that's
this
but they
isn't
were trying
fucking
they were
necessary.
trying to keep up with Apex had come out and they were trying to pull a Fortnite and it just didn't whatever. But the example I'm trying to get to here is that people are still playing even like Black Ops multiplayer
People are still
more
playing
so
H1Z1.
more so than they're playing Modern Warfare multiplayer.
What's it called?
What?
Just
which one?
Survive.
No, King of the Kill is what they changed it to. The
They
BR
changed it to
mode is
that.
King of the Kill, and then
Yeah.
Gotcha.
because it was just H1Z1, and then they branched off from that to just surviving King of the Kill. And there's still people that play King
Dude,
of the Kill,
worms
and
would be
H1Z1
awesome.
was where I was birthed as a streamer in H1Z1. I played it from day one, and that's
People
how I
love
got all
Blackout.
the friends that I
Yeah,
have
but
on
day
Twitch.
one
everything
Blackout, I remember
H1Z1.
so many people being like, "This is hot,
Dude,
trash, garbage."
Some of my old videos
That's
when I
what-
was playing it are fucking great. It was garbage, but man, I had so much fun playing it. Not even gonna lie, like it was
No,
a lot of
it's
fun.
Great, like I love it now, but I swear to God, every BR that comes out, there's something that the fans just hate.
Oh well, yeah,
and then
that's
they-
everything.
And they
Hey,
leave, and then someone makes a game on it, like Shroud plays it, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's good again."
yeah,
Yeah,
And it's like they didn't touch it.
yeah. It's the same. It just
just
you know,
who-
it's
it's
that
the
mob
influencer playing
mentality.
it, and
Yeah,
now you all wanna
exactly.
play
Yep.
it.
No, I agree with that. I think that I personally think that they're probably rushing out the BR mode because they see already that people would rather play Black Ops multiplayer than Modern Warfare multiplayer.
Here's what
And
I
I've
think
seen at
is
least
gonna happen.
if we go on the directory right now and like see like there's a lot of people that are preferring to play
day
that.
one Modern Warfare Battle Royale. Everybody.
Oh yeah,
I think-
everybody will be
I
playing
think
it.
even if I don't want to play the BR for Modern Warfare, I haven't decided if I'm going to or not. I think it's good for the game strictly because it will take those swole, sweaty boys out of multiplayer, and multiplayer will get the redemption that it needs because right now going in there is a shit fest.
Well, that's what 2v2s is doing. 2v2s takes
And
the
they
sweat out of
added the
multiplayer.
ranked, the COD League, which they promised from the beginning and delivered a little slowly. It's what, 5 months into the game now, so a little slow on the delivery for the COD League, but it's whatever. I'm just disappointed that there's not way more old Modern Warfare 2 maps in that update. Like I saw Rust and I started dripping a little bit, and then I read through and I was like, wait, it's only Rust? Like
No.
Yeah, they didn't
Come
even
on.
add terminal or anything like
Yeah,
that.
I think they're
no, fuck terminal. I don't want terminal either. That shit's already been redone. Give me Karachi.
but
Give
that's
me
what I'm saying. I'm
Favela.
surprised.
Give me Derail. Give me Estate. Give me
Favela,
any
yeah,
of those
I
other
would
good
agree.
Favela would be
maps.
dope.
I would agree.
But
I
even
love it when a
Every
girl
map on
talks
that game was
sexy.
good, and they just keep focusing on
have
fucking
you
terminal.
have you guys played the new Rust?
no.
No,
I haven't touched it. I haven't touched
It's
it.
not
had-
the same.
I
It's
had
not.
one-
They can't. Yeah,
I
they
had
can't do
one
it exactly
friend-
the same. They
Right.
have to change it. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I had one friend play it and then message me and say that all that happened in that game was he was spawn killed until the game ended. Because there was already people that figured out the spawn kill spots.
Yeah.
Well, it was like shipment. When shipment
Mhm,
first dropped,
it's
the
just like
spawns were
Shipment.
trash.
You
Mhm.
can't change it.
Nope.
Yeah.
So,
I think I mean the updates like I wasn't gonna go through the patch notes when I finally found the link or whatever. Like they're just mainly all of it is just balancing. I didn't see anything besides Rust being added to the patch notes that really is great. Okay, they added the new operator, and the new map or everything else
It's
is
kind of
just
a fan
balancing.
favorite
There's a
season.
couple
Yeah,
of new
yeah.
guns. There's some
Yeah,
rebalancing. The
but-
rebalancing that I saw looked really good. The guns,
Yeah, it,
I'm
like-
not gonna write home about them. I
Yeah,
don't know anything about them yet.
as somebody who casually plays it, it didn't mean as much to me. It just looked like okay, they're balancing, cool. And I don't know if you guys saw anything as somebody who, plays more. But it just looked like okay, they're balancing, cool. Majority of it for me from this and from Reddit is the fact that I think this patch. I think that they had to have put in the BR. There's no reason for it to be that big. And
The
as
foundation's there for sure.
yeah,
The
it's
foundation- I
all
think the
it's there.
foundation's been there from the beginning.
Oh yeah, and they
every
just
patch
they
they've
just
been
tweaked
adding
it.
to
Yeah.
it.
Now I
And
think
that's
they
like,
threw.
there was an update like last month that was like 90 gigs.
Yeah,
I was
it's-
like, what the fuck
they
is this?
added
The
and
whole
tweaked
game
it.
Is 90 gigs.
Yeah.
So are you adding a whole new game? What is this?
I think it's just there. I think they just added the last little bit of tweaking everything, and I think now it's just going to be a hot fix, and they're going to be like, "Hey, surprise! Here's the BR." Like,
Right.
that's I feel
Yeah.
like that's what it has to be.
Well, I'm
I
definitely
mean, I'm,
enthused to
I'm a
try
big
it.
hot girl, so
Yeah, I know you are.
I'm waiting.
I didn't
I'm
even
waiting,
install
I'm waiting
this
for all the
yet. That's
people.
how much it just disappoints me just reading the patch notes. I've been playing COD since 2008.
I know you are.
So,
That's why I was like, I want to talk COD. I know all you guys play COD. You know,
I'm just
obviously.
really excited for the people that are calling it hot trash to play it when Shroud starts playing it day one.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, everybody's gonna be on it.
I
I'm
don't
super
think the
stoked
BR
for
is going to
that.
be hot trash. I mean, the last one was really good. This is a different company, but embarrassingly enough, am an Infinity Ward girl. I know they always fuck up the games, but it's whatever. I
Mhm.
like their mechanics a little bit better than Treyarch's, and
I would
definitely
agree. I would
better
agree.
than
I've always liked
Sledgehammer's.
Blackout over any other COD, honestly, but that's just
Yeah,
me.
I think Blackout was really good. And
I think for this season though, I'm dedicating to Apex like
Yeah.
heavy though.
Yeah, and I
And
think
and the funny thing about that is I'm not an Apex player, and Kdog
I'm not
knows that.
either. I've
And
been
I've
thinking
been-
about
I've
getting
been
back into
running that
Apex. I
game.
just don't have anyone to like play it with that doesn't play it hard enough.
I stopped playing Apex
Don't
for
look
Modern
at me like
Warfare.
that. You know what I mean? Like you're a hardcore Apex dude. Like I can't come in here and be like, I don't know how to shoot people, and you'll just get pissed. So
I do
Well,
not.
yeah, so
I play with
basically
people like that all the time.
Button.
Like Hugo's saying
I play
too,
with Shredder all the time.
misheard-
Okay, you're fine, Jojo. Don't worry about it.
I misheard what the guy what Ghost said
Mhm.
during that trailer. I heard him the first, like when I played it on my Xbox, I heard him say, I need 4 teammates that I can
Oh,
trust.
yeah, that changes.
But then
a
I
little
but
bit.
then when I reheard it, all he said was I need friends, or like what did he say? He said something about like I need friends I can trust. But I heard 4 teammates. Like I heard I need 4 that I can trust. So I was like, oh, squads,
Mhm.
you know, and then
Yeah.
they're killing their own and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
All right.
I mean, I stopped playing Apex for Modern Warfare, and then as soon as Apex came out, I stopped playing Modern Warfare, and I think I fell back in love with Apex, especially with the people I've been playing with, and just I don't know, I genuinely love that game just for the color, the lore, the characters. It's a different
when
kind
I
of
did
VR.
play Apex, I
Yeah,
loved
and
it.
I
just
do
wasn't very
and-
good at it. The learning curve in Apex is strong.
It's very.
strong
You
when
have to
first jump
change your
into it.
mindset to be more. It's a very mobile game.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you want to always be moving.
See,
in
that's
that
it.
game.
Like
That's very
Hugh,
different.
and I've had this conversation with Hugh, and he's saying it again in chat. He's saying that Apex is not mobile. Like he likes the mobility in Blackout. I don't see how he thinks Blackout is more mobile than Apex. I don't get it at all.
I think in VRs in general, my mindset is always be moving.
Love
not
you,
in
but-
not more than any one than the other. I think you just should always be moving. In a VR, the longer you sit still, you're a duck. Like
Oh,
someone's
yeah,
gonna find you and
110%,
shoot
yeah.
you, and you're gonna be caught off guard because you're surrounded on all sides.
I think Apex is a more fast-paced one, but
I think it is too.
yeah.
It's definitely more fast paced, but there's also a lot more stuff that Apex does that most other
We'll hold
VRs
for
don't.
Apex for 1 second. I want to talk about 2 more very quick things. Obviously, one of them is going to be Apex. One of them I did want to touch base because there's a lot of people that I know in my community and everything else. If you have not seen, I know Shredder loves it and all that. New Valentine's Day update for Borderlands also dropped. Unfortunately, there's still not crossplay. I'm waiting for it.
I know,
but,
I'm still waiting for that.
but it's great. Once the crossplay happens, I'm going to get back into this game a little bit. No, it's all good. Hello, Raiders. How you guys doing? Once the crossplay, like I'm waiting until personally to get back into it until another DLC, the main next DLC drops and crossplay is added, so that way I can play with more people. But I do have a bunch of people I play with. But for those of you guys that didn't see, there is a Valentine's Day update. The next 2 topics are going to be the Valentine's Day updates we have Borderlands. So one of the main things that I saw from this is that this is the first level cap increase on Borderlands that they're instituting with the Valentine's Day update. I don't know if this is so it has this, you have social rewards, community request updates, 20 updates and patches, Mayhem 4, which is huge, so another
really
Mayhem
big.
level, practice dummy, I don't remember what that is, but bigger banks, increased rare spawn and drop rates, more vending machines all over. Obviously, your social rewards, in-game events are going to be
not
there
more
for the
vending
Valentine's.
machines. You and Buns are gonna stop at every single.
I did
one
not
we play.
stop that many of them. You know, that maybe.
We were in the middle of a boss fight, and you guys were like,
I
"Ooh, look, a vending
would be that
machine."
person's like, wait, hold on, I need some ammo, and I would go in the middle of a fucking boss fight and go buy some fucking ammo from a vending machine.
Oh my
But you know, whatever.
God.
But new game mode, new in-game timed in-game events. I think that's
Oh,
cool.
I'm not talking about. I'm thinking of slot machines. Never mind.
Oh yeah. No, I would do that
You
with the
guys
fucking.
stopped in the middle of a freaking boss fight to hit a
Yeah,
slot machine real
we did
fast.
go hit the slot machine.
So
Like
mad.
Shredder's in there fighting in the fucking swamp area, and there's the slot machine right outside. And that for those of you guys that know what we're talking about, what is the mansion part? Like you fight them in the foyer, and there's slot machines right outside. Shredder's in there fighting. Me and Buns are fucking spinning the slot machine right outside.
Pissed me off.
Anyways, but big thing, obviously, Valentine's Day update. The biggest thing I see is the level cap increase. Obviously, they provided performance. You know, skippable cutscenes is another huge thing, which is great because that was annoying. You know, as like because
Yes.
Borderlands is very much a playthrough game. You play through it multiple times. Different characters,
huge,
different
actually.
everything. Skippable cutscenes is something that I'm surprised isn't in this picture. For like socially wanted updates. I think that's one of the hugest updates. The fact that you can now skip them
That is
is
a game
great.
changer.
Yeah, it really is because now like you could keep playing
speedrun
through
this
it.
game now.
Yeah, like just fucking go through it. And so event, like you can toggle on and off the events if you want them. The new mayhem mode I like. I don't really care about the Twitch extensions because they don't affect us or me. Once they bring
Also
out
get 'em.
mixer extensions, I'll worry about that. But balance changes, and they're actually going to bring out more at PAX East. For all you guys going to PAX East, anybody out there, let me know what's going on. Because I want my crossplay. The main reason I went to Guardian Con last year, which is an Orlando thing, like I was talking in the podcast with Jade and all that earlier about going to cons. The main reason I went to Guardian Con, which is a local thing for me, was to play Borderlands 3. It was before it came out. I fucking love Borderlands. I love the whole story, the environment, the world of Borderlands. Love it. So the more that they talk about it, the only reason I haven't dipped back into it, like I said, is because I'm waiting for a big enough installment, personally, and crossplay, ideally, to jump back into it. So that way I have enough content rather than just playing it like one random day. But
Right, so that's what I was gonna say too. Like for a game like this, once I beat the initial story 4 times,
yeah,
you know, like we did, I always wait for a few expansions.
yeah, it's I want to wait until I jump back into it. I want enough content to be there to really
'Cause
dive back
otherwise
into
you're
the
just
game.
like,
Yeah, then you're like,
I
eh.
did this DLC, cool.
Yeah, that
Now I
took
gotta
me
wait for the
3
next
hours.
one.
Yeah, you
Right.
know. I don't know if either of you guys, I know me and Shredder, we even played it together. Did either of you guys play
a
like
lot.
Borderlands? Does this like affect you at all? I didn't know. I knew.
I got it when it came out, and I played it for a little while. I think it's a great game. I think it's super fun. I think it's super colorful and elaborate, and it's a looter shooter.
Charlie likes it. That's the first time I've seen her say
Yeah.
that.
Well,
Charlie played
Charlie
it
and
for a
I played it
while.
together actually for a minute when we were trying to get Pack into it, and then that lasted all of like 8 levels, and then I just kept going on
I
a
think
different.
it's great. I just I
Was
don't
it
know.
sweaty enough for him?
Yeah.
It's a little too wild sometimes. Some of the
it's-
guns, like there's like the gun where like once you run out of ammo, you throw your gun.
Oh
as
yeah,
your
that's
last
it. When you
bullet.
reload, you throw it as a grenade. Like yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you
but that's the environment. It's that it's a total
Right.
different. You know,
Yeah, it's
it's a different
put-
style of game, of course.
I mean, there's a gun that talks shit to you too.
I love those guns.
there?
I love those. Oh yeah, that gun is great. I love that gun. I use it. Yeah,
gives you a
Tyrene.
gun,
Yeah, gives you a gun.
and It basically
I think you
just
can
talks
jump
shit
in on
to
3.
you.
I don't think you need to play 1 and 2, right?
You know, it's standalone enough. Obviously, if you have played 1 and 2, you get a lot more. Like, there's a lot of fan service, but there is
Yes.
so much. Borderlands plays off of one fan service and Easter eggs and inside jokes. And if you don't get one, you're going to get another. There are so many in every little corner of this game. Inside
Yes.
jokes and side jokes and just nerdy comments that you will get some of them. And there are some that probably I didn't recognize as being inside jokes and Easter eggs that other people did. There's so
Without
many of them
spoiling
that
anything,
yeah.
too, there's like certain things that people that have played 1 and 2, and even the pre-sequel, there's stuff that happens in the game that you're going to be like not as shocked about as if somebody who had played 1 and 2.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like if this is your first one playing, there's going to be stuff that happens. You're going to be like, why are people so upset about this?
Yeah.
Or like, why should I be upset about this?
Yeah, but I think it's standalone enough. If you haven't played the other ones, you'll be fine. You don't need that, but of course it gives fan service. You get, characters back. There's a lot of the characters that are brought back or mentioned or whatever that you're like, oh, cool, that kind of thing. That you could play it, but obviously you get a little bit more feeling, a little bit more involved if you don't.
Right.
And even that's the whole Borderlands. I love the whole Borderlands universe. I've played every rendition of Borderlands. I've played the Telltale games, which are also canon. It's all great.
Buns cry.
Oh, the Telltale games were great. The art style, I love everything about Borderlands. It is one of my favorite series. So, but yeah, I just want to talk about the Valentine's Day event for this. The biggest thing, obviously, is the level cap. There's no crossplay yet. But level cap, performance and stability, and the skippable cutscenes, and the Mayhem mode, the higher Mayhem mode, which, for those of you guys that aren't familiar, Mayhem allows kind of a higher difficulty mode for those that aren't familiar with it. So it added, even if you're max level, adding another Mayhem, what it does is gives certain prerogatives to different modes. So your elemental lightning damage from a gun won't do as much, but now your direct damage will, or so, little things like that. So Mayhem shields will be this much higher and health this much lower. It adds another level of difficulty to the game to change it up.
The reason I like it too is games where stats on weapons mixed with perks that enhance those stats. If you're really good with numbers, you could run Mayhem 3 at a low level if you know how to run it.
Yeah, how to tweak.
Setup. Right. And so I think games like that are awesome for people that are kind of nerdy and are like, I want to run this with this build and see if I can kill people.
It's a looter shooter that I think is a little bit more RPG focused, and that's why I like it. It has that more RPG element than the just straight up shooter. It's a fun shooter that you don't have to think about, but if you want to go a little more in depth, the RPG side of it, it's there for you, and that's what I enjoy.
Right.
And I don't think we Jojo might have gotten cut off. I don't think you ever played Borderlands, did you? I've never seen you play it.
I played a little bit of Borderlands 2 when it was on Steam sale a few years ago. We played through I don't know, maybe half of it. I really like the art style of Borderlands. I like everything about it. I'm not very good at it, but probably because I haven't played much of it. I didn't play 3, I don't think. No, I didn't.
Well, when the next time we play it and it becomes crossplay, because that's probably the next time when I'm gonna load it up. Either that or maybe the next big DLC, because I normally do two DLCs.
Hit either me or Kdog up. We'll run it.
Yeah,
run that game all day, every day.
Yeah, it's a great game. Everything.
I watched some Borderlands 3 play. I don't remember who. I think I was watching Kdog play it. And he was dying a lot, so I was like, well, this game must be very hard. But then he told me I think they were playing it on the hardest difficulty.
Yeah.
So
sorry. Anyways, yeah, sorry. Distracted. Last major thing that I had, I think we covered everything, which is actually we're about right on time, which normally we're hugely over on time, because you figure by the time we got actually all my shit fixed, it was about 11:30, 11:40, right? Yeah. By the time so yeah, it actually worked out well. I think I'm just double checking to make sure all the topics were covered. And yeah, I think we got about everything. Look at us. So the last thing is, since we were talking about it, and that's why I shelved it, of course, is Apex. Yay. Obviously, Apex Season 2, Season 4. I said Season 2 because Modern Warfare. Season 4 has been out now for a couple days. That was since last week. We talked about it last week, the update. Chat. Anyways, Season 4. If you guys didn't see, I think it's already live, correct? The duos mode, but the Valentine's Day... Yeah, Valentine's Day mode and Valentine's Day is live. Valentine's Day event is live in Apex. So, if you guys haven't...
right now?
Yeah, yeah, 12th through the 19th.
You'll get that badge.
Yeah, it started yesterday, actually.
Yeah, so it started Wednesday. Yesterday.
Charlie asked me to be her Valentine in Apex, and I said yes.
Aww.
I mean, what? Oh, good. That's cute.
So, couple different things that may, like I said, this is why I put both this and Borderlands together because it's both the Valentine's Day event. So this is limited time modes. Valentine's Day rendezvous, you know, log in, get your badge, which I have my old Chappie badge. This one is cute, but it's, well, if I could put this with my other Chappie badge that has the hearts.
Loch Ness Monster,
It
right?
is. Which I have on my R99. My R99 has the Loch Ness Monster plushie. So and this will go with my Chappie badge because I have the banner pose of him doing this, and I also have the hearts from last Valentine's Day, so this will go perfect because I don't have any stats on my Chappie except for the troll hearts everywhere, because that's just how I am. But obviously you log in, you get your Valentine's Day badge. Duos is here for a limited time through the 19th. I'm assuming it's done after that. XP bonus, Valentine's Day items, Pathfinder and Nessie gun charms. If they actually show, okay, yeah, here's the video. I was like, it should be somewhere on here. So we have cute little, I want that Chappie charm so bad, you have no fucking idea, but it's like a Cupid Chappie charm. And then the
cool.
Nessie,
I like
yeah.
that one.
Which I don't know. The thing is, it needs to bobble like the bobblehead one that I have. I hope it does.
Does he get voice? Like, does he get little Valentine's Day voice things where if you heal him, he's like, "I love you"?
Well, I mean, he already says that. He literally already says like, "I love you."
That's
one of his voice lines.
Yeah.
I would say like that's literally like his normal life. So that's why he's the Cupid.
To know that.
Yeah, I know.
never
He
mind
literally already has voice lines that, yeah.
I thought Mirage was like the romantic.
Journal last year's Through the Heart DMR longbow and Love of the Game banner frame at a discount. So the Pathfinder frame, which I didn't get this one, I kind of almost might buy. But then there's a heart longbow thing. It's very simple. The main thing, that's why I knew that we had time to kind of talk about it, is that Duos is back, Valentine's Day event. I mean, I like the skins. Overall, I know Jojo doesn't play Apex, which we'll get her in one day. I would love
like
Jojo.
Skins of all kinds, though.
Come
Right.
play Apex with me. I would love, because I play on PC, of course. I don't scrub it up on
I just
Xbox
got
anymore.
a new mouse. Remember when we played Call of Duty last? My mouse was fucking up.
Mm-hmm.
I literally, here she is. In all of her
Yeah.
beauty.
I think Duos is always fun. I
Brand
think
new.
Duos is my favorite game mode in any BR. I think Duos has the best balance of skill to non. Like, because it's not like, obviously like standards in Apex is a little different because it's 3. But in traditional BRs you have 4 people, and I don't know, it can go up or down. There's a lot of, you know, a 4-person. If there's a third party, then all of a sudden there's 12 people involved. It gets really weird. I've always loved duos. I've always loved duos.
Apex.
I mean, they've done it, but it's
They've done it, and it was kind of.
you know, it had its pros and
That was
its
a zombie
cons.
mode, right?
Well, no, they even had they had a standalone solos mode.
I never got into that then.
Yeah, it
wish I did.
was. I don't remember when it was, but yeah, they had a standalone solos mode.
Okay.
I've always loved duos, though. I think duos is a good balance
duos is
that
perfect.
shows a little bit of teamwork, but
I think
also.
every BR needs duos.
I agree.
honestly.
I think duos is the best mode. Like, you have your solos for when you want to run it, but
have 3 to 5 people.
Yeah,
join in
exactly.
with you. And back of the H1Z one was 5 people on a
Yeah.
squad, so it was a lot.
oh yeah, Apex is very big on third party and everything else. Like, that's
I
part of the
laugh. Like, see, because I'm not a big BR guy, so I just laugh when that's a thing where it's like, oh, it's a third party. It's like, well, yeah, your main objective is to kill something. If you hear people fighting, that's the perfect time to
Fuck
come
yeah,
in.
I'm
Like,
running in. As you're looting, fuck yeah, I'm coming in and I'm wrecking you.
People, like, when
Yeah,
people say,
bitch
like,
about
in
it,
a
yeah.
negative way, yeah, because it's like
Yeah,
the same thing when people get thirsted. I'm like, what do you like? I don't get it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you thirsted me. Well, duh. Like, what do you want?
It sucks, but I would do the same. Like, I do the same
Right.
thing. It's
I
like,
don't
okay,
get what
in
the
the
hate is on it.
opposite, yeah, in the opposite, if I was them, fuck yeah, I'd be doing the same thing. If I see you looting that box right there, I am taking that fucking headshot. Bet
But
your
is that-
ass.
This goes
Is
back
that
to the
frowned
discussion
upon?
of people being mad that you use other people's emotes in their chat.
Yeah,
it's
the same people.
that get
It's the
mad
same
about
people.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Because if you can hold back all these other parties and get cracked, then it's pretty badass.
Yeah.
Right.
And because it feels so much better. Like, I the sense of satisfaction when I try to get third partied and I fucking come out on top is like no other. Like, it's like, oh yeah, you bitches tried, but you fucked up. You know that,
I mean,
and there's
every time that I play with you on Apex, the first thing that happens is you hear a gunshot and you're like, oh, we're going.
yeah,
You know?
because that's
remember-
how you win in Apex. It's
But I
a
remember
mobile,
back
it's a
in the day,
fast-paced
like-
game.
PUBG, you hear shots and everyone is like, shit, get inside the house and take cover.
Yeah, you kind of scope it out, but like PUBG is more of like a kind of a realistic sim, to an extent. Like Apex, you already know I'm about to chappy my ass across a tree and flip around and try to
Oh
get
yeah,
an angle
I'm
on 'em while
chappy.
you do,
As soon as I hear shots, that zip line's going out. We are pressing them. We are getting them as they're low because they haven't had a time to heal, or they're low on ammo. They haven't reloaded, something like that. So
would you say that Apex is the start of third partying in BRs? You think that's where third party?
I think it's another game struggling to find a balance to please the masses that have a problem with third partying. It's in every BR. Every time I play any BR, somebody tells me, "Oh, we're getting third party," and I'm like, "Well, yeah."
Well, because like I know that in most games there's an unwritten rule book,
like a rule of war.
Yeah, sort of like where it's like, oh, this is frowned upon in our community.
Right. Should we be toxic and just go and eliminate these poor bastards that are fighting each other?
Is Apex the start of that, where it's like thirsting? Like I heard thirsting in Fortnite first. Like that's where I first heard about.
I have no problem with
Yeah.
thirsting. I will jump in here. I have no problem with thirsting. Like, yeah, I will say, oh, they're thirsty, they thirsty me, but you know what? That keeps, it keeps that person from getting. It's smart. You're in a BR. You are the last person to survive, and that, like,
when you have
it's
a BR
smart.
that offers respawn as well.
Yeah, like it is a
Apex
smart tactic. It's so
you
fast.
Offer respawn, you thirst them because they have that. Now they have a whole nother objective.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like,
So
right now, PUBG's the only game that doesn't have a respawn still, right?
Right, it's the name of the game. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's.
Okay.
I don't know that I would kind of to answer your thing, UC. I would say I think it's the first BR to embrace it a little more. I think as a general whole in the community and everything, I think third party, I don't want to say it's encouraged, but I think because of the pace of play, compared
they give you more
to
tools to fight it too, though, because these legends have such wild abilities.
It's true.
We're talking a crypto that could post up a drone to scope an area while you focus. You know what I mean? Like there's so many different. PUBG's a little different. You're dudes with guns and you need to keep an eye out.
Yeah.
There's a mode, luck, where I think you can respawn in blackout, but I've never played it.
Well, there's
Blackout has that mode. There's that one game mode.
Asylum or Hugh. What Asylum,
I watch you play it all the time.
Alcatraz, like that has the respawn
Alcatraz
every.
is a really, really, really tiny blackout map that
But it has, like,
it's
general-
only 70 people drop in, but it has respawn.
Yeah, but it has like
in
respawn.
The
Yeah.
chat, it said, Fatty said they can make the map a little bigger and the gun sounds travel as far. I think even if you did that, then you'd have the complaint of somebody. Who knows would find the complaint of the map being too big and not hearing gun sounds too close. You know what I mean? Like there's always something that's going to bother somebody.
Oh yeah, of course.
You're dancing on a line all the time with a battle royale. I think the biggest thing is how much content can we add though, and it pleases the community and listen to the community. That's just the biggest thing.
Yeah, and I think as a whole, like I said, answering your question, I think as a whole, like they're not against it, but they're not for, like, I think Apex is just has embraced that third party is going to happen with the pace of the game, more so than PUBG, more so than even like Blackout, more so than Fortnite, like because of how fast you move, it's there. But there are ways to counter it. Like there are a lot, like when you get to that skill level, like there are ways to counter it. So embrace it, provide the abilities, provide the way to counter it, because like on a higher skill level, things like this, like when I take for instance like me playing with Shredder, like when I'm like, hey, I'm just using you as an example or whatever, it's like, hey, what you could have done better in that last engagement is that person, you thirst them, you down them, you armor swap off of them, all of a sudden back you have purple armor, you're good to go to fight that third party. Like there are ways
I've actually been doing that. Like Lulu saw me do that today a few times where we
and like
won
you go into that box really quick, you armor swap. Like they're embracing the fact that it is there is third party. It is a fast-paced game. There's going to be third parties. It is part of the game. And you know what? Because you want to be that third party, and guess what? That fourth party that's coming in, they want to be that person. That fifth party, like it's going to happen. Sometimes you're on the good end of it, sometimes you're on the bad. And I think they're embracing it. I think as a whole, like the people that are bitch are the same ones, like Jojo said, they're the same ones that are going to bitch about people using other emotes. Like, it's just part of the game. Like, get good. Praise the sun.
The reason I brought it up is because like I watch you play Apex, and I have a few friends that still play PUBG and they love it. And like when I watch you play Apex, I see you thirst a lot of people. But then when I'm watching someone play PUBG, they'll say, don't thirst them because they're down. So it's like if you thirst their team, it's like the unwritten rule is now they can thirst your team.
Yeah, there is that balance. Like, and I could see that. Like, and I still think that sometimes, like, if it's early match, like, say we just dropped, I won't thirst somebody because I don't know. Like, that's like my.
Here's what I think. If you don't
Okay.
thirst somebody at the very beginning, it's to lure their teammates out. Their teammates need to come save them, and then you can kill their teammates.
Okay.
Well, I do it as an honor code.
About
How I
is a
think of it.
tactic.
Yeah.
The only time I don't thirst is when I know there's more teammates around. I won't thirst because if I
See,
thirst
maybe
them,
I'm
then they
just
can see
misunderstanding
where
the
everything else
point
tell
of
their
thirsting.
Yeah, well,
Right.
no, like I have a twofold. Like early game, I won't thirst because it's an to me it's kind of an honor thing. Early game, I won that early game engagement, and now I'm gonna go take out the rest of your team. Early game, there's not as much of an issue where you're not stacked. Whereas if you're in late game, if you're not initial drop, if I don't thirst you, you're able to heal. You have full ammo, all that. Like you're back up. You're a whole new person if they get around and get you respawn or get you revived. The other side of that
I'll
is
kill somebody because I will swap that shield so quick.
well, if they have
it.
it. The other side is yeah, that's mid late game. The other side of that is early game. I also don't have that much ammo.
Early game, huh?
Like early game, I don't have that much ammo, so I might not be able to thirst you. Like I only have 20 shots in my alternator, so.
I mean, I understand it. I guess it's different in the situations because, like I said, I'm very new to the whole BR hype, you know, and so when I watch people play it, I see everyone's point of it, and then I'm just sitting there like,
But I
people
don't.
are bitching because they got thirsted, and I'm like,
I don't mind it. Like
what
it's
do you
yeah.
want?
Yeah, it's like
Like, what
that's
is
the
it?
name of the
There's
game.
There's
It's the
also
last man
executions that
standing.
recharge shields.
Right.
you
Yeah,
know, it's like,
exactly.
you know.
Now I don't mind executions because I was like, oh, this motherfucker's executing me. Like I'm like kind of salty, but I'm not upset. Like
But
I'm
you
like, oh,
can't
this
blame him. You
motherfucker.
cannot-
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
I'm not blaming him. I'm not like
See, I didn't
upset
even
at
know
him.
that. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah,
executions added to your
now they
shield.
do. So they changed
Yeah,
it
they
with
recharge your shields.
which because
full or
See,
to a percentage?
now you're just like fucking kill everybody.
yeah.
Yeah, I
So
I
if
think
you
it's not a
perform an
goal. If it's
execution,
any other shield that recharges, I think.
yeah.
Correct
If
me
you
if I'm wrong,
perform an
chat, but-
execution, it refills your shield. That's why sometimes,
Game
like
changer.
I've told
I
you,
did not
like
know
Shredder,
that.
like when I've told you, I was like, maybe
We
you just
turned
didn't
into a
realize it. Yeah.
thirsty-
Let's go.
Well, no, I've told, and you
Thirsty.
have to weigh the time difference. So like, and that's why I've told like you and a disciple. So I've been like, hey, I need to execute this guy because I know I'm out of shield batteries. I have one shield cell and I have purple armor. The only way I'm getting my shield all the way back for this fight, you guys need to hold them off for that 10 seconds because I need to get my shield all the way back full and I need to execute this person. You know, and so that it changes the dynamic of it. They could have a revive shield, and you see that, you know,
There's
of course.
so many little small factor tactics that can apply into any
Every firefight it changes.
Yeah, Jojo was
love
saying
it,
like
though.
if you leave someone not thirsted, it's a bait. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But what if for a second they try to defend themselves with their knockdown shield, reveal they have a gold one? Oh, they could revive. So I'm not gonna leave that person alone. You know, there's so many little factors that will apply into your decision in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
Period. Like
Well, the other thing that I noticed too is when you leave people up, they usually look back to their teammates as well, so you kind of see like where they're at.
Oh yeah. That's like
I
that's
think
the
of
biggest
life as
giveaway.
a game of Clue. When you play the game of Clue, you watch everybody at the table because they make facial expressions and they make certain hand movements or whatever, and you know which cards they have and which cards they don't have. If you
Right.
take notes when you play Clue, you'll win Clue. And it's the same with the BR. Just take notes on everything that your enemies are doing.
Next packs,
Where they're not
Can we
running.
bring Clue, please?
Yeah, Clue BR. Oh, dude, can we talk
Just do
about
an IRL stream of us all doing
I'm a
playing
big Clue fan.
Clue? Yeah. You're like, come on, Clue is
people
fucking
thirst
great.
now and they didn't even put you down.
Clue
yeah,
is
see,
Clue is one of the original fucking movies that I don't even know how to describe, but it had 3 different endings when it came out, right? What, 3 or 4 different endings, depending on when you went to like theaters in different areas. I wasn't alive when it came out. I watched it later, but this is what my elders told me, and I'm an old fuck. But I guess if you went to like different theaters would have the different cut of the movie with the different ending of who actually committed
Who
everything.
killed it? Yep.
Yeah, which was fucking awesome. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
When do you think
Pretty
they're
awesome.
gonna? When do you guys think they're gonna come out with the next nerf patch for the nerf and buff patch for Apex?
Oh, it needs to
Do
be
you think it's gonna be
fucking
sooner
soon
or later?
because that goddamn L-Star needs to be fucking nerfed hardcore.
love it.
I don't get me wrong. I run that bitch like I run that bitch like fucking. I run it. I run it hardcore.
He said it first. So.
I run it because it's one of those things. It's hard not to. Because they literally took the L-Star.
We run it,
Yeah,
and then we wait, and then like, oh
yeah.
man,
Once they nerf it, I'm done. I'm going back to R99 Wingman.
Do you
But
think the Prowler's broken too? Or?
I don't think the
R99 was my baby.
R99 is great. Gibby is. I don't want to say it's to the point of being broken, but he is really, really strong. And whoever is on
He's
Apex
really
development
strong if
team,
someone who knows the game uses him. He's
Yeah.
good for newbies that don't know how to play the game.
yeah,
Because then we have a chance again against him.
he doesn't fit my playstyle. I've tried. I know he's super strong, but I'd have to literally change my whole playstyle. I am a chappy, octane, very fast, very mobile person. Gibby, you have to stand there in ADS. You have to like throw down your shield. Like it doesn't fit my playstyle. Like, and I know how strong he is. I'd love to be able to play him, but it just doesn't fit my playstyle. The L-Star, yeah. Hey, Lifeline's great. A lot of people still main Lifeline because she has the fast heal and everything else.
I like the OG characters.
Yeah.
All the new ones.
What's wrong with Watson's fences?
I don't know.
I don't know enough. I don't know enough about.
I think. I mean, they're super weak, but Watson as a whole, I don't think she needs a rework, but she's not I don't want to say she's not viable.
Well, I'm just
she's not as effective.
Make her fences better.
Yeah, she's not as effective unless, in my opinion, unless you're playing ranked now. And that's the thing. There are characters, and we talked about this last week. We talked about this last week because, and this is why I like having people that are like Jojo is this person this week. Warlock asked the same thing. He's like, is there a certain meta for team comp when it comes to Apex? And when it comes to ranked, like Watson is still super fucking strong. But in like casual, she's not as much because people aren't as campy. People aren't as like worried about like staying alive. Like they're kind of a little more gung ho. But she's still super strong in her situation. Like she has her ultimate, she has her fences. I think that, Gibby, they have that one person. There's, there will be those metas. I don't know. I personally, we've talked about Apex over the past couple podcasts, and multiple times. I don't know off the top of my head what they could do to Watson that would make her more viable. And I normally have a good frame of reference for we've talked about how they could update Octane. We've talked about how they could update Crypto and all these guys, and Revenant last week, how they could make them better or what would be better or worse. I personally don't have any insight on Watson that would be beneficial. I think where she's at is kind of about where she needs to be. I think if they did too much to her, in coming into rank play, I think she would be way too fucking strong.
I don't have anything. I mean, she's intimidating me regardless when I find rooms or things like that. I mean, I approach everything differently if I see fences.
Yeah, and I think she's just she has her niche. And you just have to play towards it. If you have a Watson on your team, whether ranked or not, but especially ranked, if there's Watson traps, like you said, if there's a Watson ultimate, you don't have throwables all of a sudden. I think that she just can't be played like other characters, and I think that's why I don't think she needs a buff. I just think she needs smarter people playing her, and more, not necessarily playing her, but also the team around her needs to utilize her well enough.
I think it's funny how much conversation Apex brings up between characters, because it's in 2 years we're going to be having some wild conversations about Apex, because there's going to be so many legends and different things going on. But I think at the end of the day, you can't deny the fact that everybody really loves the game because of all these dynamics and all these added things and these characters. But I mean, no matter what, I think everybody still has a great time. But community feedback is super important. Like I said, you're talking about Watson. I don't have any issues with Watson right now. I mean, I don't either. Hit a fence, and I haven't been stunned to a point where I'm like, oh, game breaking. If I get stunned, I feel like I just was stupid and I probably shouldn't have ran through that fence, or whatever. But I mean, I'm definitely very excited to see, and not excited, but curious in 2 years, because there's going to be at least we're talking almost 5 to under 10 more legends appearing in this game, this battle royale. And they're going to be doing wild things, and these conversations are just going to get so detailed, and we're going to have so many things about this needs to be buffed, this needs to be nerfed, this needs to be buffed. I
mean, and to me,
it's going to be a League of Legends thing.
I'm the type of guy. I'm the type of guy that I just sit back and laugh because people that play with me, like Kdog knows, like I don't think I've ever gotten tilted over a game before. You know, like I'll get frustrated every now and then, but not like super tilted like some people are. To where I'm like, this needs a nerf, you know, and I just sit back and I watch these games be played and I watch who's playing them and like what they get frustrated on. And I don't think I've ever heard anybody get tilted over Watson's fences.
That's it. Like I think like Lulu was saying that she needs a buff, but I don't know how they could buff her. I think that she's good where she is. You know,
they were saying they think the fences should stun a little bit longer.
I agree with that a little bit because I was running Watson today and like
I don't even know who these characters are. I was like, what do I do? Like the first 2 months of Apex.
I was like, am I doing damage to them? And they're like, no, you're just stunning them. And I'm like, oh well, shit.
I mean, like that's, but I mean, you got to know the character because you know I still love Octane. Octane was my main on Xbox, and like I was joking, I was running Apex the other day, and somebody's like, oh, this person says Revenant is trash, but he's running Octane. And I'm like, well, Octane is perfect for how I think Octane could use a buff, yes. But at the same time, like, how he released didn't need, like, a buff or whatever. He fits, if anything, like, he might need a buff, but he does fit his role. He is an aggressor. He is a flanker. You pop the stem, you run around.
I still haven't played Revenant.
And you use the jump pad. Like, he fits his role, and I think he was the last good new addition that fit his role really well.
His role's not even that, like his abilities don't.
It's very straightforward. Yeah, no, it's very straightforward. Yeah, Revenant is
what
like.
What do you mean when you say backwards?
I think his Q should be his ult.
Well, maybe not that, but it's like
Q.
or the time change.
You're talking about Revenant.
Yeah, Revenant.
Yeah, Revenant.
Revenant, we talked about him like last week some. Revenant,
I just don't think his ult is powerful enough to be like game
his ult needs a rework.
The other night when I was on stream, somebody came in with a tip because I've been trying. I can just say without a doubt, I've been playing Revenant every single night, and I've been trying to use the totem to my advantage.
This was UC during DBD Jojo, so I just hear like sitting there like I'm like this was literally what Undercard was doing during that whole conversation. So
I was learning a lot.
This is why I'm glad I play multiple games, so I'm never left out.
Yeah,
right. So like somebody told me to use this totem, like say, and I'm trying to think of like somewhere on the map, somewhere like high up, like high ground in Apex is a nightmare. It's terrifying, right? Like when you have people shooting down on you, it's pretty rough because they can just pop out and take shots and break you continuously. Well, someone told me use the totem at a high point so you can dive down, see if you can do some work with your close range weapons. If it fails, you just respawn at the top of the highest point.
Heal up.
Yeah,
and heal up. And it's like you rehab the high ground again. Like that is a very intense tactic for that totem. Yeah, and that's the only one I've genuinely have thought of that I'm like,
I get it. Like there are niche uses, like if you want to be aggressive with it, but there are so many easy counters to it. And like so we got into it very last week, and I don't want to get into it hardcore again because I rambled on about it last week. But simply put, I think the math does not outweigh using the totem. And you know, if you have purple shield or especially gold shield, or even like full shield at all, the math does not outweigh, if you have white, whatever, but the math does not outweigh tagging that totem, losing your shield to press that engagement full frontal. Unless you have those random scenarios where you are up above and then you get tagged back, whatever. But those, I'm saying like generally, the totem does not provide a viable source of aggression, because honestly a smart team would counter that so instantly. I hate caustics, but a caustic immediately damages your health. You come back, that person, 100 health, like we all know what it feels like when you first spawn in without a shield. That's what you're doing when you tag that totem. You're dead in a heartbeat with anybody who can land shots. So you're only at 100 health.
Is very important.
You're only at 100 health. You spawn back in, you run in, you're at 100 health, somebody turns on you, you're dead. And then you come back and the thing is, now you're having to heal as you're back. Yep. And they watched where your totem just went. So they are now probably throwing grenades. They're probably pressing that while you're trying to heal. And it puts you in a bad scenario. Whereas I think rushing in with, especially if you have purple shield, do not touch that totem unless it's already wrecked. If you have purple shield or whatever, if you are rushing in with that 150, that 175, that 200 health effectively, you are going to be a lot more effective in providing that surprise and providing that, you know, that gank, that whatever, than 100 health, getting respawned, and them turning on you. And that's how I feel about it.
If you imagine an end game, if you drop the totem near Storm and everybody touched it.
And just like
and runs in a battle, runs in a battle, and then they pop back in Storm, and you take a quarter, and then they win the game. Like that'd be such a shitty way to go out.
I mean, I think that it has too few of uses right now to be viable as an ultimate, and that's why I said his Q is where it's at. His Q, I think, should almost maybe be his ultimate. Give it a bigger range, give it whatever, but his Q is definitely where that character shines. His ultimate, not so much. Underwhelmed.
When was the last time you played Apex, Jojo?
Yikes. It was before the ranked.
The concept is good, Bun, but that's the same thing with all the last characters. And everybody's like, oh, they're going to be so strong. They're going to be so strong. The last 3 releases, Watson, they said was going to be strong. Fucking what's-his-face, they said was going to be strong also. Crypto, they said was going to be strong. This guy, and they're not. Like, it's very underwhelming, which... Coming from a MOBA side of things, I'm used to characters being introduced and them being super overpowered. And I've just been like, well, this is kind of nice not to have a fucking OP character introduced into a fucking game, you know?
I do know Apex is a lot funner when you play, when you have good comms and good gameplay, like a good squad.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? Like there's something about the communication and just everybody knowing their role or
it's so much better. I hate playing with randoms.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And then it's just, I don't know. That's one thing I do like about Apex is the magic of like somebody taking and owning their role and still foreseeing the whole squad as like one entity and trying to fight out this whole battle. And then if you do end up winning, it is very rewarding. Like it feels good, that final kill or whatever. You know, it's not like PUBG where we're all camping and we're just taking shots.
Well, it's funny too because it's the same thing. It's the same thing with DBD. I think Jojo would agree with me here. Like DBD wasn't made to have comms. You know,
no.
And so
oh God, they can never add
survive. That. So when you have survive with friends, you know, and you get hooked, you could be like, oh, the killer went to my left, right?
Yeah.
But when you're playing with randoms, you don't have that comm, so it's a lot harder. So it's like almost the same aspect where it's like Apex is really fun with good comms, good communication, teammates that you can play with. Over
yeah, I mean that can go with a lot of games.
What you're doing.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Obviously, Dead by Daylight does have more. You as a survivor anyway, you're more fun with your friends and if you're in like Discord or whatever. But for the killer, it's the complete opposite. So
is Dead by Daylight just kind of fun? It's kind of like we were playing, I don't know what, less than a month ago, playing Friday the 13th, which people might hate me for it. It's like hot trash, but it's so fun with friends.
It's way more in depth than Friday the 13th, but I mean,
I agree.
Specifically me, I am a much bigger fan of Friday the 13th. I just obviously the game died.
Wait, you're a bigger fan of Friday the 13th than Dead by Daylight?
Yeah,
yes.
And I'm the same way. Because
I couldn't keep playing it because of the lawsuit, and there was for months and months and months there was not a single update. There were no bug fixes. There was nothing because it was on freeze, and I just think the lawsuit killed it. Like
the only thing that made like Friday the 13th die for me was I hated because I love the fact that you could play with just all friends. You could do a whole custom lobby of friends.
It was great.
And still get experience and level up your characters. And just have a good time. And you could basically have set rules, like house rules, where it's like, oh, you can't do this, can't do that. Like, that made the game for me. But like she said, if you're playing with randoms, it's a trash game.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have only played it where I've gotten everybody to download it and go, hey, we're gonna play this.
That's
I don't
the best way
think
to play
it's right, and we just like, I don't know. I mean, everybody, there's some people in the chat. Bun's been there, Charlie. And we just have a blast because it's just so wild and random, and there's some glitchy moments, but like
I said, like I can only play DBD. Like I've never played Friday the 13th. I can only play DBD though with people. Like I can't.
People,
I can't.
I can play Dead by Daylight by myself, but only for like a max of like 4 games before I'm like, man, I'm done. Like
the other great thing about Friday the 13th over DBD is you can hear the killer even when you're not with friends.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You have a lot of cues as to where. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So like when I first started playing it, I was like, oh shit, they can proxy hear me. So if I'm close to them, they can hear me. I was like voice mod on, like I'm gonna get you little boys, you know, and like,
it's so
fun. Around. And, you know, it's just like a lot of fun. You can make it a lot more fun than actually
I met a lot of friends through Friday the 13th because back when it first launched on Xbox, they didn't have, the multiplayer. The matchmaking was broken, so everyone did that looking for group thing. I met so many friends that way, like friends I'm still friends with to this day. Like Maddie, for example. I met Maddie on Friday the 13th.
That's awesome.
That's how we met. So
That's right. Like actually, because we had so many things going on, like well, here we'll end with that. I did see somebody ask in chat, and Jojo won't be able to answer this as well, but if you like, who would you say for Apex? Who would you start out with? I'll let Undercard like as like if you're starting to like learn Apex.
Start with the experienced people first, and then end with like me and Jojo.
Well, that's what I say. Like, let's Undercard. Who would you say if you're starting out Apex? Who would you say is a good? I want to say God because I always allude to Smite. Who would you say is a good legend to start with if you're learning Apex?
Bangalore.
Thank you.
I don't know. I feel like Bangalore is a very panicky legend where like when shit starts hitting the fan, you pop smoke and you just need to know how to shoot your guns, and then you can also throw your bombs if in a vicinity of an area where you just want them to kind of tuck their tails, if you will. I feel there's probably somebody in the chat could probably offer another legend, but I've always said Bangalore. Bangalore is like the one legend that I know personally. When I started the game, I started with that one because I just wanted to learn to shoot first, and then I'll learn my abilities second. And I've learned that later on too. That's why I don't play Wraith. A lot of people run Wraith very well, and they think differently using Wraith.
Wraith is a total different mindset. Like I don't run her. Even when I randomly load her, because I don't think to use her Q to get out, and luckily she's got nerfed because she was so OP. She was Gibby when the game first came out.
Because you got people that want to shoot, and you got people that want to learn the character with their abilities. Like I don't know. Like me personally, I want to learn these guns, how they shoot. You know what I mean? Like the throwables. Like I just want to learn that, and then later on abilities that just complements my FPS experience, if you will. And so I would say Bangalore, but I'm sure plenty other people have started with other characters, Wraiths or Pathfinders. But yeah, Wraith, I won't even think about if we're like moving out of Storm. I won't think about.
I won't think about my Q.
Added with like I won't think about popping a portal
Q
to help
or
the whole
portal
team get
or...
out of, no, that won't pop in my brain. Like if I just started.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say.
Me as another one who's been there, I always suggest also Bangalore. I would agree. I think Bangalore is the best starter character if you have not played Apex, because like UC said, you have the balance. You have when she gets shot at, she gets that movement buff.
Kind of squeeze your controller and pop smoke, and you don't even realize it.
I think that overall, I think she's the easiest intro character. She has that defensive, like her ultimate realistically is defensive. Don't think of it as offensive. Like Gibby's ultimate is similar, his is offensive. Bang's is defensive. She is a very more kind of stay alive character. If you're just learning the game, I think Bangalore also would be the way to go. Close second would be Lifeline, because she does have the fast heal and she is smaller, so she might not get hit as much. Obviously, she takes a little bit. She has that damage buff now compared to when the game first came out. But nice. Because she does heal a little faster, Lifeline would be a close second for easier gods to learn how to play. It's very straightforward. You don't have to worry about utilizing abilities well or not well. You have a heal drone, and you have an ultimate, which you use outside of combat. You're not using it. So at most, you have to learn her Q or her L1 on Xbox.
Can I interject for a second?
Yeah.
I would be terrified to use Lifeline as a beginner player, because the thing is, if you're playing with really sweaty other experienced players, that you will get grief so much if you don't use that Lifeline.
In this day and age,
properly.
now Lifeline is transcended. If you're playing with randoms, the Lifeline has transcended where there are high tier ways to play her using that shield effectively, and but I'm just saying for learning just the game and starting out, easiest just taking the character as it is, not applying extra level techniques. Yeah, and it's just saying not applying per skill, just learning how to play the game. Those would probably be my two ones that I would say to start with, because you don't have to worry nearly as much about you can learn the game first.
Right.
Yeah.
If you die as a Lifeline and someone calls you out, like, where was your drone?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't even know how to play
it's like, I don't know. Where's the
if
Q?
He plays Bangalore, no one's going to say, where was the smoke?
Yeah.
Well, you
I mean, they might, but...
I agree. Shredder, as a mid-tier Apex person.
Well, okay, so basically what I was gonna say is like the best way to play the game is find friends that'll like teach you
Yeah,
them.
not
Yell at
grief
you?
you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fun.
because
True.
because for me, I would honestly, if I didn't have like Kdog, Disciple, like all these people that I play with, I probably wouldn't have touched the game, because I am that type of person that I want to do things right, you know. So like if I was a lifeline and I wasn't using it right, Kdog and Disciple will still yell at me, but like in a constructive way.
Yeah.
Being like,
Yeah.
hey, you should have dropped your
Yeah, like
right,
get the revive
But-
here, throw up the shield, and
but
pull
if
them
I
in, and then
am-
stop, and then yeah.
If I am learning the game, I agree. I think Bang is amazing because
No, you
you get the smoke, you get the area of effect, which is pretty easy to figure out.
Yeah.
I also like the movement speed.
Yeah, I think that's the
that
biggest thing that
she
makes
has
her
when you're getting
viable.
shot at. Yeah. I think honestly that's the best overall character. Chappie could be good too, but you still have to learn how he moves, because like I didn't learn how to play Chappie until I watched Pack and Kdog.
I think Chappie has a big separation as a Chappie main. I think there's a lot of things you can learn really quick on Chappie, but then there's a big skill gap of using him at a novice level and using him at a pro level. Like there is a
But the thing is
large
he's good
skill
with
gap.
both. Like,
Yeah, like you can
still be
definitely
good
use
with
him.
at a
Like he's very
novice level.
straightforward. Yeah, you can. But to use him at that pro tier level, like to get like, and even now, like every time they change his grapple and everything, it throws all of us off, because you know your exact timings for whipping around fucking buildings and throwing your grapple, everything.
See,
So
like I didn't even know that was a thing until I watched you and Pack.
yeah, like it's
You know,
it
like I never would
definitely.
have thought, oh, grab the wall and go off to the side to launch yourself out of
Mhm.
there.
And so
Yeah.
that's the only reason I
little
don't mention it
things.
first. Like he has that novice. He's very straightforward, but I don't list him as an easy starter character, because to really play him effectively, there is a big skill gap there. There is no intermediate Chappie. There is either you are a beginner Chappie kind of learning, or you know how to do the grapples, know how to play that kind of, you
Straight
know, that.
Spider-Man.
Yeah,
at the
exactly.
same
Like
time,
there's no middle
At
ground
the same
there.
time, every character kind of has that too, because like even with Octane, for example, the other day I was playing with two people, and one was a Wraith main, and I was just playing Octane because I had to do a challenge with him,
Mhm.
and he made a portal near the side of the map, and we had to go back because we were hurt, and he goes, hey, is your jump pad out? And I said, yeah. He goes, put your jump pad out. The whole other team followed us out, and they went
Off the jump pad. Yeah,
I was
that
like,
kind of stuff is great. Yeah.
I never would have thought of that.
Oh yeah,
had he not
as
told
soon
me
as
that.
you said Portal and Wraith and all that, that's immediately what I thought of, because I've played Octane enough that I was
But,
like, yeah,
in my
I would do that.
brain, that never would have processed like, oh yeah, put your jump pad at the end of the portal. They'll
Yep.
go launching off the map, and I was like, oh,
Yep. I immediately thought of that as soon as you started to say it. I was like, I know exactly where this is going, because I would do that.
So moral of the story is me and Kdog got to play more Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
Jojo needs to get on Apex.
Yeah, exactly. I
We'll have the
mean,
same conversation
well, I
in
mean,
a
we had
year.
this earlier, like,
I'll keep having my average gameplay at all games.
yeah, 300.
That's where I like to be. I mean, look at my hat.
Mm-hmm. Casual, filthy casual. So here's the other side of it. Jojo, I don't expect you to say who should somebody play, but when you played Apex, who did you play?
I played Lifeline, and I mean, you basically said everything about why
Yeah.
you should play Lifeline. It was the easiest, the safest bet. She has the least amount of mechanics. She's the smaller hitbox. Plus, I always am a support player. Like even when I played League of Legends, like I was a bot support. Like that's just what I did. So that's always my go-to anyway when I go to.
I'll
games
be
like
your
that.
carry.
As long as I can hit my shots, whoever I'm playing doesn't matter. So.
So when you play a game, you're always healer. Is that what you're saying?
Not always a healer.
Or
'cause in
support
MMOs, I'm the
character?
opposite. In MMOs, I'm the opposite, but in like shooters or stuff, it's a little bit different. So
See,
yeah.
I don't mind playing support like a lot of times. Like I don't always play that character, but I'm one of those that I don't mind in MMOs and MOBAs, all that. I don't mind playing support characters as long as I'm playing with people. I get really tilted when I end up playing support and then there's not a team around me that supports me being support, if that makes sense. Yeah. It's kind of hard to describe. I do enjoy playing when Division 1 first came out. I mained being that like kind of healer thing and all that.
Yeah, I'm a healer on Division.
And I hated that it didn't embrace that really enough. But I told my team that I was running with when we were first like grinding it and all that, I was like, I will be that support character, because I knew the other people like weren't into different RPG classes and all that. Like you be tanks, whatever, I'll be healer. I'll throw out the med gun, all that kind of stuff. Like I don't mind doing that, but I like to have a team that will play around it or like communicate. Because if you're a support and the rest of the team is just gonna grief you as a support, it's fucking shitty.
It's rough.
You know, it's just like,
Well,
yeah.
then, and going back to that, like the division, it also like the Division 2 did a better job of actually having like a healing support.
True
'Cause, like,
roles.
In the Division 1,
Division
you
2
could
did
literally
a better
heal
job
yourself.
of like separate classes.
Yeah,
at all,
exactly. And I did
because
like that about
Division 1
Division 2.
was
We
just,
talked about
like,
that earlier. Like,
a
true
clusterfuck.
roles.
You could
Yeah.
combine stuff and be some weird hybrid, but it
Yeah,
didn't really
I
work.
liked-
But in Division 2, it was
I
like, no, one or
like
the
having
other.
RPG roles. Like, I'm an MMO. I
Yeah.
love RPGs. I like having
I like
roles.
being told
Yeah.
or shown
I'm-
exactly what I need to do.
I'm gonna queue up into this
in a
raid. What are you playing? All right, I'm playing DPS. I'm playing the healer. I'm playing this. Like, you have you need
Right.
4 different roles to play through this raid. You know, true old school World of Warcraft styles. Like, all right, looking for
remember-
tank. You know, looking for this. Like, I like that.
Yep. I remember the time where it was like I could go into the dark zone on the Division by myself and take on 4-man squads with Nomad and heals. Literally just pop heals on myself constantly. You know, and no one could kill me.
I think you're the first people that I've talked to about the Division that actually like I could talk to about the Division, because when I was playing Tarkov, everybody, and you were there, Kdog, everybody was asking me about Tarkov. I kept trying to reference the dark zones essentially.
It's
you
like
go in and
Tarkov
it's
is like
everybody
extreme
and player
hard
and
zone, dark
looting.
zone. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
And
dark
nobody
zone
knew what I was
was
talking about because nobody played the Division.
Yeah.
Dark
Dark
Zone was
Zone, you
nuts
know.
on Division 1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
because
was-
there was no level scaling.
There was no level scaling.
There was
and there
nothing.
Was no fucking honor system.
There was no nothing. It was
Nothing.
great.
It was
I
like
fucking
you walk
loved
out
it.
there and
It
there
was
may
pretty
or may
cool.
not
I
be 8
loved
people
it.
staring
The
at
first
gateway to kill
Tarkov.
you.
Yeah,
it was-
exactly. The first,
It kind
the
of was like the
Tarkov
dark zone
Beta
of
1.
Division 1 is basically everything Tarkov is built off of.
yeah, it's
It's true.
I
even more
loved it.
hardcore than
You don't
Division 1
lose your
was.
weapons you go into the dark zone with.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Like,
just-
there's
you just
more
lose
at
your
risk in
weapons.
You don't
Tarkov.
lose your equipped items,
Yeah.
but you
Right,
lose
right.
anything else you were carrying.
Yeah.
so-
Absolutely.
Yeah, not as stressful, but yeah, no, I
No,
heard.
but I understand what Jojo's saying. Like, you can go in by yourself and run into like 2 full 4-person squads that have an alliance together, and you're just like, fuck. Well, I guess I'm not extracting today.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah, and everybody
I'll
that
just turn
original
off
when
my
Division 1
Xbox.
first came out, you had that standoff with a bunch of solos around the extract and wondering who was gonna betray who. Like, you
Everyone
all
just
were
had
like
their
looking
weapons out,
there,
and you were
like
just, like,
looking at that
ready.
rope, like.
What we used to do is we used to go in there as a group of like 3 or 4, but we would have like 2 people stand away from the extract, like staring at us. So
Just
if
in
one of
case.
the other guys just went fucking rogue, he would just snipe him and
Yep.
murder him.
I
So
remember,
we always did.
although
Yeah,
I
was
do
that guy.
remember.
I was just dancing.
Yeah.
I was just dancing.
I
at the
would try to do
extract.
that. I
I
did.
was always dancing too.
I did
Just
go
to
rogue
ease
every
the
once in a
tension.
while. There was one time I went rogue for about 2 hours and nobody could down me, and that was actually so sad. And I normally play like a very honor, like I am a not necessarily a lawful good, but maybe like a neutral to chaotic good in majority of what I play for D&D references. Like, that's 90% of my characters, but I did go rogue one time in Division in the Dark Zone, and I literally was on there for about 2 hours as rogue, and I couldn't get out of it because people were pressing me, and I just had to kept killing them because they kept shooting me. So then my rogue timer would keep going back up, and I'm like, well, I'm stuck now, and I can't leave because my rogue timer keeps going down, but it used to show you on the map. And so I was just like, all right. And I had this perfect hidey hole. There was like this extract above like this plaza center, but there was like a scaffolding, and that only had 2 ways up, like north of
I know
it.
exactly what
always
you're
did
talking
that.
about.
And I
We
sat there.
always
And,
went up there.
yeah, and I
We didn't go
sat
rogue
there, and
that
I was like,
often,
"There's
but
only
we
2
always
ways up. I
hunted the
can't get
rogue
sniped.
teams.
Yeah, I can't get
Yeah.
sniped.
You
I
can't
can't
get
whatever."
sniped.
So I
You
just
can
sat there,
literally
and people
bomb
would like press me.
the bottom,
Yeah.
so nobody could come up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people would press
It
me, and
a
I was just like,
perfect
"All right, bye."
cooldown. Like,
Yeah.
by the time they die and come back, your bomb stuff was like off cooldown.
Yeah.
The
Yep.
other fun thing too
stay
is when
there
you go into the
forever.
dark zone and you just see like a bunch of rogues in one spot, and you kind of go over to see it, and then there's like 8 other players,
Yeah.
and
Or-
basically
or
they're just doing like 1v1s.
Yeah.
where it's
Or
like, who
that
has the
one
better
time
builds.
that really small time frame where there was that glitch where you could go through the walls on the dark zone on the Division 1. Remember that shit? People would just go rogue and then they would walk through that wall and then
They
nobody
can go
could
back
get
out.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah. So ridiculous.
but I mean
Good
that's
times. Good
I
times.
miss-
Good times.
Good
indeed.
times.
Yeah.
So lastly, like, I think we have pretty much covered everything. We're actually not too far above realistically time-wise. I know we're always kind of gonna go over a little bit if we have a good group
gotta
of people
call it
and all
as
that.
soon as we're
Yeah,
done with all our
yeah, no,
topics.
we are done. The last thing I was going to say, wait, what was I about to say? I was gonna say something, but I actually already forgot. Like, I was gonna interlude into something that we didn't touch on with, was it how we all met? Yeah, it was how we all met. Because we didn't touch that in like the base thing or whatever. So Jojo and I, just with the two new people, obviously, and how we all met each other because we didn't touch that at the beginning. Jojo and I met through Maddie, right? I think you guys came over on a host, and then that came to a thing. Obviously, like Shredder and all that we touched on like last time. UC met randomly. Was it actually like through Charlie, or was it like just randomly?
I think I've heard it. I heard of you, and then like you were streaming one night, some probably indie thing. You know, I don't know, doing something, and I'm not gonna lie, I showed up, and then your setup just blew me away. So I stayed there for like 2 hours, and I think that's where I really interacted with you the first time. Is I actually just genuinely found you streaming. But I knew of you. I knew of you. No, I knew of Kdog through you, Charlie, but I had never actually stopped in. But I genuinely saw you streaming. I stopped in, and then from there, and then Shredder, I met you through Kdog. I think the first time you did the pilot, and then I met you at South, obviously, and then Jojo. I can't remember if I just came across Jojo streaming or
I don't know. I know that I had heard of you, or I saw something about you on Twitter before, so I went and followed you. But when I went to follow you, you had already been following me. But then we officially met through Charlie. So
cool.
And then I think we all, and then I met all of you at South. So.
Yeah, of course. Like South, obviously, like we all met in person and all that. Like, and I've known Jojo for.
She was sitting outside on our patio.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I've known Jojo for like 10 months or whatever now. But obviously, like the first time I really met her was at South. But like I was saying, like how we all came across each other and all that, which is something that I didn't touch on earlier because I was distracted fixing everything.
Exploring Mixer. People that know me, like Kdog has known me for a while now. He knows that I end my stream, I drop a host, and then I instantly end, and I'm either playing games with my girlfriend or I'm working on my stream. Like I'm very rarely like exploring Mixer, which I got to get better at. But now that
I use my host to explore Mixer. That's usually what I do.
Yeah.
Like at the end of my stream, I'll sit here for like 5 or 10 minutes just figuring out who I want to host because I go through all the directories.
Random people. Yep.
Yeah, I go through all the directories and if I'm into it anyway. Sometimes I'm lazy and I just.
Well, that's my thing. A lot of times, by the time I'm getting off, normally I'm so tired and all that, I don't want to make a new friend at 9 o'clock in the morning.
I randomly picked her out of the Dead by Daylight category.
Yeah, like
oop, there you go.
I would be okay with it. Like I have done that, but like
I gotta play DVD
there's only
you, Jojo.
so many people on when I get off a lot of the times, and I'm like. And I'm tired. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to make a new friend.
If I stay on past like 4 or 5,
like,
I'm like, shit.
It's hard. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It's hard.
So I go through and I try to find people, but at that time, a lot of them don't speak English.
Yeah, it's like, and it's very hard to find new people to host. So it's like I feel bad hosting the same people, but it's like there's not as many in the hours that I get off. There's not as many people on that to spread the love. So
yeah. It takes a long time to find somebody to host at 6+ a.m. Like, it's rough.
It's really
that's why
that
I
like 4 to 9 time is really low. Even like the smaller channels, like there's not many people on. You know, I follow the channels that are on that are good quality. Like, you know, so
I find that like when I'm trying to end and it's like 6:30 in the morning, I find that like I don't know why, but it's like the vast majority of the streams I find are like German. Like they say in their title that they speak German. And I'm just like, oh, I don't know why. It's like only German. It's like no other country. It's just weird. I'm like, okay.
Which website are you on?
I don't know.
Do you guys look at
German
that? Like,
Yeah, send me that link
do you
later.
guys like to look at that, like where your viewers like where in the world
where they're at?
Yeah.
Can you see that on dashboard on Mixer, or is that
analytics?
Yeah.
I've been wanting this for so long. I've never had like a Chinese viewer before, and I just got 2 the other day, and I was so excited. I was like, oh my god!
Congratulations,
like,
bro!
Finally, I know.
I don't know what happened, but there's one.
I don't know why that piques my interest.
There's one random week in my analytics, and I don't remember which country it is. It was like Ethiopia or something like that. That like spiked.
Yeah.
And like one random week, but if you look up all the other like analytics around it, it's not there. So I don't know if it's like a error in coding and routing or whatever. Because if I pull like my 3 months, Ethiopia isn't there. or I think it was Ethiopia or something. But if I like pull like there's certain, if I change the time frame and it includes like, and it ends or starts on that week, it's like 90% of my viewership. And I'm like, this is just weird. Like majority of my viewership, honestly, is US, obviously to start. Like there's still going to be all of that, but then it's UK and Australia are my two biggest viewers.
0.61%,
Yeah.
0.61% of my viewers are Jamaican. And I was like, hell yes, that's sick. Because I love Cool Runnings.
So random.
I know.
And this is what it gets into at the end. This is like, we're done with all the topics and now we're just like shitting, like fucking bullshitting.
What was the country you said you wanted to have viewers in?
China.
Oh,
I never get Chinese.
Hold on, let me
viewers.
look and see if I have it. Hold on. let me load up my statistics here.
I don't have China on mine.
Guys, this is the part of the podcast where we don't have any topics.
Somehow I have a North Korea.
I have Japan. I have North Korea. I have
Uzbekistan.
Pakistan, Slovakia, Romania, Sweden.
Oh, so it is there. Okay.
Yeah.
0.9% is Germany.
So wait, what's everybody's top 3 then? Jojo,
Okay,
what's
so
yours?
US, Canada, and UK.
Yep.
Okay, Shredder.
Same.
Okay.
Well,
Kdog?
it's US, UK, and then Canada.
Nope,
for me.
I have US, UK, and Australia. I said I know I have a lot of.
Me and Kdog.
Canadians don't like
I
it.
have a lot of Australia
Me
people.
and Kdog have the exact same one.
That's hilarious.
I don't see any China in the top 31.
What's your last one? What's the last
And
one?
31 is Finland.
So I only have.
Cheers,
I
Finland.
only have 29. My bottom one's Ireland. It's
I
probably
I have
19.
0.11% is 20 through 31. Malaysia, Kuwait, Bosnia, South Africa, Ukraine, Netherlands,
Wow.
New Zealand, Puerto Rico, Poland, Jamaica, Jordan, and Finland.
See, here's another one, and
All
it's,
I
of
feel-
those are way
it's a
higher
Mighty,
on mine.
it's a Mighty Ducks reference, but from Mighty Ducks 2, I have Trinidad and Tobago at 10%.
See, I don't have that like anywhere.
I have Trinidad and Tobago.
France is my last one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my last one is Belgium.
France is like 10th on mine.
I would say, yeah, I have France
So
at
is,
12.
Malaysia's 17th on mine.
New
All of them are
Zealand.
listed
Oh, I have
high
New
on
Zealand
mine.
26%. I'm surprised New Zealand isn't higher, honestly, because I figured New
I think
Zealand
it's
would
over
be.
4 for me, but that's because
Oh, I
I
do,
know
17.
plenty. I have a.
Well, that's why I'm
New
surprised. Like
Zealand
I
is
figured New
8%.
Zealand would be up there near Australia. Like it's the same almost time zone. Like a lot of my viewers are Australia, you know. But
I have a lot of Israeli viewers.
Yeah, it
I
depends on
That
times
makes
too. I mean,
sense.
I
That
know
makes
why I
sense.
have a lot of people.
yep.
What's the weirdest country on yours?
The weirdest.
I mean that's
Well,
kind of
that's not a
subjective.
word- that's-
I don't know if I
I was
wanna
like,
say that.
I don't want to get like
You want
yelled
me to
at
say that
here.
live on air.
I
Okay,
would,
no, not
okay,
weirdest.
not
Weirdest is not the
weirdest.
right
I think
word.
what he
Here, I
means
got an
is
easy
the-
answer.
the
United
most
States.
unlikely that,
Yeah.
that you have.
Yeah. Easy
unlikely.
go-to answer.
Like one that you
Yeah.
didn't think was gonna be on there.
Yeah.
It was a bad. It was a
I
bad
could
word.
say that because I'm here.
Right.
My
I-
most random one that you wouldn't
Yeah.
expect. Let's let's
That's
rephrase
a better
it.
Phrase. Yeah, please. 'Cause I'm the worst at that.
Kuwait.
Okay.
That would be mine. Most obscure, most random one that I
I've
didn't
never
expect.
heard of this place before. That's why I brought it up.
Mine says Republic of North Korea.
Well, there you go.
I guess I
That's
would
not
say.
I didn't know that they're
That's
allowed to watch
26.
Mixer.
I guess. But they're not
I
allowed to
don't.
watch YouTube?
Somebody,
I don't know
I would
which
say
one
they're
to
not
say.
allowed
I
to
feel
watch
like-
much.
I guess
Someone got killed for pulling my stream up, and that's what happened.
like
right
when I
there.
read all these, there's 2 on here that I'm like, okay, and there's Vietnam and Saudi Arabia
Mhm.
Okay.
that I feel like stand out the most.
I've never heard of this place. That's the reason I think maybe that's why I said weird, is because I've never heard of it. But it's Myanmar.
Yeah, Myanmar.
Where the
Yeah.
fuck is that? I've
Africa.
never heard of
I don't
that.
have that
Africa.
one.
Oh,
Yeah,
sweet. Okay, cool.
I don't have
Learn
that one.
something
though.
new. Oh, is it Myanmar? Okay.
I've
my
always
bad.
pronounced it Myanmar. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but
I always thought it was Myanmar too, but I didn't want to be the Betty.
yeah,
and
I
say
thought it
mine,
was
so-
Myanmar. But then again,
Yeah,
I always just
2.7,
I learned
I
it by
have
reading it. Like I saw like
0.10.
Myanmar. Like that's I don't know. I've never heard
I
it.
thought it was the
I've never
Mayans.
heard the name of the country besides me reading it in my
Nick's
head.
traveled a lot, so
Yeah,
he
I've
was in the Navy.
yeah, I believe it. I just it's one of those things like we talked about this like last time. There's a couple of those things like I've only ever like even when I was learning wine and all that like Lodi, and all that kind of stuff. It's like I've just only ever read this shit, so I've never actually heard it pronounced out loud. So I just assume what it sounds like in my head, you know, but English is terrible and has a lot of different, you know, fucking insinuations and, you know, accents and shit, like through and throw and shit like that.
We just talked about this on my stream like yesterday.
Mhm.
About how you can take
What is
a
in
word
English?
that means something. You would sound totally different in English, but in most other languages would sound the same because we have the weirdest dialect
Absolutely terrible.
or lack of dialect, rather.
So, Undercard, you do not have Dead by Daylight on PC, correct?
Correct.
Well, wait,
sir.
do you have Game Pass Ultimate?
Yeah, I have Dead by Daylight on Xbox for sure.
But do you have Game Pass Ultimate? Because then you have it on
Oh,
PC.
I see what you're doing. This is why I like him. This is why I like him. He's a smart man over here. Yeah, damn right I got that shit. So yeah, I got it on PC. Let's
So
go.
download it, and we'll go run some DBD.
How do I get to Game Pass on PC? How do I do that?
Game Pass Ultimate, you have to do it through. They have a specific app. It's it's a standalone
Of
app.
course.
Yeah,
there's
it is.
fucking
But it actually, it's DBD. It doesn't take that long. It's like 2 minutes. It's not like you're downloading a
it's not that
fucking
big.
COD update.
I can't even find. Oh wait.
Hashtag, you know, wait.
Because the Windows 10 is crossplay with Steam, right? So that's
What's the app
yeah,
called?
it is. Just look up.
God.
Mm,
If you just search Game Pass Ultimate, it should come up
Yeah.
in the Windows 10 store.
Someone's gonna have to take my spot for the game because I got.
Oh yeah.
to
No,
go
I
to
figure
bed.
like, well, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I knew you would, but yeah.
I
Since you
really
said that.
want to play with you guys. Like
I know.
like you have no idea.
I
I'm
know
like,
you do.
I wanna
It's
stay
okay.
up and play.
It's okay. I know
I'm
you
gonna
do.
miss out on all the
I know.
fun.
Yeah, I know it's past your bedtime. I appreciate you always
I'm an old
co-hosting.
man, I gotta go to
What the
bed.
fuck
I'm gonna
is
take
this
it very
store?
personally, Shredder.
That's all right.
I just want you to know.
There are many other Dead by Daylight days in our future, Shredder. It's okay.
I feel it. Like when the way you were talking about it, I was like, oh, she knows her shit. And then also Buns was
I
my girlfriend.
played
She was
Dead
getting
by
super
Daylight from
stoked.
day one, so
So okay, I know that we're kind of done with topics and stuff like that, but I'm gonna go into a little bit more about me because that's what I do.
Ending recording now? No.
right. No, because I don't think Jojo or Undercard know this. Dead by Daylight's how I met my girlfriend.
oh, nice.
Was it? I thought it was H1Z1 or whatever. I thought that clip was that like after like I remember seeing clips of you guys fucking around in games when you had your clip web show.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't
no,
realize it. I thought it was like that. It's like how you met like in whatever. Was it an H1Z1 clip? Because I remember your clip show.
No,
Like with that random
we-
clip where like she almost like
Okay, so
ran into you
people
or
people might hate me for this. So Buns was engaged to somebody when I met her.
great way to start it off.
Yeah. And so I was streaming on Twitch, and so was she. I was playing Killer. She was playing Survivor. Like I said, PC has
He
the
just
in-game
rocked
chat,
it so hard.
We kind of just were like at the end, like, oh, GG. I had TTV in my name. So did she. So she came, followed me. I followed her. Went to her stream later on. They asked if I wanted to play, so I joined them. Just became friends. You know, she told me I'm engaged. I backed off. You know, people know I don't like cheating. I hate it. So I backed off. I was like, I don't want to do this. He came to me one day and was like, I'm not happy with him, blah, blah, blah. Ended it. And then we became, he went ham. I did not go ham. No, but, no. So anyway, yeah, she ended her engagement and then we started dating. So that's how we met.
GG, bro.
Yeah.
I started dating.
Did you
Nick on Call of
text
Duty.
text the ex GG afterwards in a post game lobby?
Oh god.
Oh God, I will.
Be like GG, bro.
No, but yeah, I'm just throwing that out there for all the guys that are like, I'll never get girlfriends playing video games. You can. It will happen.
They're just already
or it
engaged.
could happen.
I think the
My Katie was better.
Once upon a
doing
time.
He was
whatever
better
you
than Nick's,
enjoy, you
too.
always find somebody that can.
Hashtag mixer singles.
Was.
Oh god, April 1st can't come soon enough.
But yeah,
I
but
cannot
Go
wait.
first. Oh, I
April's
never
it.
mind. I know, never mind. We
it's
haven't
gonna
talked about it in a long time. So I
yeah,
forgot about it.
it's more and things are working on it, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Well, I'm downloading Dead by Daylight, and it's zooming.
I told you it's not that
it's
big
an
of a
easy
fucking download. It's really
Actually,
there's
it's
not
not.
much to the game. There's really
I'm
not.
just kidding. I'm at 325 megs out of 21 gigs. So
I mean, it's still zooming. Like,
It's just
wait,
got to download the generators and a few killers and survivors, and you're
yeah,
good to go.
it's there's really not much to it.
it's all the,
Hi,
it's all the
Ash.
buffs and nerfs.
Yeah,
I really want to watch you guys play. Son of a bitch.
you can just lay in bed and cuddle up with buns and be like, hey, these noobs are
she's-
playing.
I know. No, she was excited that Jojo
Why
said
is it-
that she plays on PC.
Why is she in her?
Because
Yeah,
we
I
need
didn't
more
realize you
PC
guys didn't know
friends.
that. Yeah, I've played with JoJo before. And
yeah, I mean,
she,
I have Dead by Daylight for Xbox also, and I'll switch back and forth, but I prefer it on PC.
Well, that's
I
good
main
because
it on PC.
she just got an Xbox today.
Nice.
She's a PC master race, so
PC always.
I'm bringing her to the dark side of Xbox and console play.
I mean, I still have mine. I still have all consoles.
It's
Don't get
honestly
me
not
wrong,
me,
guys,
it's Brett
but
the Brat
they're just
and
sitting
other
over
people
there.
like Dragon Queen that are getting her they wanted her to get Xbox. You know, she wants to play games with them too.
Well, and
so-
that's always what it is. Like,
it's easier
and
to get a console than it is to buy a fucking PC.
it's easier
that's
to
why
get a
we-
console, and it's easier, like, because of that, it's easier to play with your friends and all that.
I have a blasphemous topic because I saw it today on Twitter, but somebody said on the and I looked while we were talking here and I didn't see it. But if you go on like PlayStation's official website, they had like a little icon because they have like their hardware, so it's like, you know, whatever. Somebody like showed a little icon showing the PlayStation 5, and it looked. Have you guys seen the concept art for what the PlayStation 5 was supposed to look like? Kinda, it's like that turbo engine looking thing.
I've
see
only
that?
seen like the rectangle that looks like part like the Fifth Element.
Oh man, there's like
Piece.
this concept. I'm sure even chat knows what I'm talking about. It looks like a literal jet engine, like for the PlayStation 5. Well, that icon that supposedly appeared on the PlayStation website, someone screen captured it. It looks like that. So I have a feeling the PlayStation 5 is gonna look like this turbo jet engine looking thing.
Oh my god.
Wow.
It's gonna look like the
It
L-Star.
looks like the router behind me.
Your router is
there
great.
You go. Yeah,
This is
exactly.
Like
Look at
all
that
I've
thing.
ever
Little
seen
red
is this
spaceship.
right here.
Yeah.
Like this is like all I've ever seen.
That's a Decepticon back there.
Like
Yeah.
that's all
There
I've
it is.
ever really
That.
seen.
Okay, so yeah, so the thing was
Yeah,
the
that was
picture,
so
the
weird
picture, it looked like it's weird. Like the picture looked like if you took that, like if you took it and you stood it straight up with all the buttons and everything face down though, it was
It looks
weird.
like it has a tanning bed for my dick.
Yeah, but it's way too deep for mine, so it just wouldn't work. So that just wouldn't work at all. It's way
Wait, what the hell just happened?
Yeah. Like, what am I supposed
wait,
to do? Stand there and put my wiener in there and warm it up?
Oh,
while I'm playing
Undercard
games?
left. It messed up all the things. This is what happens when somebody leaves. Undercard was like, fuck this shit, I'm out. And he leaves the video chat and messes up all the other cameras. Because
It's
now
all good.
everybody else
We're
is out of
dipping
sync.
anyway, right?
Yeah. Yep. Oh, Undercard crashed.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it was like a tanning bed and mic drop. I'm done. Oh, and now it's just a JoJo in like 3 screens and different things.
No, I said tanning bed. My joke broke his computer.
This is great. This is great.
The story.
So I have, I was saying like,
My face gonna pop up next.
yeah. So I have all of it, like it's all screen cap for the different parts of the Discord call, but obviously there's nobody
you
else
see
in the
all the different
Discord call. You know, it's literally just one big screen of JoJo now, and yeah. High quality
Like, 'cause it's
content
all
here,
day.
guys, as we end the channel. Like we gotta balance it out. We
zoomed in on my boob, but like,
I was, that's my favorite. Wait, hold on. Wait, that's my favorite one. There we go. Yeah, Mixer is great. Mixer, yeah.
Yeah.
yes, Mixer.
Mixer, yeah.
Big old plug for Mixer right there.
Yeah. Mix, yeah. Yeah, Mixer. There we go. Yeah, just slide your chair a little bit. Yeah.
I just moved my boobs over.
Yeah. Top left is all anybody's looking at right now. Here, we'll go to this. We could still have everybody in chat, but we'll just go to this because that other screen is like awkward and that.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to Undercard and everything.
I don't know either.
He just randomly
I don't
dipped.
know.
Oh, hey,
Was
there he
that-
is.
Back! Oh no!
I don't know what happened. It must be this Dead by Daylight download.
Rip
It's
the
just,
Mixer boob.
Yeah, I was like, we had boob action going on. It was great.
New
Just like
stickers
the
available
big
soon.
Mixer boob they had at E3 last year. I had one on my chest just now.
Mm-hmm.
Big Mixer boob.
It just kicked me out, dude. Well, now my download is at 2 gigs of 21 gigs.
Oh, that's good. That's
So-
why it kicked
I'm
you.
surprised
Your
it's that
internet was
big. Like honestly, I didn't realize it was that big of a fucking download. Like, it's not
I mean,
a
21
huge
is
game.
Pretty small
I was-
considering nowadays.
I mean, yeah, compared to fucking Modern
21 is
Warfare,
so
it's just fucking
small.
300 gigs.
I don't know if games can be smaller than 21.
Surprised it's that big. Yeah, story of my life. Actually, it's normally the other way around.
Turn my camera back on here without it being. I don't
No,
think
you're
it's gonna
fine.
do
We
it.
could just chat here. I can pull up something. Like it's all good.
Y'all saw enough of my face tonight.
Yeah,
I'm over
exactly.
it.
So now we could just chat and hang out.
My anxiety is finally kicked in. I'm over it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, like Shredder, even
Computers will
initially,
not
guys,
suppress it.
Shredder was like, "I'm not even gonna show my camera tonight, whatever." And I was like, "Well, can you at least like throw up like an image so that way it
Is
doesn't
Shredder
mess
still here?
up the thing?" Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
I was glad to see you.
Yeah.
I just
Oh
want you
no,
to know.
why am I full screen in this
I
call?
just felt like it was gonna be.
You're
I know,
not
I'm
here.
sitting
You're
here
fine.
talking
You're
to
fine.
Jojo one-on-one
You're fine.
almost.
You're fine. I mean, I see you.
No.
I just wanted to sit back and eat my Girl Scout cookies, and then I was like,
Wait,
everyone
which
else
one
has
did
a
you
webcam.
get?
I got all of them. I got the new ones, the coffee flavored ones, and then I got the thin mint.
Oh wow. See, this is why we couldn't live near each other.
Yeah.
I'd be
Well,
like,
I
you got all
also-
the Girl Scout cookies?
Well, I also
Why
had
is my
some
desktop
edibles, so-
organization giving you anxiety? I'm curious now.
Charlie is a chaotic evil. She requires messiness.
How is it not organized? It's very
Oh
organized.
God. You
She
don't
has
wanna
her
look
moments
at-
of not being organized, so I don't know what she's talking about.
I mean, there's cables everywhere in the background, but I need
yeah.
I need
The
to get a new
cables?
desk before I can
My
affect that.
cables are
Because I've
fast.
also
I was
like
gonna say-
I've added things on. That's why it's so messy as it's been here, and there's literally like this much space for me to get behind my desk. So until I get a new one on your PC.
Your desktop.
Oh, is she saying you have a lot of tabs?
Oh, well, that's because we were talking about things. Because it's showing my wrong thing. I had all the tabs open for what we were talking about.
Yeah, and I missed what she was talking about.
She says not tabs. Oh my god.
Desktop
Not
organization.
Desktop. I'm so confused. I'm
Show
getting-
your desktop, you coward. Bad.
Oh God, yeah, no, I agree
Yeah,
with
that,
that.
that gives me anxiety. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's okay. I agree with Charlie.
See, to me, it's actually like organized, and I know exactly how it's organized.
You want to see mine? Literally right now. Here, I'll show you. Watch.
Fake.
None.
See, like this,
None.
so this
Oh, I can't
background
see it.
changes. So right now it looks a little awkward because of the way this background is. I mean,
That's
though
not the
it
right
frames
webcam.
Scylla really well.
No, not
but
on stream.
but honestly, all
Oh.
this
Discord.
right here is games, and they're all like spaced out.
There's no
Oh,
icons
shit.
at all on my desktop.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm
Okay.
missing one right here. Hold on. There we go. I have it. Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh,
God,
wait.
I
What the fuck?
fucked
God damn it, Charlie. You made me move something that I noticed and it fucking fucked everything up. I can't control
Yes.
Z. No, no,
Yes.
no, no,
yes.
no,
Well, I fixed my
no.
camera.
No, no, that's awkward. No, I don't like that. No, 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 that is awkward. Nope, I'm dragging everything back to where how it was. Nope, nope.
Oof,
Fair enough.
that hurts me. I don't like that shit.
No,
Get rid of that.
No.
Why is it in a straight line?
No, I don't like it. Like I literally tried to move one thing and it all moved. Fuck no! I had it all
Good.
right. I see like this all over here is my programs, and then I had all of my actual games in a nice diagonal 1x1 like corner touching thing, and she like was giving me a hard time. So I tried to move one because I noticed there was one square empty, and it all moved. So wait, Uplay goes over here. Hold on. There we go.
Oh my god.
Nope. This is
He's,
this,
he's gonna
Madness.
walk us through the mind behind the madness.
this
right
is
now.
so it all.
He's checkerboarding it.
Yeah, no, it was all checkerboarded. It was, and I don't get why that was an issue.
Because it's not the whole screen. Like if it was,
Because
like,
I
the
don't
whole
have that
screen
many
checker-
games installed.
Then install more.
No, because I don't need. Well, I mean,
I
like,
don't.
just-
Am
or
I
just
am
make
I a
big
weird person?
files.
If I install a game, I don't leave its icon on my desktop.
Like
I just
no,
search
no,
in the bar to
Buns-
open it, or I.
Buns
all right, there we
finish
go.
my task
Checkerboard.
bar.
There we go. Cool.
Buns hates the fact
I
that
don't
have
use
shortcuts.
icons at all. I hate.
These are my
desktops,
games.
period.
These are my launchers, and this is just random like programs and all that over here. That whatever.
Yeah, no. Buns
Wait,
does the
Apex
same
needs
thing.
to
She
go.
does not use shortcuts, and it drives me nuts sometimes.
Pin to taskbar, you heathen.
Because I don't
Exactly.
like them
If
all like
somebody's-
sitting next to each other. Like I don't know. Like I like the checkerboard a little bit because also like I said, so my desktop backgrounds rotate. Like it's just on Scylla right now, but like everyone, like I have like a whole folder of different desktop backgrounds. So sometimes like it'll look better. Like right now, the Scylla like this text is kind of
This is
overriding
my-
these, but it so
Oh,
it
what
looks a
the
little
fuck is
awkward
going
right
on?
here. But I don't know. I just like having them with a little bit of space in between on my desktop for my games. And I just like, I don't know.
So this is my desktop right now.
Maybe that should
on
be
my
a topic
screen.
for our next.
This is
I
with
am
my
weird.
icons
Thing
hidden.
is,
If I
what does
show
your
my
desktop look
icons,
like?
there, I have 10 of them, and they're in the corner, just like right there.
But and then like
That's all
I have my
icons. All my games are
launchers
down
here. I have like core temp and tech power and my couple like overclocking and my stat things here, and then recycle bin
Look
and
at
yeah.
this cute picture I have on my desktop.
I can't see your desktop. You're not sharing your desktop.
No,
sharing
I'm not,
you.
I'm not with this.
How do I can't even blow up Jojo's stream because like you're overpowering everything, Kdog.
Yeah, that was the point.
You're bodying all of us into the left corner.
But that's like what I said. So but that's why we did so that way it automatically loads everybody into here. Like that's why I
Yeah.
did it
No,
that way.
I agree with that. I'm
Yeah.
just like now I don't know how to fix it though. I can't.
Yeah, no, it's
So
it's
Jojo
not so
gotta
you
just
can't
exit
fix
out
it.
of your stream.
Aha. fix it.
Exit out of your stream.
Kdog reported for having a virus desktop. I like it.
My desktop is great. Shut up. I had to fix it because Charlie gave me shit, and then I noticed one tiny little empty because I
dude,
probably
it
uninstalled something, so it left an empty square. So that's why I tried to move it, and then it moved everything.
Oh golly, yeah, that's bad, dude.
I like my checkerboard little corner connecting. I don't know.
get
It's
the
it's appealing to
anxiety- I
me.
don't get the anxiety from the checkerboard. I get the anxiety from the icons being over top of the words.
Well, that's
on
like I said,
your-
but that changes.
I
That
agree
it
with
just
that.
depends on the background. Like
Yeah.
that changes constantly. It just rotates. I have a bunch of different picture backgrounds. It rotates between all of my PC. So like, I don't know, like NVIDIA. I don't know even where to fix it anymore.
Out of all the things we talked about, your desktop was
Yeah,
what offended
yeah.
everybody.
right.
Rotate it.
Thanks,
Where do I
Undercard.
even like adjust image settings? Where do we even mess with that anymore? I haven't like messed with my background in so long. It's probably not in NVIDIA. It's probably just in Microsoft, right? Hold on. Next desktop background. Here we go. Here. Does this look kind of better? I don't know. It's another Smite background, but
It's a
I feel
little
like
bit
if you're gonna,
better.
I was gonna say if you're gonna have backgrounds, then you should take your
There.
icons off.
there. Half-Life
That's
background.
kind of what I do. I always have my icons hidden.
So I noticed somebody complimented your setup, Kdog, the other night, and I noticed it was when you were playing Tarkov. I think Tarkov is such a good, especially when you're maintenancing your stuff,
Mhm.
because like your stash is right
It
behind
works
you.
out so well. It really
It
does.
does,
Like the
it does.
stash is back behind me and it's full screen. And yeah, it actually really works out purely by happenstance. Purely by
Yeah,
happenstance.
I genuinely feel
Um,
like that's why they probably compliment all the time, but in that moment they were like, "Yo, this is a pretty dope setup, especially for what you're doing right now," which was Tarkov, because
Yep.
It
you're
looks like you're sitting in a
organizing.
cloud right now. I like it.
It works great for Tarkov.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
Half-Life, baby.
By the way, Kdog, I did notice someone stole your stuff too.
Mhm.
I saw it. And
There's-
it's somebody I know too,
Mhm.
but I'm not gonna say names.
Mhm. Yep, I won't say names either. I know the couple people that have started to steal it.
I'm gonna
Well, you're
steal it right
what?
now.
My kind of view cam, my in the middle of the game kind of green screen thing and all that on Mixer. I know the people that have started to adopt it. I know
I'm
who
gonna
they are.
adopt it. I'm adopting it right now.
I'm doing it right now.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
wait.
I don't
fuck.
have the room space or the patience for that shit, so you don't gotta
No.
worry about that for me. So
Can you change your lights behind you on your like stream deck, or what do you got your lights connected to, Jojo?
behind me, it's hue. I can change it to whatever I want.
Oh, okay. So you got the strips. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you
Yeah,
ever
she
thought about
does.
It's
looking
just
up?
one. It's just one strip. It's just a
Jojo's
really, really,
strips.
really big one.
Do you know? I don't know what the app's called, but have you ever thought about hooking that up to your mix plate, where people can like change it if they wanted to?
It's a lot of work to get it to work. Specifically because our network is very
Pearls.
trafficked all the time. So like, we've done it before. I thought about doing the whole stream loots thing and having one of the cards be like, pick the light color for the next half an hour or something.
That's pretty cool. That's a good idea.
All right. Because I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I can
end the
change it to whatever I
recording
want.
for YouTube. Everybody say bye. because
Bye.
I'm going to end the recording for
Bye.
YouTube so that way, and then we can start it back up for all the other stuff. So everybody say bye. Hey, random. Hey, resubs. Yay. We'll do dance party now once we're in the recording. But thank you, everybody.
I want it now.
No, it'll after I change recordings, but I'm going to end this recording so that we can load it up onto the podcast and the YouTube and everything. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out for the web show / podcast, whichever way you're listening to it. And we will see you next week. And don't worry, all you people who are here live, we're not going anywhere. I'm just ending the recording factor of it. So, bye.